something off.
$3 in hot Coca-Cola. That's all you get from this fucking podcast.
It's fucking off.
No, I get chicken.
He's gonna be hitting me up for gas money to get home.
Right? Are you driving the white Ford pickup?
Yeah.
Okay, just so you know, and I'm not this kind of guy, but I am parked in an $80,000 pickup next to you. So I just want you to know.
If you could not hit him with your hunk
Yes,
of shit,
yeah, that's where I was headed.
No, I got you.
because your insurance is not sufficient.
Probably not.
I love it. I love it.
Can you hear me good on this one?
Yeah. Move Josh's over. Point it.
They're kind of directional.
And since you're new, you have to agree to the terms and conditions
Of what?
that we can use this for other stuff.
When are we starting?
Right? It's been started.
Okay.
We did start.
My name is Bob McCready, and I agree. There you go. Right?
I don't know who that is, but
Right on, Bob.
I decided when I came over,
You're just being dumb?
what's that?
You're gonna be dumb?
No, I'm a
wow.
cat dealer from Southern Alabama. And I don't mean like the bug cat. Like, I'm talking like caterpillar, like the
Oh,
machine.
I thought you were saying you were a pimp.
Yeah.
I was like, right on,
We're
dude.
talking about a guy that has like no imagination.
Who's that?
You.
That's all I got is a
Cat dealer. That sounds pretty good name for a pimp.
Cat dealer.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I have a fun story.
About pimps.
No, about a cat.
Oh, okay.
I was at dinner with some friends one day. They were younger people. They were Trevin's friends. Anyway, since he's passed away, I have went to dinner with them. Actually, I'm going to dinner with them Sunday night. And it's been a while. Anyway, we're sitting there and we're talking about this girl. I won't name her name because Chan knows who she is, and people around, if anybody watches this thing, will know. But anyway, they were talking, and he said, yeah, she's really been, I said, how's she been doing, because she's a good kid. And he goes, she's been throwing her cat around quite a bit. And so I'm older. And I was like, excuse me? I said, throwing her cat around? What's that? And the lady that is with him says, what? And she goes, and I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I was like, oh.
I think you should move this camera a little this way. Because when you lean forward to eat, it gets in.
See, that's her being a strong, independent woman.
You see this cable that
It was.
only is so long?
But the thing I do like about the person that was throwing her cat
I'll
around
slide around a little bit.
is that
I'll just get
she
that
actually is a hardworking, not talking about being a strong, independent woman. So she actually is a strong, independent woman, or was. I don't think she is anymore, but I think she's a
She got
strong, together woman.
She got real weak.
You should tell the chicken rotisserie story. This is a good one.
Actually,
I love Cracker Barrel.
Actually, it's the same people at another dinner. This is not the rotisserie one, but I didn't know what a thirst trap was either. A long time ago, for the longest time. Because like where I come from, you're like, man, did you see her titties? Right? Not
Everybody's like,
thirst
yeah.
trap. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta like butter it, right? You just say what you say. But anyway, I do like. I mean, it's a pretty good term. What are you doing?
He's hitting the fucking...
How many times did you do that?
They call it a glass cock.
All day.
All day.
This one all
Don't
day.
worry. It's only water vapor, so it's completely healthy.
Oh, no. This shit, I'm on the way to the grave.
Don't worry,
We're
I'm
gonna
just
make
putting hot water vapors into my lungs.
Oh, it tastes good.
You ever heard of drowning?
No, what's drowning, Chandler?
When your lungs fill with water.
Whoa.
It's what that cop in Tennessee did the other day
What?
when he was texting and driving and had a woman in the back seat that he had just arrested.
Oh my God.
You didn't hear that?
No.
Got another one like that?
Just this week.
Where's your rep?
Drove, I think, down a boat ramp because it was like he didn't know where he was at, and he was like texting, I think, his wife or something. I read only parts of stories, but that's kind of what I got. Like when I'm reading stories, I go to Google something, and then there's a story on there. I'm like, oh man, I should just read that while I'm here.
Oh, an ad pops up.
Yeah. These are just like news ads, though.
What, did you hear about the train one? They doing like a DUI stop, and they put the girl in the back of the cop car.
yeah.
Oh.
They parked on the train track.
Is that one a real one though?
Yes.
Yeah, no, there's video
It
footage
is,
of it.
huh?
Yeah, no, it's video of she's in the back seat of the train, or the cop car.
He's using the back seat of the train.
No, she's on the cop car. She literally gets fucking
Wow.
just shit can. Is it running?
Oh no, the other one. The guy arrested somebody, put him in the back of the car, then an acorn hit the top of the car.
Yes.
And he thought he was getting shot at. He unloads his magazine of his service weapon. And then I'm hit, I'm down, I'm hit, reloads and just, dude. And there's a guy in the back
really
in
happened.
handcuffs, and he unloaded. into his fucking.
His partner
cruiser.
started shooting at him too.
Dude, no bullshit.
Like 2 cops just started fucking firing at the car.
What?
Yeah.
And he was black.
Wow.
You're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what
They
the
didn't
sad thing
kill
is?
him?
Didn't hit him.
What?
Got out of the car on his own with his hands behind his back still.
And saying, I'm not shooting at you?
Yeah.
Acorn hit the top of the cop car.
Yeah.
He says, I'm hit.
Well, I think in the report it said he thought it was a suppressed weapon that was shooting at him.
It was suppressed. It was squirrel suppressed.
Fucking acorn.
That is.
Are you eating?
No, I'm afraid if I pull any food out, you're gonna ask me for money.
I'm gonna give you shit.
I'd rather.
That
He's
is
like,
the price
I
of
don't-
admission in this.
I don't need the emotional toll.
Hey,
Okay,
hey,
here you go.
hey,
emotional turmoil.
he says, I didn't bring $3. You pinned him down on the $3 deal, and you stumped him.
Well, when Josh said that you got to build that computer for the price of rent, he's like, wait a minute, if I don't pay rent and I build this computer, that means I have to start paying rent.
I did build it for the price of rent. Fucking
for nothing.
He says, fucking.
But no, so the rotisserie chicken girl, she works at Cracker Barrel,
Oh, can I get another one of those, friend? I just can't.
Which one?
Oh, just a chicken.
and she literally,
Oh my goodness.
me and my dad are saying that we're going to lunch because it's like a shitty day.
I
out.
think about this often before he tells the story, because I'm old and I don't see a lot of women, And
She was cute.
Oh, she was cute, and she was younger, but all right.
she was built like a 2x4.
Yeah,
but,
which
you know,
doesn't
whatever.
offend me. It's
But-
better than being built like
A man?
like a truckload of 2x4s.
It's like a lamb bean.
So-
Bridge beam.
We're standing there, and she's like, "Okay, how many?" And he's like, 2. And he's like, "I want to sit by the fire, though. Cracker Barrel, the famous fire pit." He's like, "I love sitting by the fire."
I do. When I go to
It's-
Cracker Barrel, I want to sit by the fire,
He's like, "It's shitty out. Why not sit by the fire?"
and that's usually when I go to Cracker Barrel. Shitty out.
And she goes, "I love sitting by the fire too. I wish I could be inside the fire like a rotisserie chicken. Sometimes I just want to be turned into a rotisserie chicken."
And at first I didn't get it, like right at first, and then I was like,
It's like some self-harm shit going on there.
no, it would have
No,
been
no,
harmful,
it-
all right.
She wanted us
No,
to
no.
high five in the middle of it.
She wanted to be a rotisserie
I've done that
between
before.
us.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, "What do you think she would have said if you
I've
said?"
been married for 20 years.
never came up.
Nope.
Well, I forgot to shut the phone off, or my ringer off at least.
But
She would. Her and her whole family pronounce rotisserie.
Hola.
Swear to God. Stupidest woman I ever met.
See?
My name is Dakota. I'm actually calling from Philly's Auto Group Kia. Did I catch you at a good time?
See?
So we're actually offering a lifetime powertrain warranty down here. So that warranty is actually going to cover your engine, transmission, turbos, and all lubricated moving parts for as long as you own a brand new Kia. Have you ever thought about purchasing a new Kia?
Hold on a second. Did you say lubricated?
On lubricated moving parts.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You're good. I think about that.
I don't know. How did you get my number?
So we're actually just going off a list from people that at least have acquired in the past or people that they've talked to in the past.
Oh, so you're like cold calling?
Pretty much.
Okay.
We're pretty much just letting people know about our new lifetime powertrain warranty that we're offering here.
I gotcha.
So,
I'm just jacking with you. I'm just sitting around with some friends and got you on speakerphone and
You're on a podcast.
and actually we're doing a podcast and I thought it would be funny if I answered a spam call and talked to somebody because you came up as a spam call. So it.
that's pretty funny.
I thought it was funny too because we were doing this podcast and I was like, oh, that should be funny, and but it didn't go nearly as well as I thought. But anyway, I do appreciate you calling me, and right now I'm good. I don't need any vehicles.
All right. No, you're good, man. Thank you.
All right,
Have a good day.
thank you. Bye.
That was supposed to be a lot funnier.
When the fuck did you go look at a Kia?
I never looked at a Kia.
That sounds like really American for.
What else?
Probably his daughter, her
What el-
girlfriend, one of her friends.
What else they sell?
Who?
Kia.
I don't fucking know. They're all just owned by the same people.
Menholtz? No, they don't own the Menholt.
I don't know.
Gotta clean my fingers so I can touch my computer.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that would be how that would work out. Sometimes you get some really, really good.
When he started
ones.
speaking Spanish, it's handed to me. I know enough Spanish so
Oh.
we could like.
Oh, dude. I've had him cuss at me and hang up.
Really? I had two. One time.
Fuck your mother!
Yeah.
Fuck you, bloody fuck you.
I had a guy call me one time. There's no BS. My
Have you
sister.
turned it off and turned it back on again?
My sister was my office manager then,
Crash?
and I don't even know why I answered, but he was being a shithead on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, guy, don't be a shithead to me, you know." And actually, I don't even think it was a spam call. It was somebody calling me about something, money or owed bill or something. Anyway, and then started being a real shithead. So I was being a shithead back, and he's like, "Oh, you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can do this all day long. I don't care." And he's like, "Well, I can do this all day." And I was like, "Well, cool." I said, "Guess what? We can sit here and do this all day and until your shift's over." So I started saying, "Is that okay with you, fuckhead?" And he was and then finally he's like, I'm done here." And I was like, "Oh, I thought we were doing this all day." He wasn't.
Pussy.
He was talking a good game until I sat down in my chair.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Man,
This dude will literally do this all fucking day. All right, so here's the excavator.
wow."
We gotta start.
United Rentals.
That happened today, a couple hours ago.
Jan was telling me something about it, but it's a United Rentals.
Well, I was calling you to tell you he was going to be late, and I said no because if I tell you he's going to be late,
who
you'll
puts
be
that on there?
That's what they were saying the
idiots.
whole time.
Idiots.
Nobody.
TV screen on transition. Now you guys can see it. There it is. It's up on the TV now.
That's crazy. In which bridge?
The boom truck one that you didn't like taking. It triggered the light.
The second
one
Lockwood one.
The one with the light says warning your load's too tall. And then
Westbound 90 in Lockwood.
Oh, so if you're coming from your house headed towards the Newtown pump?
Yep.
Yeah.
Turn right, second one. He made it all the way underneath that thing. And if you look at the bottom, all the debris and concrete on the ground.
That is look at that arm bent. I mean that.
oh, it bent to fucking.
That's harder than tool steel.
That
he
is
bent that.
crazy.
So I sent it to Chris. I was like, "Hey, call United Rentals and see if you can buy it."
Right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
That's crazy.
He said he was going to drive by and see if there was a United Rentals truck there and give him a card. And he was probably going to offer him 40, 50 grand for it.
Yeah. What size of machine is it?
It's 160 Cabelco.
I thought it was a zero swing for a minute.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Yep. There's another one. There's another picture.
Let's go to the other picture.
Pulling it up now. Yes, boss.
Oh, he's an over the road guy.
Look how much it shifted the tracks.
Well, Josh said it.
He's no longer straight.
Wow.
Josh said it broke the chain. I was like, he wasn't using the right chains then.
Wow.
There was no chains on it. They were all busted.
Yeah.
All the boomers were sitting in the middle.
I use 1/2 inch. I do not use 3/8. It's rated, but I don't fucking use 3/8.
Well, he was probably not expecting to hit a bridge.
So where did he load it though?
Probably United Rentals.
Oh,
Down the road.
that's right. I forgot they've been there a long time, obviously. I always think United Rentals is back when you used to be there.
Up in the heights by Big R.
Yeah, that building was crappy, but it was a way better lot.
Oh, and it was so much bigger.
Way better.
You had room for days.
Yeah, I remember coming in there and seeing you in there.
Yeah.
I was never a part of any of that.
No.
I remember you working on
You're a
somebody's-
pup.
I remember going there a couple times.
Yeah, what year was that?
2010, 11.
Was it?
Yeah. 10 or 11.
Because you moved to the new location when you were working there.
Oh, you did?
When I was still living
Yep.
with you, I think.
And then I quit.
How many years did you work there?
I got back in 10, 11, 12, 13. I think Jess started nursing school at 14. So
No way. I thought she was nursing way longer than that.
she's only been
Really?
nursing 9 years.
Really?
Just seems like it rolled.
Yeah. Why don't we ever get Jeremiah over here on the podcast?
Jaeger won't let him. Jaeger said he'll quit being the producer if Jeremiah's invited.
Bullshit. Two things. One, I'm not the fucking producer.
You have to be a producer because producers are. No, I'm not even gonna.
You gotta say.
He is a producer though.
We're
you,
unscripted,
hey,
unfiltered.
you fit that bill. I look over at you and I was stuttering because you remind me of a producer, like what I would think a Hollywood producer.
What the fuck is that supposed to be? I don't get it.
So why can't Jeremiah come on? You don't talk to your dad?
I talk to him. He can come on. That's fine.
He's gonna be busy that day.
Oh shit, Chandler.
Are we getting into trauma?
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
We've got a lot of
Probably.
So actually, this episode was supposed to be titled Therapy, and I think we just hit the nail on the
Oh, we're
fucking
not
head.
doing. No, we're not doing me.
No.
Again. We're not doing me again.
Hey,
That's what undiagnosed looks like.
Fuck that. No, I'm diagnosed.
This is 14 years of therapy and meds.
I like that. He's like, no, I don't. Yep, no, yep.
Fuck it, dude.
Yep,
Whatever.
no, do it. I don't know. I don't
give
care.
a shit.
No, do it.
Whatever. I don't. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It will be fine.
I have no repressed emotions.
Now I'm gonna have a big old fucking. Now I'm gonna have a big old scrape right down my pickup.
Yeah, he fucking truck
Fuck that guy. I don't have insurance. I don't own shit.
He won't even know it's me. It looks, my truck's gonna look the exact same it was.
Fucking crazy sauce.
Huh.
Yours are probably total out.
Can I have those pickle things for a second? Thanks, sir.
Oh no, if I breathe on that truck too hard, it'll total out.
Yeah, no.
So, since we're not talking about you, and I haven't seen you very much, so what is your plans, like long-term plans? What are you going to do in Lockwood?
You know the military does unemployment now?
What?
Okay, so I'm doing. I'm applying for college.
Okay.
Waiting on stuff for to come back from the government for that. I got classes starting on Monday for my IT training. I got 3 different certs I'm going for. There might be a job opening at Lockwood School soon. I'm looking forward to that, to do that. And if not, I also got, I'm talking to people.
We got to pass a piss test and randoms.
Not going to be working at the school.
You're like, let's go to Plan Z. I'm going to talk to these other people.
I'm talking, people called me today asking if I was still looking for a job because I'm on a bunch of government fucking lists of, like, hey, this guy just got out, he does these certifications.
Oh, that kind of government list.
Oh, I'm on other ones too. There's no doubt that
Related to me.
I'm related to my dad.
I'm probably on at least one.
All of
list.
them. That's a crew right there. That's why we need to get your dad right there.
Maybe we get Jason here too then.
Oh my god.
Who?
My other uncle.
I don't think I know him.
Oh,
I've never met Jason.
He's been in Alaska forever.
Oh, that's right. I
He
remember.
grows his own psilocybin mushrooms.
He
Yeah,
loves
I remember,
Jason so much.
I remember because Jeremiah was going up there a couple times or
Yeah,
something.
did a drain field for him.
Yeah, or
They
something.
wanted like 80 grand to put a drain field in Alaska.
Wow.
It was cheaper to fly my dad up there, buy all the, or not my dad, my brother up there, buy all the parts, and then have my Uncle Paul haul in a backhoe or an excavator.
No way.
Fucking backhoes. I'd quit. I'd kill myself.
Man, I like
I
backhoes.
don't think Paul owns a backhoe. I
I
want to say
like-
it was a backhoe, but I think it was an excavator.
Man, he hates backhoes. Backhoes.
hate backhoes.
If you could only own one piece of equipment, the most
Would be a
versatile
fucking
piece.
backhoe.
It is the most
No.
versatile piece.
I
It'd
was
be a
this
fucking
close
mini.
to buying a backhoe
Oh,
at
backhoes
the
are
sheriff's
good.
sale, and it was going for like $5 grand.
I should have called. You should have called me.
It had dualies on it in
What?
the back. Oh, dude.
Oh,
Here's my
dude.
problem
But
with
the guy
backhoes.
showed up and like paid off his debt. I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can do that during the auction?
Oh,
Right up to it, dude.
that was the auction you were talking about that kept getting canceled.
Yeah.
Let's here's your deal. What's your deal?
Backhoes, the problem with them is,
What?
generally the guy that owns the fucking backhoe, in our case, wasn't the one running it. And he liked to send us to places that you could fit an excavator, a small
But he's
excavator.
also the same guy that had ran a backhoe a lot.
And you could fit
So
a
I
skid
know
steer,
what it can do.
but you couldn't fit a skid steer and a mini. So then you mash them into one piece of equipment they call a backhoe, and then you're trying to drive that fucking thing around in the mud in an area that it does not fit
Well,
in.
just so you know, I dug lots of homes with one and backfilled lots of homes with one, and I did it quickly and efficiently, probably faster than 2 of you people did when I was
You
running the show.
people.
Did you know?
people.
Wow. You hate Asians that much?
God damn!
Sorry.
That was only $3 in his pocket. He's got some fucking.
No, the tee up was too good.
It was though.
Oh,
you
fuck, I
laid
couldn't-
right in.
I couldn't fucking
You're like,
not
you
do
hate
that."
Asians that much. Wow. You know what's funny is he gets that from his mom. His mom's Asian.
Oh, really?
Bobby Lee.
Have you?
not
Bobby Lee.
I don't know if she's Asian though.
She. Have you ever? No.
It's
I was gonna say, have you ever seen her laying down? Most people have.
Whoa!
God damn.
Get his ass!
This is a true story, so we got to go here because it's a true story.
Where's Cody?
Wait, yeah, she likes Cody, but we'll go there next. So anyway,
Hold on. If you see any weird chats popping in, there's also someone that does know we're doing the show tonight.
Who's that? Your mom? Anyway, when I first met her and we were young,
Just so everyone
you know,
knows, that's my dad, by the way.
I'm Bob McCready.
No, it's not. He's full of shit.
I'm from Southern Alabama.
He slings pussy all over the southern states.
I sling cats.
Most of it's just cousins, but whatever.
But anyway,
He's selling the most kitty all over Alabama.
They're all his.
they're all his. But when I met her, we were like in high school, right? And I was like, man, you look,
I don't even know
you
what
look,
story
you
this
look
is.
kind of Oriental. And, you know, I thought she looked Oriental. She goes, a lot of people say that, but she goes, you got to see me on my back. And I was like, oh.
I can do that.
She goes, but you never will. And I was thinking at the time, I bet so. And then
Challenge
once
accepted.
and then once I got to know her, that actually a lot of people knew she was Chinese.
Is she really?
She looks it.
No, they said that my grandma always said the squinty eyes comes from the Seminoles we come from.
No.
It's your side of the family, not hers.
I was gonna say she's not related to me. Hopefully,
Your mom.
no, I was talking about to your mom.
Oh.
I was like,
Hey,
I
you-
hope your mom's not related to me.
We're from Lovell, though.
Yeah, that's
If you
true.
weren't brother and sister, you probably were cousins. So
We are backwoods, Wyoming.
Look like your family tree could be a rose bush.
Hey, but they do look. Him and his mom look identical.
So did Trevor.
They're both Oriental. No,
So did
Trevor.
Riley.
No,
Trevin
they
did
do
too.
Not just you and your mom. Yep.
Oh.
Are we therapy?
Therapy,
Hey,
fuck.
I told him the other day we were having a conversation at work, and I said he has some stuff that he needs to work on, and a few minutes later he's like, I don't need to work on nothing, and I was like, you just proved my point, by the way, but thank you.
No, that's not how it went.
But anyway, Cody. So Cody was where was Cody when your mom was like, hey, who are you? And
My baby shower.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, his mom. She's she was a very nice looking, actually one of the nicest looking women I've ever met in my entire life, up to a point. And I'm trying to be
I'm
kind.
not trying. I'm going to step in here. I'm not trying to be rude, but he says was until a point. But the women after her, there was a few of them that you're like, you definitely need to slay that dragon quick. Leave the lights off and
Oh yeah,
walk
we're
away.
not even. I'm not even arguing that. I'm just saying that. So like, because I really thought that like she was very blessed in her looks and different things, just not in her personality.
Tell your truth.
And
Tell your truth.
And so anyway, but then the Oreos they'll catch up to you. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm living proof. They'll catch up. I didn't think they would catch her, honestly. And finally, they caught her. And one time, I dated this one lady for a few minutes, and she had a few extra pounds. And his mom says to me, she goes, "Oh, you're into big girls now, huh?" And I said, "Have you looked in a fucking mirror lately?"
I've always been into big girls, Andy. It just takes a little bit longer for something to bloom.
That is the truth. Anyway, that's the Cody Buck story. She was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Are you from?" He said something about, "Are you from Texas?" And he's like, "Becky, you know me. I'm Cody. I was Trevin's friend." And she's like, "Oh."
Interesting.
Really getting after that
She
cougar.
goes, "So you're young, man."
Younger.
Can I interest you in my social security disability payments?
Anyway, so
She's what-
let's get off of Trevin's and Chandler's mom because I'm sure somebody is already there, and let's
Because
move on to a
God knows
different.
somebody else's.
That's crazy.
That's great.
Nuts.
And Jaeger's like, this is why I don't want my dad to come over.
Man, I know.
They were like, remember that time you were 2 years old?
I just started.
He wasn't
shit-talking
there.
my dad. Exactly correct. My dad was not there when I was 2 years old.
When was he there?
From,
Not till
like, I was like a
9?
year and a half until I was 10.
10. I was
Remember that time you were 10 years old?
because that's when I met you. I met you.
Trauma. All that shit's
Yeah,
gone.
because how old was your sister?
She's 18 months younger than me.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
she was very. I remember my mom taking him to the county lockup before he got sentenced and shipped out to like say bye.
right. Because you guys came to the job site right after, like.
My dad was mad. He was like, "You fucking sitting inside watching Netflix all day? You're coming with me to work?" And I'm like, "What?" And that's the first day I met you, I think.
Sitting inside watching Netflix.
I was like watching cartoons. And I was like 10.
He's like, "You lazy prick, get out here."
I was like, "Fuck me, okay."
You're going to come watch me shit in a hole.
Oh, dude.
No, he was like,
Every fucking foundation he ships in the hole.
Yeah.
This is the first I've heard of it though. I don't.
I did. First I heard of it,
He
too.
did it. He did that back with Ted Acord, T&E Walls. That's who he started with.
Oh, that's right. Because when he first started working for me, here's a great story about your dad. Actually, so he started working for me. Like, well, as soon as he got out of prison, like we were talking the other day, you and
Luke Pentecost.
Luke Pentecost brought him
Because I
over.
think Luke was working for you.
No, Luke was working with Julian at the time.
That's right.
But we were kind of working together. You know, like
Yeah.
they would do some footings or whatever. So So anyway, so they brought him over, and I was like, and I always need help. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll hire him, I'm good.
I got a truck going to the halfway house every day.
You hired me, so
Yeah, I hired you.
And my friends.
Hey, and I hired him.
Well, you hired my friends too, though.
Dude, I hired, back in the day, we hired, if you were breathing.
I've never worked for Joe.
Nope.
Yeah, you're the only one that hasn't.
I forgot.
Have you ever been to prison?
Every young person's friends. Anybody that I hired and they had friends that were interested, yeah, bring them over. We'll try them
Best
out.
part is not many of them ever actually came back.
No.
Or wanted to be your friend
Sean?
afterwards.
Who?
Sean, he was there for 2.
I think Sean was a pretty good hand.
Yeah, he came back
Yeah.
or worked for a little longer after I was already in the army.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Sean,
But
he was a little
so
retarded, but he was great.
I was talking to Jeremiah started working for me. The first job we
He took his
wore,
own helmet?
Actually, he was like drinking energy. I just remember this. He was drinking energy drinks because I didn't used to never drink. That's like,
Oh, he got you on Zion,
I was
didn't
like,
he?
It's antifreeze. I'm not drinking that shit. And he's like, just try it. I was like, dude, I don't drink that nasty shit. Anyway, so I said, hey, have you ever poured a foundation? He's like, oh, a little bit. I used to work for this outfit or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I said, well, why don't you mag? And nobody can mag. Hardly anybody knows how to mag. Right. And so anyway, so I let him start magging, and I just kind of keep my eye on him, and it is freaking glass perfect. And I'm like, holy shit. So anyway, I was like, awesome. So anyway, I didn't pay attention. Next job, he's magging, and I'm not paying attention because I already watched him the first time, right? I go back around the wall, and it just catches me off guard. I'm like, what happened over here? And it's literally like this. And so that we actually gave your dad a nickname. Guess what we called him?
I've probably heard it before. but I don't
Billy
know.
Ocean. So we literally, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, he could not mag anymore. He just couldn't do it. And I was like, but a couple days ago, it was literally perfect. And the other thing that I loved about working with your dad was I usually set wall with him. Well, of course, he would get furious at setting wall.
What?
Yes. So, but the worst part of it was this.
Fuck that chalk line.
Yeah.
We're putting the wall here.
Yeah, I
This footing, stupid. You poured the footing. I didn't do that shit. Ed did this. I did that. So fuck you, Ed. Oh yeah, I remember.
and he literally, the madder he would get,
Ooh,
he'd start shaking.
1997's coming back strong.
He would start like shaking the wall and being mad at it, and the more he did it, I'd try to help him, like, hey, if you did this, but then the more I would laugh. And then the more I would laugh, the madder he would get. And he would get so mad. So anyway, he was a great hand, though. He was a hard worker. And he was volatile, but a very hard worker. And
Good trade-off, I suppose.
well, in concrete world, almost everybody's volatile.
I was not.
Yeah, well.
You tried to fucking make me fight somebody.
No, I didn't make you.
Timmy, you were like, oh, fuck, you said some fucking stupid shit. You were like, hey, man, if you don't fight him, you're a pussy.
I didn't make you. I was telling you to be a man.
He tried to get me to fight everyone, and I did. I didn't give two bucks.
But Tim, remember Tim?
But it wasn't real fighting. It was like
he just threw me over his fucking shoulder like a catapult. He launched my dumbass.
we used to always do this thing where it's kind of like getting into the Thunderdome.
You throw fucking nails and gravel?
You'd literally just get, because it'd be gravel in a basement, you'd have the walls up, so you just jump in there and you wrestle around, or fight each other, do whatever, and it was a good
Get that
time.
piece of rebar that was sticking out. Or the fucking spleen.
But anyway, your dad worked for me for a while, and then I wanted to go to Vegas, and I never could leave because we didn't really, at that time I had quite a few guys, but not a lot of guys like I did towards the end.
And they're still all Alpha House guys.
Yeah, well, and there was a few decent workers, but not the best. And so anyway, I wanted to leave, but we had the crane truck, and nobody knew how to run the crane truck.
Yeah.
So I asked Jeremiah. I said, hey, you ever, and he's like, oh, I ran some equipment before. He said, but I've never ran the crane truck. And I said, well, let me show you. And I said, you think you can do it? And he's like, hopefully. And so I get him on there, and I mean, it's a pretty serious piece of equipment. And so anyway, and I'm showing him how to do it because I'm going to go to Vegas. And I wanted everybody to keep working because otherwise I'm going to Vegas anyway, no matter what, and they're not going to be able to work.
You're laid off for a week.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm leaving. So anyway, I actually showed him how to do it, and we're kind of doing our thing, and I wasn't paying attention. I look over, and he had done exactly 100% opposite of what I had just showed him.
Uh-huh.
And he has one of the baskets, and it's a 59-foot reach on this crane. And he's got one of these baskets, weighs about 1,600 pounds, and it's out where it's not supposed to be. When the one spot I said you can't be in this range on this side, and this range on this side, and the truck is almost completely tipped over, like you could almost walk under the tires. And anyway, and I'm like, somebody said, hey, and I look around, I'm like, holy shit, and I'm like, hey, and he just stops, and I'm like, hey, and it was right above somebody's car. And I'm like, hey, and then he goes to move, and I was like, ah! Nope. I said, nothing, don't do nothing, leap, stop, get off there. So I got up on there and just slowly eased the crane back in because it'll just pull straight back in, and the truck just what? So then I called Julian, who Luke Pentecost was working with at the time. I said, Julian, any chance you could do me a favor and run my crew while I'm gone for a week? He goes, yep. And so they got to work. Otherwise, when it was early on, there was so much stuff that went on that nobody could do it, you know. But then I hired a crane truck operator. Once we started getting a little bit bigger, and then that's kind of their thing and whatever. So
I became that crane truck operator.
No, we had actually the first guy I hired, his name was Nate.
No, I meant like eventually I became.
Nate was like just a phenomenal hand. And I knew he wouldn't be there forever, but he was phenomenal. What is it?
I just remembered. Yeah, that's right. You were the train cook. You fucking did operate that.
Well, he told us we were getting pay raises for anybody that wanted to get a CDL so he could buy semis. I fucking turned 18. I went down to the DMV and I took the test and.
I'll tell you another story about him and pay. Okay.
And what?
And pay.
Pay.
You said you told a story about pay just now.
Oh, you were going to give us pay increases. Yeah.
No, and I was going to tell another story about pay.
He has so many bullshit stories. Wait
a minute.
But they're all made up. They're like all made up though.
We're supposed to be paying our kids?
No, we didn't get paid for
That's where I'm headed with this story.
Oh, okay.
No, we got put on salary because when you were on salary, that meant you worked 24 hours a day.
Their salary was phenomenal.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying.
But you said salary like it was a negative, right?
No, but that meant we were on call.
It kind of sounded negative.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with them.
Well, it depends on how much your salary is.
All I know is when you're on call 24 hours a day, you don't drink, you don't do drugs.
This is coming from the guy that doesn't have a fucking job. He's like, I don't know about the salary thing. I don't know about the salary thing.
I was gonna work here, but they do drug tests. So
yeah, it was salary. No wonder I don't have.
I had a salary. I've done this before. Just a 24-hour work call thing is what I'm not about.
Okay, here we go.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
My feelings about
Lockwood School. Okay.
Okay.
We might be looking for another IT guy.
Right.
We're looking like $45,000-$50,000 a year salary. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The contract for that $45,000 to $50,000 is 280 days.
that's a lot of time.
365
I'm getting riled up. I'm just getting him riled up.
Hey, but you know what? He said the same thing. Wait, that's almost a year.
Oh yeah, Josh, I got a question now. Hold on. I got a legitimate question.
Okay.
So, single, independent Jaegers.
Yes. Kind of like.
What?
How is he supposed to afford his rent on that salary?
Can you go fuck yourself?
Wait a minute.
Just do me a solid. Shut the fuck up.
Or his truck payment. So yeah, how would you make it on that?
Or utilities.
Yeah, how would you make it on that? How would you make it on 45 to 50? How?
But you pay everything on your podcast producing salary.
That is $178.57 a day.
What?
Wow, that's tough. I don't know how you'd live like that.
That's almost $5,000 a month.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know how you'd live that way, bud.
Oh, do you know what his commute would be? He could probably get on the bus.
Yeah. With the kids with the lunchbox.
He could be a fucking bus aide and get an extra $10,000 a year.
I thought he wasn't allowed within 500 feet of a school.
All right.
So anyway, back to Chandler's salary.
I don't even know where this fucking goes.
So anyway, his older brother used to work for me, obviously. And
then he got smart.
No, he came back.
Yeah.
No. Trevin was married to this job. If he lost it, there was no way he was going to continue living. He had 3 company pickups, and each one served its own purpose.
And I had one. I found that out when he got sick. I was like, wait a minute, you have 3 pickups?
And
I only have one.
There was scenarios and circumstances, but I had bought mine and leased it to the company, whatever. And Trevin had 3 given to him, and I'm like, wait a minute, why?
I even told you though. I said your brother's smarter than you because you're like, I gotta have my own truck, and I was like, but look, your brother, he at the time had 1, and I was like, he has 1, he doesn't even pay for it.
Yeah, but,
he works.
But you know what was nice? There was a few days that I was like, hey, by the way, I'm leaving. I'm going to get in my pickup, and I'm going to drive that way. And if that was...
so did Trevin whenever he felt like it.
No, there was a... No.
In my pickup.
He'd come home and get out of his work pickup.
And get in his whole pickup.
And get into his date night pickup.
Yep. He would. But no, what I mean was there was one day, like, I quit, because me and him got in a big yelling match. And he's like, okay. He's like, I'm not even mad, you can quit. And I was like, it's that easy, right? And he's like, whatever you want to do, just you can walk, you can leave. Okay. And then I knew there was more to it, and I was like, I was like, what's the catch? She goes, how are you getting home? We were fucking in another city. He's like, you gonna walk? Because if you don't work for me, you can't ride in the company pickups. I was like, motherfucker.
Hey, fair.
Insurance.
Fair. I've had other
Kids
guys.
illegal.
I've had guys that I've had arguments with on the, like when we're pouring, and I try to never. You try not to fire anybody pouring because it's it's not a good idea. But there's this one just running and just nonstop. He's on government assistance, but like that you're not supposed to be behind their back, that kind of shit. And he's just rubbing it in my face. And I'm going to go to college on government money. Not like you.
He's bragging about.
Yeah,
like,
it's not
faking
like your
disability.
kind of government funding.
Dude, that's
Well, he's like
fucking thing.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So anyway, finally I said, hey, get out of here. You're fired. And he's like, what? I was like, you're fired. And we were literally almost to the reservation out past Hardin. And he's like, how am I getting home? I was like, yep. I don't know. And I said, but it ain't going to be in one of my trucks. And so he literally gets out. And I think one of the guys, I had to end up leaving before the done. But one of the guys ended up being like, hey, get in real quick and don't say nothing to nobody. Because I don't want to leave you here. But Joe can't know I gave you a ride home. But anyway, back to Chan's salary before we get too sidetracked.
They're gonna eat you.
We do this every fucking time.
What's that?
We get way sidetracked.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Trevin, his older brother, who was, how much older is Trevin than you?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. So, but Trevin had worked for me from the time I started the business. And Chan and I had always had a relationship that is different. He was always hard-headed and didn't want to like.
I'm not going to get into it. There's a lot more to that story.
He didn't want to follow rules.
Someone needs to go to therapy, and it's not this guy.
And he didn't want to follow rules.
It had nothing to do with it.
So anyway, Trevin had been working.
Can I stop you real quick while that's up there?
No,
I'm going to stop you real quick. So, no.
What did a fucking question, Joe?
This is happening.
This is happening right This is my podcast. Get out. Go ahead.
The guy that he's always telling people that didn't follow rules and was a hard-headed and just pain in the ass and never did anything he's supposed to. I was rebuilding vehicles in my garage, or his garage, while my brother was sneaking out little 1x2 windows somehow to go do drugs and drink. And I was the bad kid.
Drugs.
Sounds a lot like
He was doing. Yeah, he smoked pot and did coke.
So anyway, I don't like to talk
about
negative about people.
It's not
that are
negative.
here any longer.
But
anyway,
it's not negative.
So
concrete.
Yeah.
That was part of the application. If you don't have at least 2 felonies or a severe drug or alcohol addiction, you ain't gonna make
But I was the
it.
bad kid in the house, but I was the one that didn't break any rules.
Did I say bad kid?
You said I was the hard-headed one that didn't follow rules and did all the.
But
I think that there wasn't like a hard. He doesn't follow rules. Just like he sometimes.
No,
doesn't
he
follow
fucking-
rules
Yeah.
'cause he's being
And I
a
didn't say
dickhead.
he was a bad kid, did I?
No, you.
I should have known you were going to take his side.
I'm not losing again.
Strong will.
Not losing this game again.
Now we're gonna
no,
get your-
dude. We don't
So
got
anyway,
it.
back to salary.
We're getting your dad here now.
So
we're
bring him here
trapping
now.
you though. We're going to trap you.
So anyway, his brother had worked for me from the day I started this business. He was like 14. Anyway, so he
There
was
was some intermittent windows.
and
Keep going.
he actually worked the whole time. And
Not the whole
so
time,
he was working for me. So then when Chandler came on board finally, and he did get the CDL, and his brother didn't ever have a CDL, but he ran equipment, did other things like the important stuff. But anyway, hey, I gotta tell you something about a CDL. I gotta get way sidetracked. Do you want to know why? And this is no bullshit. Do you want to know why? And this is a statistic, and anybody can look it up. Do you want to know why people get CDLs?
This isn't even true.
Because it stands for can't do labor.
Nope.
Oh,
McDonald's would not hire them.
If they didn't have a CDL,
No, that's why they got a CDL.
I hate to say this, but that is true. McDonald's won't hire me because when I filled out the application, they said my problem resolution, I was supposed to talk to HR and not deal with it directly.
So you have problem resolution problems.
No, they said no. See what he fucking does here?
What did I do? You said it.
No, the question-
Hey, did you see what he said? Did you see what he does here?
The question was
like he said, like hold on a hand for help.
No, you're on your own.
the question on the application that I failed was if an employee comes to you and says he has a problem with you, what do you do? And my answer was
Fist fight.
you deal with it. You go to the part you deal with it. Whatever you need to do to resolve it, you resolve it. And it said no. The correct answer is go to HR and have them deal with it. I was like, but what is HR gonna fucking
That was
do?
the same problems I had when you were a
And
kid.
You're so fucking
It
dumb.
is.
HR's McDonald's or your fucking manager, 21-year-old manager.
So anyway-
you worked at McDonald's.
He knows.
So anyway,
Yeah.
we Trevin had worked for me for a long time. Chan kind of was through school, didn't
Can you
really.
check if we're still live? I got a text that says we're not. We keep going.
Who was texting you?
You're texting and doing the
Your ex-wife's boyfriend.
Who's that?
What?
You got to narrow it down.
You gotta narrow that way down.
It's fucking Jeff.
Oh, you mean her steady?
yeah.
Steady,
That's
Jesus.
We're still live.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, because that's Jeff's are steady. You realize that boyfriend is a very wide range. Let's not go back to Rebecca. Okay, anyway, so don't drag us back into that hole.
So
You gotta get it on with me somehow.
Is Rebecca your first ex-wife?
Yes. Yep.
Is she single?
It depends.
Well,
It depends if Jeff's.
So-
Jaeger!
I tried setting him up with a single mom already. He didn't want nothing to
It
do
all
with it.
Look,
depends.
this is creeper.
It all depends on if Jeff's out of town or not.
Oh.
That's how.
So fucking Jesus. We better move on.
Yeah, we're moving.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Jaeger goes, really?
This episode is getting 0 views.
Okay, is it?
0.
We got
Problem is,
everybody.
it doesn't actually say.
Everybody fired. Everybody left.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have that effect.
Not gonna lie, you kind of do.
And you gotta be careful with him because he'll get like really upset and then he'll like try to flip the table and then he'll
You
walk
can
out.
tell that I
he-
get upset, right? You can tell how upset I get.
Oh, fuck.
Jaeger
No, I remember-
probably knows he worked with you.
I worked for you. And
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Things are a lot different.
I don't know. I've never seen you mad, Joe. We've always had a great relationship.
Well, that's
You've
because
never been
That's
mad.
because
project,
Yeah.
resolution, things like that.
Yeah.
God, none of that. Zero project.
We
We're
talk
talking
our
about the
feelings,
job
Yes,
site.
and,
yes,
we have
yes.
conversations. I've never.
that's
really
because
had
we're
any-
grown men and we sit across the table from
I was
non-grown
like
men.
No,
16.
there's only one reason. Because he's scared of you. So
You know, it actually it's not that. You know what it is? It's called respect.
and he's scared.
Kind of
It's respect.
fucking.
I'm not saying it's not scared, and he's scared.
Fucking bullshit.
You don't want to piss off the one guy that like holds your life in his hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I don't hold his.
Let me tell you a story. I really not really. There's a few things I'm scared of, and men are not one of them.
Drowning.
Well, I'm honestly scared of grizzly bears,
Really?
big time.
Yeah, that hurt, but like.
Hey, you think about it. My little guy asked me, he's like, "You think there's such thing as monsters?" And I said, "There sure the hell is. You come face to face with a grizzly bear, you will meet a monster." And I have not. And guess what? I'd like to keep it that way.
Bears.
Grizzly bears.
Yeah, but you
are
could fight a grizzly bear,
monsters.
Josh.
No, not very well.
He can fight a little one.
You were what is that fucking
That would
movie
be
with
an
Leonardo
epic death,
DiCaprio?
though.
It would.
Revenant.
Revenant.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot.
He like lifted up a fucking
You
semi.
can survive though. Like that's like
Right.
something you can
Yeah,
survive.
with the ear hanging off.
Yeah,
And,
some people do survive, but it's just not the rule of thumb.
No, it's not
Yeah,
the standard. No,
it's not the
but-
standard. But anyway, back to Chan.
Yeah, yeah, I get
Back
it.
to Chan's salary. So anyway, Chan comes on board, and there's one thing about Chan. Chan always wants to be. So Trevin was older, so it was natural that he was in front, right? And it's okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
I have a rebuttal to this, but we're gonna wait until he's done.
you haven't heard the story
I
yet.
already know the story. It doesn't matter. The
Uh-oh.
rebuttal works no
This
matter
is
what.
not going to be good.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Smell it.
Trevin at the time made a certain amount of money, and Chan thought he should make the same certain amount of money.
No, that was never.
And I told him, I said, well, that's just not the way the world works. And everybody at the house knows that Chandler, you actually have to like treat him with a different set of rules than everybody else. And so it's just the way it is.
Quiet to get through this.
He's like,
And
this
but it is a
motherfucker.
fact. But it is just what it is. Where everybody's like, yeah, well, Chan. I know. I was like, I know Chan wants. I know that it's.
That is not my life, though. That is not how that went.
Nobody said that's how your
None
life.
of. Yeah, you're saying that's how you. That's how. There we go. Got it. You're saying that's how it went. That's not even close to how it went. But keep going. Continue your
Yeah,
story.
that's how it went. And so anyway, so we had.
I knew this bullshit was gonna happen if the other two idiots didn't show
We
up.
had to bump up.
They just attack us.
No,
They're just
Jim and Cody. If they didn't show up,
What?
Cody,
Should be a bunch of
Chandler
bullshit.
needs you. Come quick, Superman.
Jim, turn around. Turn the vehicle around. Did he say he was going
You
somewhere?
guys.
Cody.
Huh?
he's going to Cody. He passed. He must have passed us.
Oh, Cody was not coming and Jim was going to Cody.
No, Jim. Yeah, Cody, Wyoming.
Yes, got it. Okay, Jim, come back from Cody, Wyoming, so we can talk about something different. But I think Jim would actually want me, and he would want to talk about
I
it.
think he'd be the guy throwing gasoline.
I think he
on
would.
his shit.
So,
Remember that one time?
He's
Yeah,
like,
they
go
let it
fuck
roll.
yourself.
We can't.
all right, so let's move on because there's too much trauma there.
There's not. You're gonna fucking. You are so fucking. So here's my only rebuttal.
Okay, the only rebuttal.
Bullshit.
So-
It's your own.
He calls it right now. Bullshit.
No, this says everything about me and my dad's like whole relationship.
Oh, whoa! In one rebuttal.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to do that.
He calls me.
Pretty.
He calls me in for like a meeting one day, right? I've had my CDL. I've scored a bunch of work. I've got us a bunch of work. The trucks are running. Everything's going good, and everyone calls and asks for me.
You got us work.
Fuck you.
Fuck
you.
I just.
Anyways.
I didn't know that was a thing, but go
Really?
ahead. I'm checking in on the steps as we
No,
go.
he gets rebuttals too.
I got more than one though.
So he called me and he goes, do you know how much money you make a year? And I said, yes. And I'm grateful for it. Thank you. You are in charge of that. He goes,
This story already seems false.
no, it's not. He goes, how did you get to there? And I was like, I don't know. You're the guy that signs the fucking checks. Like, you're the guy paying me. Shouldn't you know what I make or whatever? And he's like, I got to give your brother a raise because it's not okay that he makes less than you. And I was like, that sums up pretty much everything.
That makes sense, though.
Your brother didn't make less than you?
Yes, he did. For a little bit, he did. Yes.
Okay, so your dad says fucking he's been working longer, so he wants to have him like as a higher paying job.
We're talking about the two guys that I was working. I literally would go to bed at midnight and I'd get up at 4 a.m. to go back to work. And then the one day they said something about splitting some cash. And I was like, what happened?
Who was splitting cash?
You and Trevin.
Oh.
And I said, wait, why are we splitting cash? They go, oh, this was a side job. I said, you mean to tell me I've been moving like equipment here every fucking night for a side job and I didn't get none of it? He goes, you're on salary. You got to do it anyways.
That's fucked, dude.
No, it's not.
That would hurt my feelings pretty bad.
But let me tell you something.
No, it did hurt my feelings, but it
did. Let me
did
tell
not.
you. It never
did
happened,
not.
but you can tell
It did not.
But let me
what
tell
I'm
you.
talking about.
Let me tell you about his salary and why sometimes he had to work so
And
long.
I told you why we're talking about it because I'm trying to lay down what actually happened.
So here's
between
what
us.
happened is, so if Chan had to move an excavator, right? Okay. And if it was after hours, and we did that a lot, if it was after hours, it would take 1.5 hours, right? If we moved the same excavator during the day,
Fucking 3 hours later.
8 hours.
It was not 8
And
fucking
I asked him, I
hours.
was like, wait a minute. How can the same excavator?
And you know what I told him?
So guess what I did? Because I'm a smart fella, you right?
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Understand.
I'm fairly intelligent. I mean, not. No,
He's also vindictive, but
I'm
keep
actually
going.
crazy intelligent.
Very vindictive. Very vindictive. But keep
But
going.
anyway, so what I did is I realized this about him. So guess what? Now you get to do. You get to haul gravel all day and move equipment when you're fast at it.
And you know why I was fast at it? You know part of the reason you're faster at night versus during the day?
Because you
What?
don't chain it down?
No, I chained it down. No.
Yeah, think about it.
He did. He goes, hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
No,
Wait a
but I
minute.
never hit an overpass. No. The reason you're faster at night versus the day, Jaeger calls me and goes, hey, the fucking line around the Metro is like backed onto the interstate. I'm just going slow. I'll be late.
Well, there's
Okay.
shit going on at the Metro.
No. What happens at night? Fucking nothing. Nobody's out. You can get in a semi, and when you're oversized, you fucking take up the whole road. There's nobody around. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Plus you want to be home.
No, during the day, I had no reason to be
haul
home.
as well.
I didn't
I'm
care.
I'm not siding with Joe, but I got it from a business person who's also optimized performance.
That's the optimized performance.
Dude, you fucking
Josh,
People pay millions of dollars for them to come in and say, make that conveyor belt go a little bit slower, slow down that guy,
I did that all by
add a little
myself.
bit more water.
Boom.
no, and I fucking, but he like couldn't. This is also the guy that if the gravel pit's open at 7, okay, it takes us 15 minutes to get from our shop to gravel pit A. Takes about 45 minutes to get from our shop to gravel pit B. He would have us show up an hour early and drive to gravel pit B because we were late if we showed up on time to make it to gravel pit A.
Well, 15 minutes is on time. And you got
A
to
lot
be
of stuff
15
to
minutes
do.
to 15 minutes.
No. We would go
that's
get
the
gravel
law, man.
across town and bring it back to the heights so that way we were all there at 6 every morning no matter what.
Well, maybe he was getting a kickback.
I was late to a lot of
Maybe they weren't weighing a couple of ton.
No, weren't weighing a couple of ton.
Well, let me tell you.
Let me tell you
about Chan worker. Chan was an amazing worker. Okay, and he did a great job, and he made really good money, and he was probably underpaid, and I do apologize.
I didn't say I was underpaid.
I just want to apologize.
I never once complained about the pay
you
or
can't
nothing.
rebuttal
It's
both
not even-
sides.
I'm not rebuttaling.
It's not even underpaid. It's just
I never
different
complained
pay
about
than your
that.
brother.
No, I'm just saying. I think he was from the
okay.
manager standpoint. I apologize for that.
You
now,
were so
'cause I'm
fucking-
looking.
you were so
I'm
fucking
looking
dumb.
back.
He
right?
just apologized.
I did. I just thank you. Yeah.
We're also talking about the
Dr.
guy.
Phil now, dude.
We're also talking about the guy that told me that we didn't have enough for Christmas bonuses. And I was getting up at 2 in the morning.
Oh.
I would run the water truck. I'd spray all the concrete. And then I would go haul gravel all day. And we were doing that every day.
I don't think I ever said we don't have enough for Christmas bonus.
And as I'm standing there having this conversation, I said, it is what it is. Bonuses aren't guaranteed. He's handing out Christmas bonuses to the other guys for doing such a good job on this big paying job.
Well, I think that's probably because you guys got so much like side stuff free fuel, free this, free that. But like I said,
Hey, we still got bonuses.
I still look back and
one of us
still look
did.
back though. No, I do look back and I apologize because if I still had the money, I spent most of the money when your brother was sick, so I do apologize for that. And I do. I do apologize for that. I apologize for that. But if I had the money that I had before your brother got sick, and we had to try to, get him at the hospital and stuff, I would give you some right now.
No, you fucking
How
wouldn't.
big would you be?
Huh? I don't know.
Honestly, I think we'd be massive.
Honestly, you know what the thing
Like
is?
Knife River?
I don't know how big it would be. but
Local to Billings, I think so.
I tell you what, there's not many things that sadden me since then about the situation. But the one thing that does sadden me, sometimes I'll see a truck that used to be ours, and it'll just kind of like take you back for a second.
Yeah.
That part, you kind of wonder like where would it be? But I am so much happier because I'm not happy with the situation Trevin being gone, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. I like doing the custom jobs. Just one, the nice houses, big, we're doing helicopter hangars and things for people that, they have a lot of money, but every one of them is appreciative, honestly.
I'm thinking about downsizing mine.
Are you?
You can't.
Yeah.
Well, if you do, I like.
Isn't it just you?
No, I'm
he's
downsizing my customers.
Josh has 5
Yeah.
fingers,
I was like,
and the first
It's
person
like you're
to
the only fucking employee, dude.
hey, don't worry. He's not going to get rid of the house. You're fine, bud.
Pay for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
We were away from me.
Yeah.
I was
No,
safe.
hey, do you see how sad he was? He goes,
Oh, dude.
He goes, wait a minute. What are you doing?
You're only going to one property? What?
What?
I was just confused.
no.
Yeah, I
We
know you were.
Where am I going to live?
Where am I going to not pay rent? How can I live?
Still got a camper.
Yeah, you're good.
Fine.
You're fine.
no, but honestly, Josh, we were doing everything, or in the process of doing everything that the companies are doing now that are making all their money. And we had all these ideas years ago. I mean, people laugh at me when I say this, but we literally set precedents for things because all the guys would move an excavator Monday, and then it would sit on the job site. Then they would start digging Tuesday. They would finish digging Wednesday. They would move the excavator Thursday, but nobody wanted to start a hole before a weekend because then you had an open hole sitting there. So they would lose Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they'd dig Monday, and they'd start the cycle over again. And like I said, one thing about moving it at night, he got done digging at 5. That fucker was there at the next job at 7. And everyone's like, how do you guys get so much done? Because we don't
It is how
fuck
we
around.
make a phenomenal. I used to tell people all the time. That's how you make a phenomenal amount of money. Because and the thing, what the crazy part is, people thought I was like greedy and money hungry. But honestly, at any given point, I never knew how much money there was, and that was never the point. That it was just exciting because the more you would do something, that there would be doors that would open, and you'd do some more, and then you'd. I mean, we were getting ready to go to literally next level stuff, but it didn't. It just didn't pan out. But like you said, there were so many things because I've talked to guys in the industry, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, so and so's got this kind of truck," and I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a great idea, huh?" And I said, "Did it 10 years ago." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "We had one of those 10 years ago." And he's like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Shoot, you did." And I was like, "Yep." But the thing is, I wasn't the first person in the United States to have one. I was just the first person here paying attention and looking around. And I was always traveling. That's why I drive everywhere. My one son in Texas makes fun of me all the time because I drive. And I just don't like flying for the fear. I mean, I've flown 10, 15
The fact
times.
that they're all falling apart.
But I mean, I've flown 10, 15 times. But it's the fact that you...
Alaskan Airlines.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Thing fell off.
Right. But you get to see a lot of
Forgot to
things.
tighten that.
and you get to see a lot of things, and you see a lot of different things, and I talk to people. Man, I talk to people if they own a business, and I know they own a business, I'm asking them questions because I want to know about their business. And I had a friend one time here in Billings that was we always talk in business, and one time he told me, he said something like, I can't remember, something stupid, and he was like, yeah, he goes, why are you worried about each job? He goes, as long as you're making money at the end of the year, that's all that matters. No, I know. But I was really young in business at that point, and I started thinking, I was like, huh. And so I started thinking, and I was like, oh. And then one day I mentioned something back to him, and he goes, who told you that? Is that stupid? I said, you did. He goes, that's dumb.
Sounds like my dad.
Sounds like my dad.
But now where I'm at, I even told Trevin when he was sick. When Trevin was sick, we were probably down to, I don't even know, 15 guys or something.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I'm telling you, if you weren't sick, you would love right now. Because it's just more manageable, and it's more. And he was like, "Nah." Of course, when you're young, you want to just conquer the world and take over everything and all that. But I don't think about it much because that's the one thing that kind of saddens me a little bit. Not about like economics or whatever, because I mean, the good Lord literally gives me way more than I deserve all the time, and I'm very appreciative. Yes. And but even I'll even tell you, hey, I'll tell you that I don't know what your stance on God and things are, but here's, and I know you're not supposed to talk religion, but even today we are working in the one place, and the wind is my enemy. I hate the wind. We're working in a job. Guess what? It didn't have one lick of today. Wind.
It was all here.
It was every bit of it. I had a friend. I have this lady friend that I used to go to high school with, and we just text sometimes. We're not dating or anything, and nothing like that. But she just texts sometimes. She goes,
"That's every woman."
She goes, "How's it going out there?" She goes, "How's the wind today?" And I was like, "None." And
they're watching the podcast on TV.
Oh man!
My little man crawled up on the TV and waved at me, but I couldn't see him. Hey, Grayson!
Hey, buddy!
Oh, we gotta do a shout out.
We gotta do a shout out.
You gotta pay $10 for that.
But anyway, there's so many things on a daily basis that if you're paying attention, and you just realize how good you have it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all day, every day. I used to have, when I had all those guys, especially guys in jail and in prison and in trouble, and I'd be like, man, thank the God, because I always try to thank God out loud so many times a day, and just because I'm appreciative. Well, anyway, so I had these guys, and they're like, oh, man, I'm sick and tired of hearing that. I ain't got nothing in my life. And I was like, oh, really? So I'd start naming off the things in their life. It did not make them excited.
I would not assume it would.
But you know what? But you know what it did? Made them think.
But my dad is the most passive-aggressive person I have ever met.
I see him.
Do you know what I wanted? I decided I was going to be friends with Joe.
But I didn't think he was on the hand.
He's friend.
Hey, how do you think you know him? You don't know him only because I know him.
But you know him, but him helping me was separate of you knowing him, though.
But he
you
got the number.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
What would have happened if he was like, nope.
But what transpired after was not the usual, like he likes to tell people, I had to talk to Josh, say, you know what, whatever you need.
Josh about anything. No. Because actually, Josh wouldn't talk to me about that stuff.
I don't talk about my customers.
I know.
And especially with you at the time, because remember you blocked me like you did that girl. Remember?
Oh, he's going to unblock her, dude.
Hold on.
He unblocked me finally.
That's not true.
So you know what? He's going to unblock her too.
No, I'm not. But anyway,
because one thing about it, hey, guess what?
Go.
She has things that I don't have. I know she's getting unblocked.
I had to block him.
She's a cat salesman.
She's a cat salesman. No, she's a free cat giver.
But we're talking about a time frame when I used your shop to fix my stuff. You weren't blocked, obviously. I had to come to your house and.
No, not that. But when you did the motor, we weren't talking.
No. Well, I'm talking about like when he started. We were taught when we started.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like you said, the only reason that you do, not the relationship that you have, Josh, doesn't have anything to do with me. But the reason that you know Josh is because of me.
Yes.
Now his cousin. Shout out Logan.
Hey, hey Grayson, how you doing, buddy?
It's that camera right there. If you didn't know.
I was talking,
Mr. Producer.
He's talking to the microphone.
Hey, you gotta look at the camera.
You're gonna get hired, huh?
We don't need to do this
anyway,
again.
let's go back to we got way sidetracked.
Joe, I don't even know how this transpired. You ended up, I don't know who gave you my number, but it was after Trev passed.
Yep.
You were getting ready to do the auction thing, and you had those rollers that weren't.
The roller and the Mini X, the Mini X.
So I ended up going up there and I ended up fixing it. I spent, I don't know, 3-4 days up there doing it, and that's when I got done, he was like, "What do I owe you?" I was like, "I'll just pay for the parts. It's fine."
We had to talk today.
Yep.
And he's like, "No, I got to give you something. You've been up here for like a week almost." I was like, "Nah, don't worry about it, man." And that's when I told you, I was like, "Hey, God gave me this talent to help other people."
Yep.
And that's what I like doing. That's why I want to downsize. I'm gonna go down to 3 customers.
Really?
Because I like hanging out with the FFA kids so much.
Right.
That gives me.
Do you think there's a chance we can eliminate Chan off our list?
Well, see here. Hold on.
No, it's gonna be you two and another guy.
But here's
And you know the other guy.
Yeah, I know.
He was here before you.
yeah.
He's got seniority. He's the one who probably gave you my number.
Probably.
Realistically, I'm not even like Josh's customer anymore, though.
Right.
Because Josh usually asks me, "Can I teach you how to do what you're asking me to do?"
Right.
And if I say yes, then
I like that better though.
Oh, I know, but like I said, then it's not it's a different.
And then that other gentleman, he bought that other roller off of you, and he was trying to get me to fix it at your shop.
Yeah.
And then I ended up fixing it at the job site where he was at, and it took me like 5 minutes. And he bragged about fucking you over so much. I was like, I will never do business
Yeah,
with
he's a
him.
yahoo.
I will never, I don't answer his phone call. Because of that one experience.
Right. It's all you need to know.
6 years ago.
All you need to know about him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't fuck around with Josh. That's the whole.
Right.
That's you don't give his number out, or you don't also have his number.
I don't
right?
want to deal stupid people, dude.
Yeah. Remember the one time you called me? And you said, hey, and I was like, hey, what's up? And you're like, hey, did you get my number to a guy? And I was like, no. I said, I don't know who told you that. I said, no way. Why? What's going on? And he's like, oh, somebody had me. I was like, no, wasn't me.
Not I, my boy.
Not I. Hey, because you know what I'm looking for sometimes? Because things might get rough, and you literally let people live in places for free. And sometimes
I like helping
yes,
people.
I might need that. I might, because you got like extra rooms and houses
my
and shops. And because, I mean, how many rooms are there?
It's 4,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah. So
He's only used like 280 of
Yeah.
it.
He lives in the enclosed port.
But I tell you what,
He literally does live.
I
got
tell
a
you what
small
though,
porthole
I'll
for the
pay.
kitchen.
Hey, I'll pay $4.
Shit.
Fuck me. Come on, man.
I'll give
My
your kid a dog.
budget.
I'll give you. Oh boy, then
No,
you're not his
last
friend
thing we
anymore.
need is another dog. Oh
Yeah.
my god, we got a fucking horse.
Josh has big dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
they're
many
big
dogs
as
you
shit.
got?
We got Grace, she's queen bitch. And then we got the little Mastiff. And then we got the big dummy horse. And then we got Maddie's dog. We got 4.
4 dogs.
I love it. The one.
Man, there's no way I can operate like that.
Grayson opened the
Sure,
door.
when it's not that bad, man.
Smart man, stick there.
I know. I need to.
Thinking about it,
Stay
but I
there.
just can't do
The
it.
problem is I have this weird thing where people think they should just leave their dog with me and I'll just take care of it.
Yeah.
So like it was 1, and then it was 2.
Hey, the first 3 are your fault.
No, the first 3 are not my
Did
fault.
you just like slowly acquire other
No,
people's pets?
no.
no,
Yeah,
yes.
at the time they're like, oh, we gotta get some dogs. And I
No,
was like,
the first,
"Oh, we
the
gotta
one's
think about
Riley's.
it."
The one's not even
You know?
mine.
It is yours because you took the dog on.
I got asked, can you take this? Because I can't take her to college with me. I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
And he moved in with me, and then when he left, he didn't take the dog when he left.
So
then-
that's your dog then?
Yes.
100%.
And how long has that been? How many years?
But see, my ex did the
How
same.
many years though?
My ex did
Let's
the
go
same
back to
thing
the
now.
first dog, though.
She literally, hey, she's like, I'm leaving, closes the door, and I'm like, what about your dog? She's like, can't hear you.
Hey,
Close
wait a
the
minute.
door.
I feel like there's something going on. Everybody's leaving dogs here. What's going on?
I don't mind they fucking leave. Just don't leave the fucking dog. You gotta take the dogs, Brian.
I'm gonna show up with the dog.
And then leave.
Got you something.
Oh yeah, and then Brian left you.
And then he fucking left his dog.
Oh, now he's got 4.
Where'd Brian go?
Snowmobiling
Oh.
for a week. Jim wants me to call him, but we have to put headphones on if we're gonna call him and put him on the show.
Who wants you to call him?
Jim.
Jim.
Fuck
Which
that
show?
guy.
Yeah,
What?
Don't
Which
care
Jim?
enough
What
to
fucking
know.
Jim do you think?
I don't know.
Is Jim listening?
No.
Probably not. He's
Jim-
just fucking around.
Jim don't even know where he's at right
Cody
now.
said he's too drunk to even like get in his pickup.
well, that's a hey. Tell him good place to stay then. Really.
Not in the pickup.
Yeah, not in the pickup. Just stay drunk out of the pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe toss some keys somewhere you can't find them. That might be solid.
Yeah,
idea.
that's not
Yeah. DUIs are expensive.
very.
And not, I got a
you're
number
me.
for you.
I got a number for you.
1-800 DUI Finn. That was my lawyer.
You got a DUI?
Oh yeah, dude.
What?
October 9th.
He doesn't listen to any of our podcasts.
No, I've never listened to one.
14?
Never.
Well, I didn't want to ruin it for when I came. I wanted to be my own.
No, it was
You
2009.
only-
October 9th, 2009.
The only problem is every person we bring on, Josh's stories are so amazing
Yeah.
that we basically just relive episode 1.
Yeah. Well, and tonight what we're doing different because we got the gentleman on this side of the table and the boys on that side of the table.
So you got old people, right?
Yeah. And
So we have
so
the
what we're
guy
doing-
that we have the guy that we got to be careful because he has to be by the door so he can leave in a hurry if he gets upset.
Yeah, him and his upset thing. I
I could say some shit and you get so upset.
I don't think I've ever seen
The problem is I
that.
do like need
Maybe
to
you
work
should
though.
Give it a shot.
no.
Hey,
Hey, it's getting late. Let's see if we can piss him
we can
off.
shut this fucker
Oh,
out
we
right
got
now.
time, baby.
You. The only thing that you could ever do to upset me would be just saying something negative about Trevin, and I know you won't, so we're good. I'm good with that.
The one
Well,
that,
he is his brother, though.
But there's no negative.
I said, what? Just exactly what I just said.
I don't
literally
say it.
said that as long as you don't, and you wouldn't because he's your brother, and you said, well, there's no negative. And I was like, we're in agreement. So,
I'm not going to say anything negative about my brothers. They'll just be true stories.
Hey, that's what I was about to say. That's literally what I was about to say. Trevin almost got shot once.
oh, Trevin's almost got a lot of stuff
Well,
once.
I never, as a child, I never understood like the gun problems and gun violence.
Yeah.
Because I had a .44 Magnum and
Gun
a
violence makes you sound like a liberal.
hold on,
It does.
No, that's the thing. I never.
violence.
Hold on. I'm saying I never understood what they meant by any of that because I had a 44 mag and a 20 gauge shotgun in a
Hold on a
case.
second. I don't mind liberals, by the way, Joe Biden. Since you're listening.
I'd like to point out to my FBI moderator, I'm voting for Joe.
Yes, and I pay my taxes. And
Yes.
when he said cash jobs, I don't know what he's talking about.
Don't. Oh, everything's alleged on the show. No.
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Oh, it alleged.
It's not
cash
incriminating.
jobs.
Allegedly, I know what.
But anyway, go ahead with your gun violence.
I said I didn't. You're so. Fuck. He's so
out,
fucking
it's so
ridiculous.
funny.
You literally can't get through a single thing
What?
without like saying
What?
something.
We are
All right,
going
go
like
ahead.
a sense of minute. Yeah.
Guess what? I'm not gonna. No rebuttals. From
We know that's
No, I'm
not
not.
even
Go
going to
ahead.
happen. We know that's
Go.
not true.
Go.
Go.
I said I never got that because I have 2 guns under my bed, and they never got touched. I cleaned them like once a year, but they were never like brought out to show my friends. We didn't fucking run around with them and play cowboys and Indians. Like it was never a thing. But there was one time Trevin was sneaking through one of our windows, and we had a full basement, but they were these little sliver windows, and you had to like fall through the window to get in the house. Well, and I was like, man, it sounds like someone's fucking breaking in, and there's a guy climbing through the window. I wouldn't come out of my bedroom with a gun. And Trevor's like, oh, don't shoot. And I was like, the fuck are you doing? He goes, I'm sneaking back in the house. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, you almost got shot. And I was like, it sounded like you're breaking in. He goes, I was. The fucking window got locked. It was supposed to be unlocked.
This I do not want to go back down this road, but this is. Go ahead.
He was like, I've waited my entire life.
I'm going to be on the news.
I don't want to tell another story about your mom, but this is a funny one because it's a break-in sliver window. Same story. It's so ridiculously funny. So anyway, your mom, we got married or whatever, and we had Trevin, or maybe we didn't have Trevin. Didn't matter. That part. It was way a long time ago. Anyway, we were married. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Anyway, it was a long time ago. So we were married, and I worked at a construction company in town, and I ended up buying a dirt bike. And so every night we'd work all day, and every night I'd ride dirt bike. We'd drink beer down at the shop. I didn't go home right away, but wouldn't do anything horribly negative or anything. But I wasn't going home, But I would go home before. It wouldn't be way, way late. But anyway, but I wasn't in the right.
But anyway.
Yeah, we'll lay that down.
Yeah, I think I know where this is
Yeah,
going.
but so
anyway.
So anyway, one day she says, "Hey, you got to start coming home," and I was like, "Not really. I mean, I don't have to, right? I mean, well, you don't. You don't have to."
You don't have
But
to
anyway.
do anything.
So anyway, so then I came home the next day, and there was literally nothing in our apartment whatsoever, and there was a note on the wall, and I was like, "Well, gosh damn it."
This is still not my dirt bike.
So anyway,
She didn't take that.
Well, she took everything though, and we didn't have much. Obviously, we were young, we were poor, and all this. But I needed a TV, right? So I knew where she moved into. So I'm wise, right?
I'm wise.
super
This
smart.
is going where this is going. You are not
So I'm
wise.
super smart.
Hold on. But anyways, I was not in the wrong. I swear to
No,
God.
I was. Remember, that's what I was saying. I was basically in the wrong. I mean,
But basically means
but I didn't have to come home.
You're not admitting
I
it.
didn't have to, right? That is true.
I feel like there's underlying issues.
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
But
no,
anyway,
that-
back then there were so many underlying issues.
No, hey.
So
The underlying issue is this figure.
Yeah. I hey, why do you think I'm at home by myself most nights? And I wouldn't even have came here tonight if it wasn't for Josh. So, because I like,
And your son died.
I like sitting
Do you
at
know how
home.
many episodes he told me he's going to come to, and then he texts me, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to make it.
I don't like leaving the house. I like where I live. I got.
He also doesn't like
Same.
commitment. He doesn't like commitment either, though. He doesn't like to like uphold.
You are dead on. I do not like commitment.
If he
I
tells
don't
you he's
like
going to
that
do
at all.
something, don't hold your breath.
And no, that's not true.
I've never dealt with
camera
it.
went
Oh, the battery's dead.
Oh man. But anyway, hey, do I have commitment issues?
Not with me.
No.
Because he's scared of you.
No, I'm not
I mean,
scared of
no,
anybody.
he's showed up to everything I've been to. That I've told the BT.
Thank
he's,
you.
He's batting 1,000 right now.
Thank you. What kind of operation are you running here?
Should have lasted longer than that.
That's my FBI moderator.
Yeah, he shut us down.
No
he says we're all done. We got a new
Jack,
camera.
man.
Yeah.
Do we got to get close or do we got to hug or anything?
Really?
You guys can hug if you want.
I'll keep telling the story though.
I was just happy.
Okay, so anyway, I decide I really want my TV back because it's only fair. I mean, she got everything.
Only fair,
I
okay.
do want a TV. It seemed fair. So anyway,
yeah, okay.
so I see her. She's like cruising around town or something. So I know she's not home, right? So I'm like, perfect. So I'm gonna go break in and get my TV back. Nobody will know, right?
And it's a small town of like 50 fucking people.
Yeah, it's really small.
Nobody
Town.
did.
So I
Really
go.
thought this through.
Oh, you wait till you hear the rest of it. It's so fucking retarded.
I've actually
is
never
like-
heard this story.
Yeah. So anyway, it's one of those little basement apartments.
Yeah.
And there's a little tiny window. So the window's kind of open. I don't even have to break it or nothing. So I slip down in there. When I do, I'd hit it was deeper than I thought, and I like through there, and my face hit the thing and just busted my mouth wide open, and I'm like, shit. So anyway, it's dark, so I go like this immediately, I'm like, holy shit, and I'm like, man, I'm bleeding. So then I go like, man, where's the light? This is no bullshit. So anyway, so I got bloody fingerprints everywhere, right? So I get the TV and I get my stuff and I go back to my place. Well, in a little while, here comes the cops, and I'm thinking, motherfuckers don't know nothing, right? And they don't know I've been there. Right?
His face is busted. Blood all over the fucking walls.
So anyway, the cop comes. He's like,
and
hey.
mind you, it's a small town. The cop probably saw him, knew what he was doing,
I
and
would doubt it, because cops like to watch me back then. I like to do interesting things. And so anyway, cop comes up and he's like, hey, did you go to Rebecca's and take TV? And I was like, what? And I was like, no. And he's like, I'm like, no. And we did not, like the cops and I we did not get along at all. And
I wonder why.
So anyway, and just so you know, for the record, I do totally respect police officers, and I'm appreciative of them, and I mean honestly, in everything they do. I want to get that out. But back then, I was young and I did not. So anyway, he's telling me, and then he finally goes, "Hey man," he goes, "You literally, when you came in the window, you busted your lip," and I'm thinking, how would he know that? But I didn't say nothing.
Were you on the phone with him, or was he?
No,
looking
he's
at,
first.
He's looking at you.
Yeah, yeah.
With the busted lip.
But I'm young, and I probably I could have been drinking.
Likely story, yeah.
And so anyway, he tells me, he's like, and then he goes, you literally must have touched your mouth and you left fingerprint. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Worst
he goes,
criminal ever.
Worst. He goes, you're gonna have to take the TV back. And I was like, man, I don't I'm gonna hold my territory. I need a TV. And so I'm gonna stick to
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. I just need to watch TV. I have nothing. I had a letter on the wall, literally a letter that just said,
"Oh,
hey,
yeah.
you don't come home, I'm leaving." And I was like, see, I didn't have to come home, right? So anyway, but that was my funny into a basement story, and I really thought I had her licked, man.
If my wife is still watching, honey, I'm coming home directly after this. I love you.
Yes,
I love everything you do for me.
Just FYI, you can say commitment issues, you can call it anything you want. I call it, I don't like getting fucked over so many times in a row. And so guess what? You want to know how you don't get fucked over by a woman? You stay the fuck home. That's how you don't get fucked over by a woman.
I thought you were going to say you were gay.
Yeah. Hey,
I thought this was your coming out point. I was like,
he's tried it. He's tried it.
Do they love you in San Francisco?
oh, you're a big burly bear.
So I have no qualms with that. And you know what else I don't like? I don't like to argue with people. I don't want to be at home arguing. Yeah, no, I don't. Because guess what? If there's nobody there to argue with, guess what you're not doing?
Actually,
arguing?
You are not, unless you're really fucking crazy and you're arguing with yourself.
You know, I'm not. Wouldn't put it past you.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I can
well, my
see
grandpa
it happening.
actually, it's one of the famous things my grandpa told me when I was little, all the way up through until he passed away. He's like, it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't return the conversation, basically.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can talk to yourself, but you shouldn't then.
You shouldn't have a conversation.
There
with
you
yourself.
go. That's where we're headed with this, which is a very true statement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no qualms all the time. Like I literally, even this last year, my daughter, who's at home right now, she literally said, she's like, "Dad, you need a date all the time." I mean, for years, "Dad, you need a date." Every woman that ever came to the house, she's like, "Hey, are you single?" And I was like, "Whoa, it's like the mail lady." You know, and she's like, "My dad's a single Pringle," and I was like, "Oh,
a single Pringle."
That's what she calls it.
Oh, we went through Jaeger's Tinder one, and Josh's like, I don't even know what this shit means.
I've never done a Tinder.
Yeah, me neither. I've never done a Tinder.
Why not? We should open Tinder again.
But anyway, so
open your Tinder, big fella.
Yeah,
let your dad go through your fucking Tinder.
I ain't got nothing on my Tinder.
Let him pick out a new daughter-in-law.
Yeah, let us.
Yes.
I do at the job site.
Hey, I actually told. Matter of fact, speaking of that, his dad should pick up his next one, and guess how many dads he has?
You're so fucking.
We had this conversation today. I said to him, I said, "You got 5 fucking dads," and I said, "They all love him." You know what I mean? Every one of them. Who's your dad's?
It's funny because he says you're one of my dads.
Yep.
Just so we know.
So,
and hey,
I said
dude,
they all love him.
happens.
That's not a lie.
It just kind of happens.
So,
dude, it just kind of happens.
Josh's.
I'm the nice dad.
Yes, you're the nice dad.
Practical dad.
Yep,
No, hold on.
Hey, and then you got Jeff. That's one of his dads. And it is. I mean, and then Rebecca had this millionaire boyfriend. And there's 2 things that Rebecca and Chan both love. Millionaire boyfriends.
You were so fucking Jesus Christ.
What are you gay?
No.
Hey, $1 million is
No.
$1 million.
Hey, $1 million is $1 million. So anyway,
No,
so
see, that's his favorite pastime, though.
His name was Gary, so that's 4.
His favorite
That's four
pastime, though,
dads.
is
That's a lot
Yeah,
of
Gary.
daddies even for
That's a
getting
lot.
that.
That's why he's got daddy issues.
I don't have any daddy
It's a
issues.
lot of daddies.
Who was the
even
fifth
for
one?
fucking-
You never came up with the fifth one.
Yeah, remember what was the one?
No, you said something really fucking stupid. I don't even know the guy.
Which I don't remember.
I do, but I'm not going to say it now.
No, either.
Me.
No,
I mean
I mean-
I'm the real dad. Just so everybody. Oh, the camera's not working.
He might be, he said.
I'm the biological father.
Maybe.
So yeah,
We hope not.
Yeah, we do hope not, but we don't want to take tests because it would upset me at this point.
After 20-some
It
years.
would be upsetting.
It wouldn't bother me a bit.
No.
I just clicked the little red button on my phone again.
We
Hey, you're not actually my sick dude.
hey,
Talk to you fucking tomorrow.
I'm blocking him forever. This time, it's not even my real dad.
I would like to point out that is not how you deal with things.
Why not?
Hey,
It's
man.
called avoidance.
Hey, that's why you can't get a job at McDonald's. You
Fuck it,
idiot.
dude. Give it a shot.
Yeah, that's not really
Let it ride, baby.
Hey, let it ride. But yeah,
that
who was
worked
your
out
fifth dad?
great for me
Hey,
because
fuck,
I hated my dad for so long, and then I reconnected with him, and then like 3 years later he died. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No, see,
Definitely
me and
do
my
that.
dad go through cycles, though. He gets mad at me. He just does a bunch of dumb shit. And then I've got to, like, figure out, do I want to just tolerate it, or am I just going to not?
His
or
dad does a bunch of dumb shit.
He
you
does.
know
Same,
that's the
dude.
case.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, he said it's fucking.
You know-
Yeah, I bet it's your dad.
You know, the one rule he told
He
me...
said, "I bet." Yeah, you know it's the dad that does all
I
the
could
dumb
do
shit.
no fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah, no, you two are fucking connected. You guys got her figured out. What gen are you guys? Why?
I don't... He's
You're
not even,
you're
we're not
a
even the same...
millennial.
Oh,
We're not even the same
age?
ones. No, he's fucking way younger.
I'm technically a Gen X. or
What?
Gen
How old
Z.
are you?
23.
Oh, yeah, you are a
I
little.
was born in
Gen 25?
2000.
9.
29.
29. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the big 30.
He just turned 29.
I got a year to...
I said happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had... Remember, we had a whole birthday celebration.
I
Missed
said
your
happy
son's
birthday.
birthday
I don't think
party?
you did. No. Yeah, he did. He did miss it.
That's a little rough, dude.
Dude, yeah, nice try. Way to get him going. Yeah, my dad was never there.
I know.
Mine neither. You guys will fucking hug.
The best part is I could literally not say anything, and he'll go, he's so upset right now. He's so upset. Look at him.
And then we just fade to black.
Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. They're crying and hugging.
That one lady that does all the pound commercials and shit, fucking Sarah McLachlan singing. The awesome savior.
Yeah, you poor young kids. You got it tough, man. Yeah, you do have it tough with your dad, though. He gives you work every time you don't have any. It's a tough.
Oh, here
fucking-
we go. Here
it's
we
a
go.
Tough gig you roll in.
But I've never done anything for him. Ask him. Ask him.
No,
Ask him.
I'm not doing anything for you. You're working.
You just
and you're
said.
getting paid. No, I never said that.
He said, when you need work, I give you work.
Yeah, that was the statement I made. actually.
Yeah, I don't
Isn't that what I said?
I don't see the issue.
Hold on, hold on.
Me neither.
No, I'm serious. Jaeger, look him straight in the eye and ask him, has he ever done anything for you? Let's hear an answer.
Oh,
For him?
For
No,
me?
ask my
He
dad.
gave me a
If,
paycheck.
no, ask my dad if I have ever done anything for him.
Have you done anything for your son?
No. Way to spin that around, you fuck. Both ask if your son ever done anything for you. Let's hear it.
I've only got $3 in. I want to fix it.
I need gas money to get home. They're the only ones with money.
Hey, I guarantee you ain't fucking with me.
He wanted you to set it up just so he could
No, because I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, ask it one more time. Yeah, okay.
Go on.
Hey,
This is what upset him the other day, though.
upset me?
Yes, it upset him. He was sorry. He's like, I tell all my kids I love them every night. I love them every day. I always text them. I tell them nice
I
things.
get a one
Not
touch
every
Hold
day.
on, hold on.
Not every day.
You said every day.
No, I
You
did
said
not.
every day.
I said I try to every day.
Okay, try
all the
to.
ones that are under 18, I try to every day.
And the
So
under
I've got
18
three.
thing wasn't in there.
Yes.
But I said, you hardly ever say that shit to me. He's like, well, you don't like to say it back, so I don't say it to you.
No, what I do is I say it.
That's crazy.
I say it a bunch. Like if I'll text him, even when he had me blocked. Sometimes I text him, "Hey, I love you," just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And even I didn't know if he got it or not, but it wasn't about that. It was just about if he did see it, even if he was upset, he would still know that I loved him. But he never wants to return that. So then I just said, I just don't do it all the time. But it's only my children, like my son in Texas. I don't text him every day that I love you, but I try to do it as much as I can. But
I only get I'm appreciative of you, buddy, every once
yes,
a quarter.
I know it's not
Only once a quarter.
me.
Oh, from you?
Yeah.
I
not
text-
his father, obviously.
Well,
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but
I don't know. What were you doing in '82?
I think I was in middle school or elementary.
We were in Warland. Where were you?
But I do. My little guy. I have 3 that are under. Actually, Avalon's now 18, but I still text her every day, or try to every day. Some days I was sick. I've been sick for 5 days, and there was one day that I forgot to text everybody, and I felt pretty bad because the little guy. It's just nice. I don't get to see him that much, so at least he knows.
Yeah.
And
Is he the one that goes to Lockwood?
yeah, he's Lockwood. He's a Lockwood lion.
Is he the littlest?
Yeah, he's the littlest and the frickin' lastest. Yeah,
I hope so. You
undoubtedly.
got like 18
Snippy.
children, dude.
No, I'm going out the same way the good Lord put me in this world. Fucking amazing.
And I don't
You're
want.
not going to pull the goalie?
What's that? No. But once again, you want to know how you avoid that? I did. It took me a while. Took me 40 years, roughly, to figure it out.
How old are you?
To pull out?
51.
Okay, so it took him 50
No,
years.
I'm sorry, I'm 50.
It's
I
50
was
years.
like, man, I'm not 51. But anyway, but yeah, I figured it out finally. Okay, so at 40, around 40, that
He has sex with men.
If you have sex with women, you would get pregnant. True, if you have sex with men, you don't have babies.
Yep, see?
But if you have sex with women, it will happen.
Counter offer.
Counter. I don't know where we can go from here.
What about ones that are transitioning?
No. Women and men both have assholes. So you can just...
Whoa! Wow!
Hold on.
Wow.
But I
Mind you,
can't articulate this in any
There is
way.
no way to say that. But I honestly went.
Hey,
I thought to
Grayson, are you still watching?
I literally tried to think to myself, where are we headed from here? Because
Nowhere good.
Nowhere good.
Well, I mean, there's no you don't have to fuck a guy. That's all I'm saying.
I appreciate that.
mind you, on. This is the guy that the other day I was literally just talking about an outfit that a woman was wearing, and I was like,
Oh my God. Whatever.
I liked it, right?
What?
And he's going, "You're telling me way too much information that I don't even want to know."
You
You were talking about
That was
fucking
the
dudes and asses.
you
Yeah, that's
texted?
totally different.
Oh, who texted you?
It was iOS watch update.
Oh.
I can't get this camera to come back on unless we close the fucking stream and restart it.
No, I don't need to be on camera. Get the back of my head.
Yeah.
Got the
my
back of
best
my
part.
head.
That's exactly all we need. We do not need a camera.
Do you know what I found the sexiest thing my wife does?
What's that?
Your aunt is watching with your little cousin.
But do you know the sexiest thing my wife does?
Hey, your
is
children
this
are watching.
Is this just because you know your wife's watching?
No.
Oh, okay,
we
go
were
ahead.
talking about this the other day.
All right, go ahead, I'm ready.
I think this morning at breakfast, maybe. The sexiest thing my wife does
Oh, why is it
is
so?
she'll tell me that she's proud of me.
Nice.
Dude,
I like that.
and now, I never heard that growing up.
Yeah.
So now I try to put that on my son. Every time he does something
Right.
good. They did districts today for FFA.
Oh, nice.
They got 5th.
Nice.
Going to state.
Yeah.
Good to go. And I made sure to point out that I was proud of him.
Hell yeah.
It's huge.
I never heard that either. I always heard, "Why are you such a fuck up?"
Same, dude.
Well, if you would have held the light where he was working,
Yeah.
wouldn't have been an issue.
I'm like, I don't think that's a thing.
Because I was the kid that he would hold the cabinets up so I could climb small enough so I'd climb underneath them
I
and I'd hook
guarantee
the
I
shit
told
up.
you I appreciated you that day. It was a tough day.
Probably didn't.
Yeah. Hey,
My-
I don't want to get you upset.
You're so fucking.
Get him, Joe. Get him.
Hey, you said that I'm going to get upset like 30 times.
Yeah.
'Cause you are
You
upset.
both want each other to get upset.
See, look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him!
He says you are
You
upset.
guys are fucking nuts.
I'm gonna get a phone call. Don't come back.
No, it's all good. I love Chandler. Where's the camera?
This is this is when he says I love you though. When it's like he's like, Josh, listen, so I have proof that I've said it to my son.
Hey, and let me ask you this.
I
Last
remember
night,
that ever happened.
hey,
Yeah, I don't-
last night,
No.
last
I don't
night
think that's
was there anybody around? Did I text you that I loved you last
I don't
night?
know if there was anybody around. But if I'm
Was there anybody around you?
no,
Was anybody know on your end that you were getting a text?
no.
Okay. Nobody knew on my end. What did I text you last night?
He said good night, son.
What did I text you last night? Hold on a second. Let me grab it. Hold on.
I've been trying to make sure. I've been trying to keep the relationship viable. So I've been replying when he says I love you. I say I love you back.
But what? That's not what you just said a second ago, though.
I know I was fucking with you.
Oh, I
see,
gotcha.
Then you got
I
upset and you had to pull your phone out. You're like,
I
I'll
was
prove
just-
it.
I was
I'll
just-
prove it.
No, I don't remember.
What if you just get upset?
He's
Just
getting
kiss
upset
already.
again. He's
He's
getting
fucking-
upset again.
So-
I was just looking because I can't remember exactly what I said, so I was going to read.
I honestly don't remember what you said either.
Okay, well let me look then.
But anyway, so me and Josh are headed to where'd we go to look at that dump truck for you? The garbage one.
Oh man.
The only time me and Josh went
Shoshone.
Yeah,
Shoshone.
Wyoming.
So we're on our way to Shoshone, and my dad calls, and my phone's hooked to his pickup screen, right? The big old monitor screen that they dodges,
Oh, here it is. I said, good night, love you.
And,
That's what I said last
see, he didn't say I love you, so it obviously doesn't mean much.
The last time I responded to a text from my father was last year.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't ever text. I'm so bad about texting my dad.
Oh, man. Hey, just so you know.
He came over. I've seen him though.
Yeah.
Last couple months.
Man, you should.
You wouldn't let him come to the
I don't
podcast,
like
though.
getting anybody's business, but I'm going to tell you
He
something right now
loves
that
getting
Josh
people's
told
business.
me. And Josh told me this story, and it made me think a lot. That story about your dad. About just being disconnected for so long, then finally reconnected, and then he passed away. So watch this movie, and it'll change your life, because it's the same thing. So there's a movie, and I think it's one of the greatest movies of all time. It's called City of Angels. And, it's with Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan. And anyway, he's like an angel, and then finally he just like loves Meg Ryan, but he has to give up being an angel if he wants to come
has to
down.
fall.
And he has to never come back. Well, right after he comes down, it's like a day or two, whatever it is later, and she ran out to get something, and she gets killed. And so she's now in heaven, and he's stuck on earth
And can't go back.
and can't go back.
I tell my dad about all kinds of stuff, and he's like, yeah.
Are you upset?
You're so fucking...
You seem upset.
No, anyways. No, because I like to watch movies. I watch a lot of movies.
You watch a lot.
I brought you a movie one
What is
day.
it? Did I watch it?
No, you're like, yeah, I fucking don't. Whatever.
Well, I might try. What'd you bring me?
Collateral Beauty with Will Smith. Their kid dies.
I do like. Oh, so
Not
see,
watching that.
I'm not.
No,
see,
no,
I
no.
can't.
It was their journey afterwards, like the healing and
No,
like
and I appreciate that. I really do, but I can't. Like, I honestly can't. So before,
But you don't know their kid's dead, and if
Yeah,
I would have told you, you wouldn't have really known until
So here's my problem: is
You
so
spoiled it for him.
he
Like,
ruined.
no.
He tried to bring me down.
you're so fucking.
That's crazy, dude.
So anyway,
Oh, God.
Literally, this is for real. Before Trevin passed away, I truly, honestly believed that anxiety was a false thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that kind of thing was just
No, I'm agreeing with you.
okay.
Yeah.
And so I really thought that was all, because I thought it was all in people's heads, right?
I thought the same thing before I joined the army.
Yep. And so, and I would just be like, because I just went forward at full steam all the time. Just did my thing. And now, honestly, I literally can't watch, like, I'd be watching a regular show and something will start getting negative, and I'm literally like, I shut it off.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
It
I
does.
don't want to.
And I don't, because here's the thing is, I always tell people this, and it's not because of monetary reasons, because I don't have a lot of money, and it isn't because I live in a big, beautiful house and I have a beautiful truck, even though do not hit my fucking truck.
I am so hitting
Do
that
not hit my
fucking
truck.
thing on the
Jaeger,
way
you're
out.
upsetting him.
Because I've never had a
Allegedly.
truck that nice in my life.
You're upsetting him again,
And it
Jaeger.
wasn't intentional, even it was the only one they had. But anyway, it was the only one they
What kind of
had.
bullshit is that?
It is true.
You're like, well,
Actually, I'm
Fuck.
not. No. During COVID,
Yeah,
they literally
it was the only
slammed-
truck
they
they
just
had.
random shit.
Because I buy only tradesmen, the plain Jane work trucks.
It's a tradesman with like the what is it? The bighorn, like
Yeah, it's
the
got
bighorn
big fancy
dash.
screen and shit and all
Oh,
that.
okay.
But the thing is, honestly, trucks are just a tool to me. And I mean, I like a truck. I mean, it's nice having a nice truck.
Or
but,
kids, but keep going.
But yes, and honestly, that's. Hey, remember what I told you about somebody has some problems down deep?
That's
Don't
not.
get
That's not a
angry.
problem. It's a
Don't
truth.
get angry.
What's wrong?
Dad.
See,
fucking
he doesn't. He does not like the
Somebody
truth.
get
That's
this
his
out.
only problem.
He doesn't like the
I love the
He
truth.
doesn't like
Hey,
the
let me tell you
truth.
something about the truth. I
Oh, here
tell
we
people
go.
This too. The truth will do two things for you. And this is no bullshit. I tell people all the time. It will either set you free or it will piss you off. But it will do one of the two.
Or make
And
you
it,
sad.
it always pisses him off.
No, I'm good with the truth. What do we got?
I don't got no fucking truth for you, dude. No, you ain't already fucking heard.
But no, I after Trevin passed though, I was like I lived a new life. You know what I mean?
You
And
got
at
a
first-
comment.
What is it?
You can't even read that, can you? He fucking can't see. He does
yeah.
110
I
at
can
night
see
down the
that.
highway, and he's like, I don't even know where we're at.
I'll tell you a story that about Brian.
He drives by Braille. He hits the drug bumps, and he comes back on the road.
I bought a new pickup in 22, right? It's a different one than this one, but it was a tradesman one. But it had the Cummins problems later on. But anyway, so I had to run to Arizona to look at a dump truck, right? So I asked Chan's roommate.
You're so fucking
I'm just
stupid.
saying.
So fucking
Nobody can see me do this.
Oh, he did this, guys.
Yeah.
Says the guy that, how are you paying your rent again?
So anyway, so anyway, Chan has a friend that's a boy.
That is so you're so
lives
fucking
here.
stupid.
Is that a true statement or not?
Well, I hate to say it, but saying boy makes it sound really pedophile.
Okay, Chan has but Brian's not that.
I don't mind man friend is way better
But
than fucking.
intellectually, is Brian a man?
But you see,
You just want smoke today. You're just coming at everybody.
So anyway,
Oh, God.
Chan has a boy, and he is a friend.
His
I'm not,
boyfriend,
yeah, that thing.
That
I'm not
thing?
saying
Oh,
that.
I'll say it
But
for you.
anyway, so I asked Brian because Brian will do things for cheap. Just so you know. Yep. I'm
Damn,
just saying,
Chandler.
I'm just
Damn.
I'm just saying though. So Brian will do things for cheap. So I said, hey Brian, would you go down to Phoenix with me? You know, I'll pay the way so we can, and he'll drive the dump truck back because he has a CDL because he can't work at McDonald's. Okay. So anyway, so we're cruising along. We're kind of in the little mountain range in Arizona, and you know I'm doing like 110 or whatever that piece of shit new pickup will do, and just so you know, it was on a closed course. Closed course.
I put that on all my TikToks.
Yep, it was a closed course.
Well, no, I always put private
This-
road that I pay for.
Yeah, this really was a closed course. And so anyway, we're going along, and I told Brian, I said, man, I can't see shit at night. And he goes, what was that? And I was like, I can't. He goes, how do you know where we are going? And he goes, we're going really fast. And I said, well, you know that Tesla passed us? And he goes, yeah. And I said, I'm just following the lights. And he goes, but what if they go somewhere they're not supposed to? And I say, we are too.
Here's the best part is
Fuck no, dude.
Brian.
I'll walk, bro.
Brian said when he looked over, they had to have been doing like 100 something.
On closed course.
The Tesla had blown around them, right? He said
They
they
were
had
trucking.
He said they had got so far ahead that at one point there was a whole turn between them, and the Tesla had went around the turn, came back, and was now straight with them again. And he didn't realize the road had turned because he sees the brake lights.
I was hugging corner, you know.
I was hugging corner.
Not good.
It's closed course racetrack.
You were maximizing your inertia going
Thank
through
you.
corners.
It's a dually.
It's an F1 car.
It
Fuck
is.
me running,
It's a
dude. That
dually
was
with a
fucking
flatbed
me
on
running.
it. Hey, you gotta
that.
put a lean on that thing. You know what I mean? And so anyway, so we made it there though, and we did fine. And but yeah, so we didn't get a dump truck, and I got food poisoning at a freaking Chili's.
In Arizona?
No bullshit.
Shitty Applebee's is Chili's.
Yes, and so because I told
And
Brian, I
Applebee's
said,
is
"Hey,
pretty
while
bad.
we're down there, we got to go run right through Vegas." So I said, "While we're down there, we're going to hook in, hook back." I said, "We'll stop in Vegas, stay the night," and I said, "We'll take you down." I don't gamble or anything like that.
And they were supposed to get the good food.
Yeah, so we were going to go and like get good food and do all those things. Well, anyway, right before I got to Vegas, I mean, I was like, I thought I was going to die. So I can't find a room. I'm in a dually anyway, and you can't hardly find a room. So I remembered that Hard Rock was off the strip like a block. So, I mean, I'm literally on my last second of my life before I think I'm going to die. And I go in there and get a room, and I remember going in, and Brian's like, hey, what are we going to do? And I was like, I already was in my underwear. In bed. and Brian's like,
I'm going to bed.
Oh, we're doing this? Okay.
Yeah. And then later on that night, Brian goes, I had never in my life heard anybody vomit like you were vomiting.
that's
And you know what I told him?
rough.
I had never heard anybody vomit like I had vomited. And Brian knew I was sick because Brian got to drive.
You guys stayed in the same room?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, no. He like.
So the only person I don't like staying. We talked about it. I don't stay in rooms with people. But for some
did that to him.
yes, for some reason though, Brian. Well, and I know that
fucking
Brian. Well, here's the thing is, I know that Brian's in a relationship, right?
You're so fucking. God damn.
Get him.
So
Get
him. So I know it's off limits. So that's kind
Yeah.
of then it's like not a thing, right?
Bro code, you know?
Yeah, bro
Go
code.
to fuck.
We went to get the table and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a good one. And I was like, I love you, dude, but I'm not sleeping in the same room as you.
We sent me a bunch of messages. He's like, do you mind this hotel? Do you mind? I was like, it's your trip. I don't give two shits what we do, how you plan it. I said, you're in charge of everything. He's like, you get your own room. I was like, if you want. I like.
Yeah.
No, that was a statement, not a fucking.
No, I mean, that's what I was like, I'm not making decisions here. It was like same thing when he went to get the semi. I was like, I don't even know who's paying for the trip.
Right.
Because he's like, I'm going to California for a guy, and I said, well, if you want a co-pilot, I'll go. I think I sent him a picture of my license. I said, so you already have it because I know how this works. You have to have my license for the plane ticket.
Right.
So I said, if you need a co-pilot, you have all the information. Send me like, your ticket's been bought. Here's what we're doing, and I got you your own room. We're doing this, and I already know we have to stop for fucking food. So
Yes. Perfect. And I think I told you the story, or I told Josh that we were talking about it one day. I went down to help move Riley down to Texas, and Riley's wife, her dad came. And so we're headed to the hotel, him and I, they were going to stay at the new house, and we're headed to the hotel, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, I don't want to have this conversation, and he's a super nice guy, and so I said, hey man, I don't, because he said, well, I'll get the hotel or whatever, and I'm like, okay, cool, but I'm like, I'm not staying with it.
No.
Same room. And so anyway, and I looked over and I was like, and I know him, but he's not a laughy guy. He's a nice guy, super nice guy. Like, honestly, I have nothing negative to say. And I mean, literally one of the nicest guys I ever met, but he's not like a jokey, like, I don't like joke around with him, So I'm sitting there thinking, okay. Then finally I was like,
Sure.
hey, I don't know, but I'm going to get my own room. And he's like, yeah, I know, me too.
Thank God.
And I'm like, yes, done.
I've in the Army, whenever we'd go somewhere, we'd double up.
That's a nice muscly throwing on you got there.
And they're like,
What was that?
do you want 2 clean
What is it?
beds? I was like, no, I want 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Like, there's just 2 of you. I was like, yes.
Yes.
We were balling on a budget.
Okay.
No,
Balling on a budget.
No, fucking, we would go to Phoenix, and there was like, I would get the cheapest hotel room for a night.
No,
way.
no.
You
The
what?
city. So I got
Young.
Yuck.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
I still wouldn't do it. I can't do
I
it.
can't either.
No,
But go ahead. Oh man.
We get to the hotel, we check in, and they're like, it's the building over, and it's got a pool in the middle, like one of those fucking shitty apartment buildings.
Oh, with the doors on the outside.
Yep.
That's a good room.
I'm
like a serial killer to
Six,
directly
Red
get into
Lion
you.
in.
But so
Super 8.
we walk in there. There's kids yelling in Spanish, chasing each other around. There's a police
Spanish.
officer. There's a police officer there talking to 2 individuals, and somebody screaming at each other up in the balcony. I'm like, this is amazing. This is the ambiance
like, this is the life.
that I wanted.
This is what I'm looking
This is the
I'm gonna
48.
sleep good tonight.
This is the $48 a night ambiance.
Nope.
We get in there, and that's not. I saw Crack Hoard, a different one I went to, but this one I had my buddy there, and we were like,
Somebody pre-shit in your toilet?
what?
What'd you say?
Oh,
I think you said crack whore.
yes. Behind the
Oh, I
dumpster.
thought you said somebody crapped in my toilet. I'm like, somebody.
That would be
Was
so
somebody
much
talking
worse.
on there?
Where?
I heard a voice over there.
Oh, he's
Yeah, you
got
got to
a
put the
soundboard.
headphones on.
Oh, he's got a what?
Soundboard.
Put the headphone up to your ear.
I
Makes
don't
a
want to
fart
listen.
noise every time you say something.
That's a nice muscly throwing on you got there.
I got a weirder one. You want to hear a weirder one?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, I got that one. Is this one?
I don't know.
Smell you.
Did it say I could smell you?
Yeah, that's
That's
the
a
baby.
dolphin.
No, that's my daughter. We were making her
Your daughter
laugh when we were
sounds like
setting
a
everything
dolphin.
up, so we were recording. And she hit record when we were like setting it up, and she started laughing. And that's like the clip of her laughing.
It sounds like a dolphin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
fucking
cute though. But
Oh,
she
it's
does
great.
sound like a dolphin.
You
Your
turn the
daughter's a
lights
dolphin.
off at night, and you hear that? It's fucking.
I was going to say that. I don't think I want
I'm
to
not
do
turning the lights
Yes.
off down here, dude.
No, I'm not either.
I'm kind of. It's kind of a rule of
Part
mine
of
not
this-
to go as. My
You
friend's
sleep
dark
at
basements.
$49 a night hotels, dude.
Okay,
Shut up.
I'm not trying
No.
to.
I was strapped
Hold
though.
on.
It was
I'm not.
fine.
I walk out of hotel rooms, okay?
I've
Yes.
walked out.
Oh, we have.
numerous times.
Oh,
My-
never. I already paid
we
for that
went-
motherfucker.
Hold on, let me reel this back in for you.
What were we talking about?
But you're also the guy that, while staying at someone else's house, they get to watch on their cameras of you bringing women into their home.
It's his fault for looking at the camera.
Your aunt was like mid-text, like, what are you? Oh, wait, she's leaving. Delete.
She's like, you were really quick.
Is that why you got cameras for the house? 'Cause I kept
we went to
over.
I took Trevin and his girlfriend at the time, Justine, and Calvin and his. I don't think they were married.
I never got to go on any of this stuff.
I don't think they were married at the time. Are you okay?
Well, I never got to spend time with my daddy.
Are you okay? Well, I took. Hey, if you take your favorite son somewhere, and you have 3 of them,
And you don't take
or
your
4
least
of them,
favorite.
but you can't. If you're only taking your favorite son, how many can you take?
Fucking, I don't know. One.
Yeah.
Duh.
Hey, he's got
Anyway,
he's got 6 kids and 5 favorites, and I did not make the fucking list.
I wasn't even my dad's favorite son.
He is not on the roster.
So anyway, we're going. I'm married to my second wife now, and in this story, so we go there, and so my first wife and I, when we'd go to Vegas, we'd stay this place. It was it's the Oriental one. I don't remember the name. It's gone now. What is it, Chan?
I thought it was Rebecca.
Oh.
That That was so good.
Hey.
I meant the hotel was Oriental.
Oh,
I don't even know
not
what
the white.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't
Right.
get to go.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a strip club because you
Yeah,
kept doing it.
yeah.
No, I said
No.
with a second wife. Just fucking
Oh,
made it
But
rain.
anyway, so Rebecca and I used to stay at this one hotel. I don't remember the name of it, but it was inexpensive, but it was decent, and it was on the Strip, so we always stayed there. So anyway, when my second wife and a bunch of us were going to go to World of Concrete, I said, "Oh, this is." I didn't tell my second wife because those two, you would have thought they were twin sisters. They literally at one point I was like, "Do you guys want to move in together?"
So
At least
what
you're
saying is you have
consistent.
a type.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're consistent.
Once
yeah. Fuck it,
once
dude.
again, guess what? How you have no type. Stay the fucking home and mind your own business. But anyway,
not-
but you know what?
You
You know
can
what?
have a type. Like that's
Obviously, he can't do that because not only is he here, but he came to the dinner that
Hey,
meant, you know.
I tried to not come tonight, but you kept saying, Josh.
No,
told
you
Josh.
said if I
know.
wouldn't have told, you said if I
know.
wouldn't have told Josh, I would
I
have left you
wouldn't
fucking
be here.
hanging.
But anyway,
I'd let
so
you down again,
I
son.
go into this. We
Okay.
get this hotel. We get in there. We're checking in, and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, right now there's no water in the building." And I was like, "What's that?" And they're like, "There's no water." And I said, "I'm not staying here." And my second wife, she's like, "Well, come on," and they're going to turn it on. And I was like, "No, I don't care. I'm not going to stay here." And she's like, "Oh, come on." And I was like, "Whatever." And I was like, "Hey, when's the water coming up?" "We're not sure. It should be back on in time." Because they were remodeling. So anyway, I go upstairs and I walk into my room and I start to get naked because that's my thing to do, right? Because I'm in a room with a woman.
Sure, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
okay.
I thought you were just by yourself.
No,
I'm like,
no,
weird,
no.
but
When I went on
okay.
a trip with your son, I got to my room and I took my
Yeah,
head
exactly. Yeah, once again, that's what I do too. And I did it with Ryan. So
That's why we
You
have
knock,
separate rooms.
you knock on my door, you're getting this.
yes. So anyway, I go to walk in the room further, and my feet start sticking to the floor.
Gross.
And I said, "Ain't no motherfucking way." Hey, and I'm like, "Nope." And I'm leaving. And my second wife wanted to stay at this really nice hotel, and you could actually see it out of our window. And she goes, "Let's go stay over there." And I was like, "There's a bunch of us." And I'm trying to be economical with, I'm paying, because I paid the whole trip because it's work people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's like, "Come on, let's go stay over there." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, I don't care, let's go." So she goes, "All right, I'll go check us in." And it was astronomical. And I'm like, "God dang it," And so anyway.
You're doing the math. It's like, I need to do 7 walls.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I need to do 6,000 square feet of
Yeah.
flat work to pay for this.
He's texting me. He's like, "So is 20 hours? We're gonna have to bump it up to like 40 hours a day because those trucks have to run while I'm out of town."
Yes, because they were spending money like
Well,
crazy.
we're on vacation. You guys really need to keep working.
So
at home.
anyway, we go over to the next hotel though, and of course it is expensive. So you walk in though, and it's like this, it's just like the lights are shining, the birds are chirping, and guess what? Your feet are not doing. Sticking to the carpet.
They're offering you a hot towel. as
That's
you walk
exactly
in.
it. It's not like,
Would you like the fresh baked cookies
Yes,
over there?
it's not like it's like. And I'm like, I've walked out numerous hotels though on my travels, and I'll even like go to stay at a nice hotel, and because like I said, I'm not staying, and I'm not talking crazy nice. It's got usually Holiday Inn. You're 100% of the time. I've never had a bad Holiday Inn.
Yeah, no, Holiday Inns are
Yeah,
good.
but it's just
Too
solid.
expensive.
that wasn't nice
Yeah.
enough for Josh.
Yeah,
Not a Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inns.
You don't like them?
Oh no, Josh is more bougie than you are with hotels.
Well, what do you do for hotels?
Whatever.
Marriott?
I think he just looks at prices and just clicks the most expensive. And
Well, generally, hey,
Hey, you know damn well I didn't book a fucking thing.
I know.
Well,
My
you can't-
wife was doing it
But you
for
can't
me.
go wrong on hotels generally with price. That is a fact. But honestly, I've never had a bad Holiday Inn. But I've been some places that didn't have a Holiday Inn. But then my rule of thumb now is especially if I'm driving, if there isn't one that I recognize, no matter what, not even pulling off the interstate.
No.
Not
It
even.
was a Holiday Inn that had the sticky floor?
No. I'm
But
just
I love,
saying.
like I said, Josh. He's like, I think we might have to update our travel plans. And ding, look at that. Jess has already got us meal reservations, and I'm like,
Well, she'll track me on my phone because I got Apple
Right.
Find My Phone thing,
Yep.
and she'll ask me, "Is like, hey, where do you think you're going to shut down for
Yeah.
the night?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to try to get North Ogden or something like that."
Right.
And then she'll make the plans like a good woman and
Yeah.
make sure that.
See,
stuff-
that's the part I
and then
miss.
she'll take a
I
picture
miss
of
that.
it.
well, I told Josh that I wish I could find a woman like that. And he just laughs. He goes, "Not today."
Yeah. No, like I said, I miss
Not
that.
today, not in this world.
No, and that's the part I do miss. But then, and every time, like I said, I was telling the story earlier. So last year, I remember my daughter wanted me to go on a date. So last year, I literally was like, okay, I'm just going to get on a dating site. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to go on one date because the year was almost over, right? And I'm like, I told her, I said, I'm going to go on one date before the year's over. And I had numerous chances where I could go, but I'd always be like, I'm not coming,
The usual.
Yeah, the usual.
That's like a shortcut in his
'Cause
phone. It's
I
like
don't
on
like
his keyboard.
Hey, I can just hit the one button and it's
It autocorrects to that. I love you. I'm not coming.
I'm not coming.
Did you mean to say this?
So anyway, So I get on this dating site, and you start kind of hitting likes or whatever, and there's some likes coming back, and so I was talking to this lady, and we're gonna go on a date, right? I'm like, all right. So that was like a Friday. We're gonna go on a date on a Wednesday because she had a daughter or something. So anyway, so like on Sunday, we were supposed to go on a date on Wednesday. I messaged her and I said, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, this ain't my thing. I said, I'm gonna cancel this whole dating app thing, and I said, it's not you, it's me, that whole thing, and which it really was me. And I said, I'm out. And then my daughter's like, hey, you going on that date still? And I was like, no, I canceled it. She's like, Dad. Hey, I actually had this other lady that I used to go to high school, different lady, and she would message me sometimes, and like you said, she always wanted to go on a date, and I'm like, that's not really my thing, And finally, so I said, here's the deal. This is a while back. This was last year. I finally said, here's the deal. You're not. Who was that?
That was Mom.
Oh, what'd she say?
That I should have brought up the time you left me the car lot and didn't even know it.
Oh yeah, we can go there.
My dad never forgot me anyway.
Hey, the only child we have ever left anywhere, and that is the truth. We left Chandler.
100% the least favorite son.
I told you.
No, so here's what we'll just go jump to that story. It's way better. So Trevin and I and Chan had been working, right? And we're in this dually pickup, of course.
Hold on, I need to clip that because I need to make sure I have recording of him saying that I actually work.
Yeah. I said you were at work with us.
No, you said we were working. You said we were working.
That's true. Yeah, I don't remember that. But
Devil's in the details.
So anyway, we're driving along.
You and Trevor were working. He was just taking.
Yeah.
You just
well,
coming around.
when you find out how he got left, you'll know exactly what he was doing because this is what he was usually doing. So we stop at this car lot because Trevor's like, "Hey, let's stop and look at that." I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Because we're looking at dumb shit. What were you doing?
I was sitting in the back seat quietly.
No, you were not.
Obviously, I wasn't
You were
sleeping.
sleeping in the back seat.
Obviously, I wasn't sleeping because I got the fuck out of the pickup
He got out and went to the bathroom.
and they left me.
He didn't tell us he was going to the bathroom.
Actually, I did. I said I gotta go to the bathroom.
So anyway, we
That's
get back.
so sad.
We got back in the truck. This isn't Billings. It's not that big of a deal.
No. Wow.
So
Holy
anyway,
This was like 2003.
yeah, come on. Hey, he was 3. He was fine.
Potty trained.
He was potty trained. He did potty train quick. So anyway,
I taught myself how to tie my own shoes.
So anyway, we're driving down the road, and I all of a sudden I was like, man, it's quiet. I said, what's Chan doing? And I went, holy shit.
Not here.
Hey, we turned around and got back there, and he was so pissed.
You didn't get back there. I had
Yes.
walked blocks
That's
before.
back to
No, but you didn't make it. You didn't. You got to tell the story right.
How far do you walk?
I walked a long
I
fucking
apologize.
ways.
I wasn't trying to insinuate
Actually,
that
you know
he's
where
still
you know where
there.
Central is?
Yeah.
You know Central?
No.
I mean, not. So there's like Central Hobbies. There's a car lot that was just above it on the hill. I had walked from there all the way to Daddy-O's pawn shop.
Not that far. So.
No.
It wasn't crazy far, but he was like, "Where are you headed?" I was like, "Not fucking home." I was going the wrong direction. No.
It wasn't like I
Montana
left.
Avenue.
It isn't like we left like a 3-year-old child on the side of the road. But hey, what about the time
fact
that
you left him?
What
is
about
I'm
the time?
kinda
Who was
hung up
left in
on.
the crib? That was Trevin, wasn't it?
No, me.
Oh, your aunt.
they found me a babysitter.
Dude, she left
It
everywhere.
wasn't a babysitter. It was your aunt Tanya.
They found my
Don't
aunt.
say they. That was your mom's fucking sister, not mine. I wouldn't blame her.
They found a babysitter for me, and she got a dinner invitation. She's like, "He's sleeping later."
Yeah, so
Fucking find her on Wish.
yeah.
The best part is-
hey, wait. If you ever meet Rebecca's sister, it'll explain a lot of details.
He probably will never.
Yeah,
Fuck
no,
no.
you might.
We don't. We
If
don't
you
run
get
in
married
the same
again.
circles.
What?
If you get married again, he would meet her. Yeah.
I might just invite my other dad's half of the family.
My other dad.
just that. Just that.
I'm
half.
only bringing 3 of my 5 dads.
Probably get a fucking TLC special. Me and my 3 dads.
They're like
Reality TV show.
Hey,
right
you don't know
there.
what you're missing.
They're like the biological.
You've only got one.
One dad?
No, he's
oh,
got
no, I
two.
had a lot of moms, though.
Yeah.
Fucking me.
I got a piss.
We're
Wait a
like two
minute.
sides of the same coin. Can you
Hey,
believe that?
bring me a water, would you?
They're like identical. I know.
You got water bottles?
Nope.
What? I don't want to do water.
water in this house.
I don't want to water out of your cups.
Yeah, you do.
No, I do not.
your cups?
I don't know
the last time
anything
we
out
brought
of-
water down here was dog water that I drank out of.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Fucked up.
Have you ever seen Chandler's Kitchen?
No.
Don't
Yeah.
look. Don't look in there.
It's not a cleanly one.
Hey, I asked Josh one time.
I'm fucking kidding.
Hey, I asked Josh.
Yeah, I was about to say, you ain't giving that man shit
Yeah.
about fucking cleanliness, dude. You're only living in 280 square feet of 4,000, and it is
Bad.
fucked.
Well, remember the time you worked in his shop? Remember his shop?
Oh my God, I
You
was
literally had to
climbing over
climb.
garbage.
It was a 4-foot pile of garbage in the shop. This is no exaggeration. This is no lie. They just Brian and him would throw their trash. They never picked it up ever.
That's not.
And they would literally walk you. When I came in the shop, I had to walk up and over, and I was like, "There ain't no fucking way."
How
There's
was
no
I
way.
doing?
That back then, you were doing something pretty major. That was before the motor. Well, where were you doing that time? Chan, what was Josh working on? Remember when his truck was at your shop forever?
Doing my engine rebuild?
That wasn't the engine, was it?
With all the garbage everywhere?
Remember when the garbage was just stacked up like 4 feet high in there?
He came to check the fucking engine.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh.
Okay.
Or no, and then he brought his truck. Yeah, it was the engine rebuild.
Yeah.
The only
Man,
time the
I'm
only-
telling you,
I
what,
remember
this
I
is
was
no
trying to
lie.
get underneath, but
It
I was
was
like, scoop
it was at
garbage out of the way.
least this high. The garbage.
Oh, it was bad.
Yes. I mean, it was it was unbelievable.
I've never done that before.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's not be mean about Chan's dirty shop. It's not nice.
You should see mine. It is not much.
Actually, no. What?
I got a bunch of kids in it.
What were you doing? But it wasn't there forever until the engine rebuild. But when we did the engine, I had literally like cleaned it out, and then I pulled the drain plug to drain all the oil out, and the fucking drain pan had like closed or got clogged with something.
So it ran everywhere.
Yeah, but I had to leave, so I just pulled it real quick and I left, and it was fucking 12 gallons of oil. And Josh's like, "This was clean, and now there's floor drivers." Like, yeah.
Remember when Josh did a transmission at my shop? And I was like, yeah, that's cool as long as it gets cleaned up and everything, and that was your chore. And then remember I kept saying, hey, maybe we could clean like the whole thing.
I did clean up.
Maybe we could clean like
Eventually, you're like,
No, hold on. I pulled the truck out, right, and a loader drove in that had to get a transmission looked at and opened up, and shit was running out of it. Somehow that didn't make a mess, but mine is what made the mess.
Yeah, he's right. It's true.
Well, his started as I think I need. The 7th gear wasn't working.
Yeah.
No. None of the gears. None of the gears were working.
And then he found out that there was a lot of work there.
Yeah, there was a lot of other shit I had to fucking do.
I told Josh I have enough to buy the tranny. And
Just so you know, one of his dads gave him that truck, and that is no lie.
I can't believe you didn't bring that up sooner. I thought you were gonna.
No. Yeah. It wasn't one of your dad. It was one of the 5. Was it not?
You
I like
2
him.
fucking
I'd
dads.
claim him.
Shut up.
You got at least 2.
No,
Actually,
but I have a lot more fucking moms.
Hey, wait a minute. Who's your other dad?
Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
And then you have
slow, huh?
But see, now you have one daddy. Know what you call him?
No.
His daddy?
Never mind.
That got weird.
That got real
Guys, I
weird.
think I got to move out.
He's like, I know where I'm sleeping now. Joe says he's gay.
He's got a real nice house. It got concrete floors.
Hey, just so you know,
that shit
there
up.
ain't no fucking free living in my house, buddy. So you better stick where you're
I'm
at.
chilling, dude. I'm fucking fine.
He's got a whole other house on that, bro.
And he's got a whole other house full of lesbians.
My boy.
Hey, look
Why you gonna say stuff like that? That's not nice.
It's not. Like I said, I say truth, and he gets upset about it.
Well, when you say truth wrong,
Yeah, right.
Hold on. It is like literally a house full of lesbians. I don't know how else to word that.
okay.
Okay, it's
Hold on a second. Allegedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly, lesbians living in a house.
I met him. No.
There's no alleged.
She is never gonna get pregnant.
They didn't. Well, he didn't like that joke either. I guess she will. I guess she'll beat teen pregnancy. He didn't find that very.
No, well, it's because her whole life, because her mom let her girlfriend stay the night with him at their house, right? While she's in high
That's
school.
how it got my sister.
Yeah, well, just so you know.
That's how I got my sister. Dude, this isn't fucking polio.
It's contagious.
That's how it
She went
goes.
out one night, she came back, couldn't stand up straight. Polio, bigger than shit. Dude.
But anyway.
Didn't you and your sister sleep with the same girl?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
So,
that's how my sister went gay for a while.
Avalon, literally, that's her claim to fame. She goes, Lisa, I'm not going to get pregnant like you and Mom did. And I was like, yeah, because you can't. It's
You didn't get
impossible.
pregnant.
It's impossible. And I told her, it's not a good argument, by the way. That's dumb. Like, just...
But didn't you let a boy spend the night with her?
That's weird.
Who?
Ashton?
Stay at the house?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. No,
I don't know. This kid, actually, he probably is gay.
No, but there wasn't nobody, like, staying the night and staying the night.
Who
That you know of.
Well, that's very true that I know of. Because like I said, Trevin was that way. One time, this is a good story. I get up in the morning, and unfortunately, I was still,
Nothing negative.
This isn't negative, actually. This isn't negative. This is a true story. I get up in the morning.
It's the same thing I do. But
I was still married to the first wife. Get up in the morning, and I go walking out to the kitchen, and I pass the, where the shoes are, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Whose shoes could those possibly be? Because when I went to bed, those shoes were not there, and those aren't our shoes. And so I walked back in, I was like, hey, there's like girl shoes out there. And she's like, what? And she comes out, she goes, go down there. So I go down there and open the door.
But the best part is, you know who he doesn't assume has the girl over?
You.
Yeah.
Damn.
The kid that doesn't follow doesn't follow the rules is not the one.
At the time, he was fairly young. You were pretty dang young at the time. And so, anyway, that's why I assumed. Same thing as Riley. Riley was like 7, and I didn't think Riley was fucking nobody. So I'm thinking, Chan probably ain't fucking nobody. He's 10, And but anyway, I open Trevin's door, and there lay a girl, and I'm like, well, what are we doing here? And Trevin's like, he goes, she didn't have nowhere to go last night. I said, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't
You know the best part is?
Motel 6 is $39.95.
Yeah.
That's the girl that I was telling you joined the military, and she's like, I never have to figure out who I'm sleeping with. I can just pick a bed.
Yeah.
There's always a man in a bed, and
Trevin was like, Dad, we really didn't do nothing. I was like, I don't care. No girl can stay in my house at night. That's not a thing. But yeah, later on though, when Trevin was sick, we did hear a lot of stories. Some of the stories I was like, you know what? I could probably go without knowing them.
My dad does not get that luxury.
His buddies would be like, yeah, I remember that one time, Trevin, and they were telling a story, and I was like, oh man, I don't like that story.
That's not good.
And Trevin just laughed.
That's not how I want to remember you.
There was a lot of stories like that.
Well, the best one I have is Trevin and his friend. I'm supposed to be the designated driver, right? Trevin's friend doesn't want me to drive his pickup, so what does he do? He gets me drunk. Because I can't be the designated driver if I'm drinking. But he's fucking wasted.
Flawless logic.
Oh,
Flawless logic.
Beautiful thing.
That's young man like. That's how I broke in a house.
I might have done that. I might have done that exact thing you're talking about.
That's how I broke in a house, because I was thinking, this
Breaking a house, definitely not.
And then if you are drunk, what you do is just close one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do not know how many people I've fucking told that.
Trevin picked up like 2 girls. They're hanging out. I'm just chilling in the passenger seat drinking. We literally get back to the house, and the best part is, I was like, if I'm supposed to be DDing, how are you guys getting like home? Because if you drop me off, then wouldn't that mean you still have to drive home drunk? And at that point, like, does it really? You're putting way too much thought into this because you're drunk. And I'm like, right. So I walk in the house, and I like fall down the stairs, and I go to bed. Everything's perfectly fine. The next day, I leave the house, and I come back home, and he stops me. He goes, have you been like drinking or doing anything? I was like, no. He's like, you're acting really different. And I'm like, yesterday I was fucked up and nobody said a word, but today I'm acting different. And I'm not drunk. I'm not doing
You know what it
anything.
was? I bet you were being nice.
Fuck you.
The best part is Trevin goes, you can never tell Dad that I got you drunk. And I was like, probably.
I was like, this is suspicious. He's kind this morning.
Why does he talk to me already?
Yeah. What's his name right here?
Buck Nasty?
Oh, I couldn't. I thought it said Brooke, and I was like, what the fuck? Brooke Nasty?
If you couldn't tell, we don't get women on the show, really.
Oh, you don't?
Fuck it.
No, he blocked her.
He blocked her.
She was supposed to be on tonight,
Oh,
but she didn't,
She's mad at
dang
you.
it.
fuck around, find out.
We miss you.
No, you miss her.
I don't know her.
You
but
miss her.
Chan said he sometimes
You know her.
cries.
You met her several times.
Sometimes he cries at night and misses you.
Is the dog's barking?
Tell him you're proud of him.
She'll use that one once. She'll be like, I heard that.
You know, Chandler, I'm really proud of you. That's exactly
No, you want to know? This is like,
Let's hear it.
I was going to like an actual deep moment.
Oh, shit.
So when my truck blew up, I had wrecked the white one, and like
Allegedly on the DOT
Yes,
there, just so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I drove it home. It obviously
Well,
drove home.
and when he wrecked it, it was on his own property.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
see,
Yep.
I slid off the mic.
Closed course.
Of course, wrecked.
Go ahead.
I literally get out of my pickup, and Josh is like, "You look like in a bad spot." I was like, "I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of,
Oh, yeah.
He's like, "You look like you need a hug." I was like, "Yes, I could." Josh's like, "Come here and give me a hug." And I was like, that little moment completely changed like my whole outlook on everything.
Men don't have that.
Nope,
No.
they don't.
Men don't have
We
that
talked about that, didn't
connection,
we?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Remember,
like,
even
If we
remember.
show emotion or anything
Yeah.
like that, if you cry in front of me, you're a fucking
Right.
piece of shit.
But I don't
Nancy girl.
Shelby that. She's because I mean that was the whole thing is like my ex, most of the women I know like, yeah, if you need to cry, I was like, literally if you see a single tear, you'll hit the fucking door. You'll be gone.
Yeah, I told you that. Remember when I sat on your lap at Christmas?
Yeah.
That was. I mean, honestly.
He was dressed as Santa and he was giving him a little present.
Yeah. Hey, but hey, I'm telling you right now, it was good because I hate Christmas. So even before Trevin got sick, it's just a commercialized bunch of garbage. I hate
Christmas and fucking Valentine's Day.
Yep, it's just garbage. It's and I hate the process, and we all feed into it because I've always bought my kids too much shit, and it's a dumb process. So I hate it.
We got heated blankets. And
I
socks.
always
I got
hated.
socks for my 10th birthday. So happy.
I always hated Christmas, but then after Trevin died, man, I despised Christmas. So the first 3 years, Riley literally saved Christmas because I wasn't doing it. I just wasn't doing it. And Riley's like, "Hey, Dad, like it really isn't up to you, kind of thing. You really need to do. You got little kids." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good, buddy. I appreciate that, but I'm not doing it." And so Riley actually went out and did the stuff that he needed to do to make it happen. Well, then the 4th year. I was like, "Hey, Avalon, help me out," and she's like, "Yeah." And so this year, I guess this is probably the 6th year, so maybe the 5th year, Avalon helped me again because I think Riley did 3 years, Avalon did 2, and anyway, so then this year I finally.
Where the fuck were you?
Whoa, weird! Whoa, that is weird. Why don't you help me when I was down and out?
Fucking quick draw on that.
God damn.
That's a good question. Why didn't you help me? You knew I was struggling.
I was the one throwing dirt on your grave. I was like, stay down.
Stay down. Hey, kick him some more. He's almost out. Avalon, quit fucking helping him. But
I helped.
But anyway,
I did all of that bullshit for so long.
But anyway, no, that's a never. But anyway, so anyway, but then this year I went to Lockwood. Paxton wanted to go do the Lockwood like Christmas night thing, and that's cool. Well, anyway, so I ran into your wife, and I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Where the hell's Josh at?" And she goes, "Guess what?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "He's Santa Claus." I said, "Shut your mouth."
Well, I didn't like you.
Shut your mouth.
You told me you were going, and he sends me a picture. He goes, "I get to be Santa." I said, "Guess who's on his way to see you?" He's like, "You think we can get him to sit on my lap?" I said, "He's scared of you. Probably could."
Yeah. So anyway, I literally like tracked him because there was Santa on each end, and so she told me
He
obviously.
was throwing elbows.
I was like, "Get out of here!"
Joseph! Oh, get the fuck out of my way!
Hold on, let's pull that picture up.
Yeah. So anyway, but it honestly that night in general and that whole process, I texted you, didn't I? And I said, man, it just helped. Some nights it just certain things help you get through different processes and whatever, and it just made Christmas a little bit better. Not a little bit better that year, a lot better, but it was like I said, there's certain times, but I said as guys, people always people send a TikTok. I don't do TikTok or anything, but every once in a while somebody will send something. But that's the thing, there's people on there like, guys aren't allowed to do this, but they really aren't. You know what I mean? As a man, you're supposed to be strong and all that. And don't get me wrong, they don't get much fucking badder than me. You know what I mean?
You're supposed to work yourself to death.
Yeah, and I do. And honestly, when it comes down to it, there ain't many men more manly than this man. And
extremely humble.
I'm just telling you. It's just
And extremely humble.
Hey, but I'm just telling you. Hey, but I'll be honest, and this is super egotistical, but I'm smarter than most people. I'm a harder worker than most people, and guess what? Make no apologies about it. But you know what I do? Guess who I give all of the credit to? Good Lord. He's the one that gave me all the tools in the toolbox.
Which one?
The only one.
Which one's that?
The one and the creator of everything.
Which one's that?
Yeah. We're not doing this
I love
again.
doing this because you have to tell what church you go to.
No, I don't go to no church.
Well, then which one is it?
There's only one God, my friend.
Dude, organized religion is the devil.
That's right. It's a business. I call it earthly churches.
I said that since I was a
Earthly
child, and I
I'm
was
the one. Did I tell you? I'm starting a religion.
Nice.
Yes.
It's tax-free, isn't it?
It's called Choice. Church of the Internal Combustion Engine.
There it is, baby. Tell me I'm not having fun right there.
Big old smile.
Tell me I'm not having fun. Tell me that ain't a great picture. Tell me that it just don't get any better than that.
I was like, you want to sit on my lap? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what?
I don't even think you can stop me right now.
No, and honestly,
I was going to do it with you.
John's like, I know you're scared of me. All I gotta do is grab you, and you'll just sit down.
And honestly, there's just like that's true. Like I'm literally saying, it's true love. That's true friendship. That's true. That's just good as it gets, man.
Yeah.
And that's why most of the time I stay at home, because guess what? That like you said, I honestly don't have very many friends. I'm fine with that. And because most people just aren't they're not real people, you know.
Do you know why I didn't have friends for the longest time?
Huh.
Because I was afraid. Because I was the guy that everybody called.
Oh, right.
I didn't have anybody to call.
Right.
And I'll tell you the others when you offered to help when Small Human had that
Oh, right.
kidney.
Yep.
And so the self-isolation, I did that too, but that was because I didn't want to depend on anybody else and for them to let me down. I was just going to do it myself.
Right. That's
Head
where I'm
down,
at.
shoulders back, fucking
Yep. Rock and roll.
figure it out.
Yep.
And then, little boy's got the wonky kidney, and
Yeah.
you're like, dude, I'll mow your glass, I'll fucking walk your dog, whatever you need. I
Whatever
was
you
like,
need. Wash your dishes.
All right, so
Whatever you
like,
need.
that's a legit thing. Nobody's ever,
Right.
because my dad had recently died, and
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude, we literally imported him for this
Yeah.
task from California.
Yeah.
Because we told him, we were like, hey, Jess and I were talking about, if you want to move in, we got the other house, we'd love to have you. He was like, okay. Like 2 weeks later, he was like, I sold all my shit and I'll be there on Monday. I was like, we're not talking about this. This is happening. Got it.
But like you said, that's what like the men do is you literally you're like, hey, he needed help. I've dumped everything.
Yeah.
I'm on my way. I don't care. I've got a bag.
But the thing is you reach out, and fucking Chandler does the same thing. He was like, man, you never asked for help. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't ask for help.
Right.
And then I asked him, I was like, hey, can you help me with this? He's like, yes.
Yeah.
God,
I'm on
yes.
my way. I felt bad about that.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, I was like in a spot though. He's like, I really need the work, but Josh would drop what he's doing to come help me. But I also know Josh understands that I need to provide for my daughter. But I should be there instead of. And that guy called and canceled. I said, I'm on my fucking way.
Yeah.
Don't even worry.
Well,
about
and there was a guy in town that recently last year got really bad cancer, and him and I don't. We used to be friends a long time ago, but like the friends that most people are friends. You know,
Acquaintance.
Yeah, acquaintances. And,
Buddies. I got a shit ton of buddies.
Yeah, and we were we went to dinner together sometimes. Closer friends, but just still acquaintance.
We would randomly meet in Vegas.
And so anyway, I just texted him and just let him know, like, I heard you're sick, and I said, man, I hope things go well, but I said, if you need anything, and I told him, I said, a lot of people are going to tell you this, but nobody really means it, and they don't.
That's become such an empty fucking promise
is.
now.
It's just
it's like the thoughts
everybody.
and Facebook
Yep.
thoughts and prayers bullshit.
And
If you
I-
need anything, let me know.
Yeah,
God,
and
please don't fucking
yes,
call me.
as soon as they put that, they're like, please, 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 please. But like I said, we weren't friends anymore.
They changed their profile picture.
But that's the one thing that, unless you've been through it, and I personally didn't have to experience it in my body, but I experienced it, obviously, and you need help, and you need so much help. And that's why actually I'm not a fan of earthly churches anymore, because I was going to a church that I donated thousands upon thousands of dollars to, Harvest Church, and they just completely just ignored us like nothing.
It was your mom, wasn't it?
Huh? No, that was when Trevin was sick. I actually went to Harvard. I actually went and had somebody come do a blessing for my mom when she was sick, but they kind of like did it kind of like, oh, there you go, like that's our task.
They look at your donations like, $10,000. All right.
Yeah, we'll do a blessing.
That package gets
That's exactly it.
right there.
So when Trevin was sick,
For another $5,000, we'll make it meaningful. We really need to redo the chandelier
Yeah.
of the grand ballroom.
we'll bring 3 people for that.
Oh yeah.
But
We'll
when
have them
Trevin was
crying.
sick, I know a guy that he told me, and I don't even like the guy, but he told me, he's like, hey, I mentioned to the church that like Trevin's sick and he's not doing well, and mama, and like he said, sometimes all we needed was dinner. Like it's just, or we needed the grass mowed. Honestly, that's why I said that to you or to other people. Sometimes it's so simplistic, but when you come home and the grass is mowed and you've been gone a month, you know what I mean? Like, because we were gone for huge spells of time.
Well, it's like mentally daunting.
Yes, and I even told somebody the other day, like I actually had to shun 2 of my children, Delaney that was really young at the time, and Paxton who was just a baby, it's like 4 at the time, but because they were problematic in their, like going to schools are cesspools, and they're always sick. Well, Trevin couldn't be around anybody sick, and we're on a mission. I mean, I'm telling you what, if anybody got in the way, I would kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anybody that got in the way, no matter what the situation, we were crossing this hurdle. We were at the Mayo Clinic one time, and right off the bat, and they were like, hey, you need this test, and we didn't know what was going on for sure yet, but our system's backed up, and some of our units are down, and it's called a PET scan, and they scan your whole body. Anyway, so they were like, it's going to be 30 days, and I was like, no, it's not. And they're like, well, yeah, and I was like, no. So I went back and told Trevor, and I said, let's do this. I said, I'm going to go ask him, what if we fly you somewhere in the United States that has a PET scan, and then we'll fly you back, and then we'll use that PET scan. So I walked back up there, and I told the lady, I said, hey, what if? And I posed the question to her, and she goes, I don't know. She goes, nobody's ever posed that question to us before. And I was like, well, pose it to whoever needs to hear it, and let's get an answer. So she goes, okay, we'll have an answer by morning. And I was like, okay. So we went back to our room, because we rented it was actually like a apartment, because we were going to be there a while. And so anyway, the next morning we had a PET scan, and guess what? In that town, in that hospital, in 3 days.
I know.
Yep. Every time we came to a bridge, I just said, I will not let 1 second, not 1 day go by, not 1 hour. And we never did. And it didn't save him, obviously, but our only chance was that. Our only chance was his youth and his just ability. He wanted to live so bad. And then just that we were never going to stop until we either beat it or he ran out of money, and damn, we got close at the end of the one. Because he even asked me one day, he goes, because I started selling stuff. I mean, I just sold stuff all the time. And I got down to the point where there wasn't much left, and there was a pickup that was kind of my pickup at that point. And I was like, all right, going down the road. Sold that pickup, and there was a pickup that was Trevin's, the one that I have at home still. We put his up for sale too. And then he looked at me, he's like, hey, how long are we going to be able to do this, you know? And I said, I don't know. I said, until everything's gone and all of the lines of credit are used up and the bank says, hey, you can't do that no more. I said, that's the last day.
I got a Saudi prince looking at one of my kidneys, buddy. It's at least 170.
We get another 6 months out of this deal. But honestly, that's how it goes. You have, like you said, I didn't see my kids. I didn't see anybody. Riley, maybe he was telling me the story again the other day when we left. Because I mean, we just left. Like he got diagnosed. They told him that he had some sort of cancer on like Thursday afternoon, and I called the Mayo Clinic because the Billings Clinic was just lollygagging right up. She's like, "Well, I got to figure this out," and I said, "We ain't got time for that." And they'd already misdiagnosed him for 1.5 years or 2 years. So I literally had my sister find the Mayo Clinic number. I called them and I told this lady. I told her my story, and she's like, "Wow!" And you have to have a referral usually. And she's like, oh, she goes, come, we'll get you here and we'll help you. And I was like, perfect. And she goes, when do you want to be here? I said, tomorrow. And she goes, no. And I was like, okay, when's my first day? She goes, she goes, I can do Monday. And I was like, done.
Be there Sunday.
Yep. I got in my pickup. I drove to Minnesota the next day. And Trevin flew into Minnesota Sunday night. And I had a place set up already, ready to go. Monday morning, we were at the Mayo Clinic rocking and rolling.
Okay, dude.
And never, like I said, never did we stop, never did we get unfocused, and I mean, it didn't work, obviously, but like I said, and it did. I didn't see it, but Riley was saying, he goes, you guys left, and he goes, and I thought, like, he was obviously, Trevin has cancer, we're broke, you know, he's thinking we're broke. He literally for 30 days ate ramen fucking noodles because he thought we had no money.
What a guy.
He's a team player.
Yeah.
He's a team player. And then we got back, and then one time, I don't even remember if it was when we got back or later.
That's why you don't have any pets, dude.
Yeah.
He was like, well, if those little Oriental fuckers can make a cat taste good, I'm pretty sure I can.
Actually,
I got
Riley
some
can.
salt pepper.
Riley'd be the one to make your guinea pig taste good.
Yeah, Riley can cook, man. But he did. He told me that. I can't remember if it was right when we got back or later on in life. He's like, yeah, I was eating ramen noodles, and he goes, you guys were sending pictures of being at P.F. Chang's.
Son of a bitch!
And I was like, Riley, I said, who said we were broke? And he goes, well, I just thought, you know, you were selling everything, and you know, blah blah blah. And
I was
like,
building up my war chest.
yeah, that's exactly what it was. We were building up, ready to go to war. But Riley thought, he was like, we're in deep shit. And hey, he's a team player. He's like, we're going in.
Right on, dude, yeah.
So like our whole family's mentality, because
He
like
didn't eat ramen noodles. He got that off-brand shit.
Yeah, he did. He went
They're
way
25,
cheap.
25 cents a packet.
the top ramen.
Poor kid.
Now, my ex's family would do that. They'd be like, hey, they told us it's going to be like a week for this, or like even my daughter. Yeah, they said you might have to wait. And I was like, that's not a thing. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, I said, my dad taught me this. If you go kick in the fucking door, no one on the other side wants to fight you. They will give you whatever you want.
Well, and plus they understand.
People will say no on the phone. When
Yes.
you're sitting like
Yep.
this, be like, hey, I talked to you yesterday. You said you were in Montana. I was like, yeah, this is Virginia. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm here.
We're here now.
Yep.
Like I said, we have a problem. We kick the door
Tell
in
him
and
no.
we solve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing is, plus, when they understand your passion for it, then they get on board. But you know what most people do? They just go, okay. You know, they don't do anything. When we were up at the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, there was times I had to ask questions because it was baffling to me. They'd be like, oh, they get off the phone, you could overhear them. So I'd ask, they say, it's not my business, but did that person just say they're not coming in today? And they're like, yeah. And I said, it's chemo though, right? And they're like, yeah. And I said, serious cancer? And they said, oh yeah, life or death. And I said, and they're not coming. And she said, no. Oh, she goes, oh, they do it all the time.
People quit.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to.
But I mean, but they think, she goes, a lot of people just don't think like that they're going to die. Like, or if they don't do it, you know what I mean? They just go, I'll get it next week. And I'm like,
I'll double up next week. I'll pick up another shift.
Yeah.
On the red death.
yeah, exactly. But the thing is, most people just do, you know,
I'm not coming in for fucking chemo.
right?
But like I said, it's like the kick in the door mentality because
Yeah.
my ex brother-in-law, he would like be faced with a problem and he'd be like, hey, Dad, how do I handle this? And I was like, you're an adult. Why are you asking your dad for? I said, I'll go to my dad for advice. I said, but if he asked me, did you try it on your own first? And I don't say yes, then he's like, I don't have time. Like, we have our own problems. You're an adult.
Right.
Figure your shit out. Like, if you come to me for advice, you better have already tried what you can do. And from there, we'll find a solution. But don't come to me with some bullshit problem and say, well, I just need you to fix it for me because I don't want to.
And I just want everybody to know that's because I love him.
You're so fucking...
See, Logan has the
So happy
opposite
my dad's not
problem.
here.
So happy my dad's not here.
Yeah.
We're bringing him on now. We're not going to tell you what time.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll come back for that. I will. I want to come back because I want Jeremiah right there, Josh, me, and you right there.
Yeah, you got
I
to be
don't-
pinned in, though. You got to
I
block
don't
him.
want to
So
be in no hot seat, man.
You know, it's not a hot seat. It'll be fun.
we'll make sure the
You-
cameras stay working.
Yeah, charge them all. Hey, that way when he's just like,
He'll be hitting that thing going, I'm too high to answer these questions.
I'm too high to answer this
For a
question.
little bit of ball.
Curl up in a ball.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, it's not late enough.
It's about my bedtime.
No, you can't. You do not even go to. You text me later than this.
No, I text you.
Really?
What do I text you?
Oh my god. This is why I have to. This is why sometimes you gotta block him because he gets really mad at you, and then
Can you see my anger a lot?
Not
You
now.
work for
when I worked for you, I wasn't
angry. I wasn't angry. I was driven.
I was
Well,
tripping.
you were just pissed the fuck off all the time. you had like some rage
Okay,
feeling you going to do
I don't
shit.
know
He
anyone
had
that.
like 20 of you little shits.
Oh man.
But I don't know anyone that
Not saying
yells-
he was wrong.
I don't know
Saying
anyone
I
that
saw.
yells at someone, go kill yourself, if you're not angry at them.
Just so you know, I never told a person that they should kill themselves.
I don't know.
What was the
I don't
story?
know about that one.
You want to tell the story then?
That
Yeah.
don't-
So no, and I
wanna
do.
say that's
I
wrong.
don't. So I
Oh,
always.
let's
But I always say that I regret. So I don't regret things that I say because I like stand behind them, right or wrong. Now this is
And he's
one
never
thing.
wrong.
No, this is one thing
a
that.
good strategy.
This is one thing that I do regret, obviously, because that's a pretty powerful statement. And at the time, though, like I said, I didn't understand anxiety and problems and issues because I just went forward all the time. But anyway, there was a guy, Grand Lumber would bring all of our stuff. I've been dealing with Grand Lumber for 20 some years, and they are hands down the best, one of the best places I deal with. They're phenomenal. But anyway, they hire some guys sometimes that are not phenomenal. And so they had these window buck things that they had to put together and they'd bring out, and half the time they were backwards and wrong. And I was like, I asked the kid drops them off and they're wrong. And I was like, man, you're dropping this off. You can fucking see it's wrong, right? And he's just, you know, and I was just like, I did actually, no, that's true, I did tell
That's
him.
why I know the story.
And,
You said you.
and I'm like, damn, I gotta
You're like
back
the
this up.
only time that, like I said, I
And
regret.
So anyway, I and he was kind of being a shithead about it and whatever, this and that. I was like, dude, I mean, if you can't even understand the concept of this one basic thing, and he was being a shithead, and I said, honestly, the world would be better. You should just fucking kill yourself. You're a fucking idiot, and which is horrible to say to somebody. Well, I'm just saying, it's wrong.
It's wrong, man. I've told a lot.
I mean, I've been there, but it's wrong.
So anyway,
I've said that to many of them.
but the bad,
I never told somebody to kill themselves, but I did tell them they should really apologize for negating all the hard work the trees are doing, making all the oxygen.
So the bad thing is I doubled down.
Oh no.
Yep. So the kid goes back to Grand Lumber, who I do a lot of business with, and I like, and I want, I don't need him to like me, but I like for them to like me, and because we have a business relationship. So anyway, the guy down there who I still deal with, and this is years ago, he calls me. He's like, "Hey Joe," and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Did you tell that kid to kill himself?" And I said, and I was still angry. So I said,
yeah, I did.
said, not only did I tell him to kill himself,
Oh, no.
I said, if you have any more fucking morons like him down there, you fucking tell them to kill themselves too. And you know what he said? He said, "Okay, got it."
Check Raj. Fucking make it happen.
Now, I do apologize because the consequences of such a thing, I would not want to be part of.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want anybody in the world to kill themselves. And so, like you said, but at the time, it was just out of sheer anger, and I don't like stupid people. I don't want them to kill themselves, even though they're stupid. But it's
So many stupid.
there's stupid people.
It might make it easier, but don't do it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's
We should remove warning labels.
Yeah,
let him do it themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
natural selection.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man.
The
I don't
Darwin
know.
series?
You seen that warning label for the Dyson hand thing?
Have you seen the warning label for a fucking curling iron? It says for external use only.
No, it doesn't. Fucking
Yes,
not.
it does.
Have you
said no, it does.
Have you seen the warning label for coffee cups that say contents may be
Hold on a
hot?
second.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No.
Why do fan belts say engine must be off before
Oh, man.
replacement?
Do you realize that I seen this somewhere the other day, and it's true. The engine compartment in your
Don't
manual,
drink the shit in the battery.
Yes, but it used to say they said back in the when 50s, 60s, 70s or whatever, your manual had how to adjust your valves.
Yes.
And now-
now
they
it says
say-
don't drink the shit in the
Yeah,
battery.
and it says don't put your hands in there when it's running. But that is true. But like I said, I don't like stupid people at all. But I don't want anybody to kill themselves. That's a fact. And the good Lord might. No, I gotta go there because
Well,
the good Lord.
hold
would
on,
not
Josh.
be
The whole premise of why you helped us start this show was to stop people from
Dude,
killing.
Yes.
if Osama would have offed himself,
true. But
wouldn't have cared.
Now it wouldn't hurt my feelings, but I wouldn't tell
yes,
him to.
and I do like to do.
I would, yeah.
So I like to do.
You might have a family.
I don't do well at this, but I do like to think about things like, what would God do? What would God say?
God would send the archangels to kill everyone.
But just so you know,
That's coming.
I hate to tell you this, but asking what God would do is probably the wrong fucking question.
no, it really
Like
isn't
that
because you
Old
should be
Testament
doing the right thing every day.
Yeah,
I
but
try to-
God's right thing is like, you know what? There are a lot of dumb people.
Oh yeah,
We
like you
should
said, it's
kill them
coming.
off.
It's coming, and
It ain't gonna be a flood.
no, it ain't. It's gonna be a
Too
fire.
many of us gonna
It's gonna
swim
be a
now.
fire.
Well, they report 53.3 concrete workers out of every 100,000 kill themselves.
Really?
Yep.
Actually,
Every time we get a new occupation on the show, we look it up.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
fucking mechanics.
I can't remember what it was. We looked it up.
what about IT guys?
Well, when we first
You
started,
guys never leave the room, so
actually, but no, they're bad too because they get so.
burnout. Yeah,
Burnouts.
and and IT guys are just different. You know what I mean?
They kind of touch themselves.
Yeah.
Fucking trying so hard to rile me up.
No, I was being honest.
I know.
Let's see. Roofers is 6,515.
Machinists are 8,000.
Construction
Automotive
laborers are
service technician
6,200.
Mechanics 7,200.
Is this yearly, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. They have like a weird.
What about people with no jobs? Look that
Zero.
way.
Forever, dude.
What's that?
It's probably zero.
Yeah, they don't kill themselves, huh?
Well, they
have
said
no
no,
pressure.
but they said literally though that
Yeah.
that like success is
Nice
what
job.
leads
Hey,
people to.
I applaud you for having no stress.
Holy shit! What?
Fucking news to me.
I pay your salary. Like, people that I pay your salary. Give me a fucking raise.
Yeah, great. Well, you ain't paying me enough,
Yeah.
so you're getting a fucking ticket.
I thought you didn't give hot girls tickets. We don't, ma'am. Here, pay. Signing this does not mean an admission of guilt, but here's your court date.
At one point when we first started this, military I think is always number one.
Oh, dude, we off ourselves.
20,
Shit.
But
22 a day now?
Oh, we're over.
It's always been 20. It's always been
Well, the
22 a day.
21 a
over
day
that.
was like the push-up thing we did.
No,
Yeah.
we're over 1 an hour.
That's
But the then actually truck driver for a while there was number 2.
Really?
And that was the whole reason. Like I said, we got Josh on the show and he had a little speech about like if you can make it to the end of our show without killing yourself, maybe you can make it tomorrow. And
Oh yeah, it's a good.
like I
deal.
said, the whole thing was we
what
usually
if you
open.
wear? What if you wear a turban on your head?
what?
Well, we
A lot of truck drivers wear turbans.
They shouldn't kill themselves still.
No, that's what I was
Oh, you made it sound
No,
like
no.
Found a loophole.
Joe's passive aggressive killing himself.
No, I wasn't saying if you wear a turban.
Just drive me that tree, man.
I was saying.
Dude,
right here.
back in the day, that was a viable option for me. Back when I was working for United Rentals,
What's that?
I was driving shit. I'd be in fucking Culbertson, and I'd have a job in Kalispell, and I'd drive all the way across Highway 2 or Highway 1 or whatever it is, all the way across the High Line.
Yeah.
And there was nights where I would if I just veer off the road, they'll say I fell asleep, and my insurance will pay out.
Ooh, right.
Like, the insurance's thoughts almost won.
Yeah.
I told Brian the one day that I was like, like I said, there was some moments the truck was blowing up. I was like, probably, because it's blowing up kind of put me in a weird spot. I said, but if I ever go to the mountain with a semi and a load of gravel, I said, I'm not coming home. And he's like, oh. He's like, because I said, coming down that mountain, there's no way I'm making it to the bottom in one piece. I said, no,
So
no one would ever know.
If you find you with the truck at the bottom of the mountain with gravel, you know what happened.
I happened to find a load that I didn't make it down to the bottom. Fuck it. I was like, that insurance pays out. You got life insurance pays out. I said, nobody's got to worry. I said, the only problem is now you know it wasn't an accident.
But with where you're at, with your age now, that's where I was at. And now that I'm older and wiser, I look at things, I'm like, okay, fucking engine blew up. All right, let's fix it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I sent...
You want to know the only reason, honestly, that I want to stay here? Is because nobody wants me to.
You remind me of a guy. You live.
Your dad?
You live. No. My good friend of mine. He lives on spite. So fucking you.
I'm like,
run on
you ready for me to go? Nah.
No, that was that I sent you that video. When I saw that video, it was in a bad time, and he's like, I can't call it, and the one where he's like, it's Shia LaBeouf. He's in rehab, and he's like the farmer. They're potato farmers or whatever, and the horse runs off, and the son goes, Dad, what are we gonna do? And he goes, can't call it. I can't. What it is, what it is. Yeah. And like that, everyone's like, how are you not upset? Your engine blew up. I was like, what do you want me to do about it?
Yeah.
And then like I wrecked the truck. They're like, oh, what are you gonna do? It's like, nothing. I can't change it. All I can do is go forward and figure it out. And like I said, Josh, really stepped in and helped me out a lot, immensely. And like I said, I can't call it because if I get,
I don't know if you know this, but he does that for people.
yeah, he gives
He helps. He helps.
He lets them live the places for free.
Oh, he does?
But like,
Where the fuck have I been? Oh, at his house.
But like I said, there's those everyone gets so excited about things, and you're like, hey, sometimes you just stop and stand back and look. It might be like the worst thing that's ever happened to you so far, but if you don't let it like put you in a spot, someone might be there that could just help you out of it. Like it could be that simple.
And not only that is, there's usually somebody in a way worse spot than you're in that moment.
You know what's funny though? When you were in that bad spot, I was like, I get to help Joe. You were in your bad spot? I was like, I get to help Chandler.
Yeah.
No.
You?
5,
How
6,
old-
7 years now.
I was gonna say, how old are you? Because you've been in a bad spot for a long time.
Fuck me, dude. Oh, you're telling me, buddy.
It's been a minute.
Man, we got to get your dad here. I definitely will come back for that.
Well, I told Josh because on the waterline thing, he's like, I was like, it's not that hard. He's like, yeah, but I don't know nothing about it. I was like, remember when we had the engine talk and I said, how do I rebuild it? And he said, it's not that hard. I was like, now you know how I feel. People keep saying it's easy. I don't know what that means because I've never done it before. And he goes, I'll let you do it then. I was like, perfect.
Dude, fucking a guy we both know that's a neighbor of mine who's a good friend. Like he calls me and he's like, dude, I had a guy fucking driving my dump truck. Fucking blew the rear end out of it, just rocking it back and forth, Grenadier. I was like, ah, shit, that sucks. He goes, it's fucked. It's fucked. I'm gonna go buy a new one. I was like, why don't you let me look at it and I'll just put a third member in it. So you can do that? I was like, yeah, dude, fucking found what I needed. I was like, here, this is what I need. Go buy it. He was like, okay. So he goes, buys it, brings it back. Fucking injectors goes out on one of his hoses. He's like, fuck, I gotta dig this house. Goddamn, fuck.
The track came off the one day. He's like, that means it's done. The track comes off, it's totaled.
Yeah. So then one day we had a water leak in my house, like the whole front of it. And he comes over and I'm like, dude, is it totaled? He goes, what?
I love this story.
It's a lot of front end damage. He goes, did you just ask me if your house was totaled? I'm like, yes. It's a lot of front end damage. He goes, no, this is easy. I'm like, You said you got to take the whole fucking wall out. And he goes, yeah, dude, the fucking headers are fucked.
Hey, is it total?
Yeah, I asked him if it was totaled. He goes, no.
We don't total houses.
I didn't know.
He's like, we do with houses what you do with equipment. You go find what you need to fix it, and we fix it.
But I don't fucking do concrete.
Yeah.
I know, but like I said, I Josh like every step of the way of the engine. I was like, this seems like I could really fuck up. And he goes, oh, don't worry, you can. But you wanted to not pay me to do it. So you get to be the one with your hands on the tools, and you get to learn. And I'm going to look at it before we seal it up, make sure you didn't fuck up. But if you do, it's going to get really costly, really quick. It's like every step of the way, I was like, does that look? He's like, you got to get it in there first. You can't ask me if it's okay before you put it together.
Yeah, I don't like water lines either, though. Just so you know.
I love water lines. Plumbing and water and sewers. Something about the
just
glue.
saying that the other day.
Love your kid.
Something
dude.
gets you fucking high in the glue.
He goes, I love smelling the glue. I just love smelling glue.
Somebody don't need to do it.
Yeah, I just don't eat it.
I don't know.
Art class.
My biggest thing though is I told him, and it's one reason I like especially where he's at now because the way we work, it's not the same thing every day.
Yeah,
we go to a job and the guy's like,
Never.
hey, can you guys like dig this in? And I'm like, fucking, I am not bored today because I will get out of the truck. I'll dump the load of gravel. We'll fucking pour concrete. I'll dig in a water line. We'll hook it up.
Every
we'll
day.
do this.
Every day's something new. That's why, and I like because man, I should show you the picture where we work today. Just
Well,
phenomenal.
I wanted the drone. I wish I had the
mean,
drone.
it's just phenomenal.
Oh, I can pull
I'm
up
always
the-
sending pictures to like the lady friend, which is just a friend, but she I send her pictures because she's like, hey, how's your day going? I was like, this is where I'm working, and she's like, dang it. And where I'm pretty fortunate.
Dude, I was pissed at the world for a long time because I went through school to be process plant technologist. Dude, fucking graduated, head of the class, fucking all that shit. And after talking to these other people that got hired on, I was like, man, I dodged a fucking bullet.
Yep. That
I
sounds
would
like
have
misery.
been miserable.
Miserable. I worked at a plant for 10 years. So actually, I worked on the road when I was married to the first wife. I worked on the road, and it was no place for a married person. It's just bad. I mean, really, we just drank beer, and, you know, I mean, it's just not a good place for married people. So she was always like, oh, come home and get a job. And I was like, I like working road construction. And there was a plant in town, and she goes, get a job there. And I was like, I ain't getting no fucking job there, being inside and all that shit. So finally she said, hey, you got to do me a favor. She says, it's no place on the road for a married man, which she was right. And she goes, I'll make you a deal. She said, put in an application, and then if they hire you, work 6 months. If you don't like it, if you're just totally miserable, you can go back to the road. And I said, that's fair shake.
Yeah.
I mean, that was after my
Give your
motorcycle.
call a try.
That was way after the motorcycle stint. You know, I was like,
It wasn't a motorcycle stand, that was a fucking TV theft.
You were trying to rob somebody, bro.
You're trying to rob that bitch.
You know what the best part is? It's the same woman.
Yes, I know. That's what I said.
That's the best part about women, though. Like, such bad shit, and you're like, yeah, but I really would like one around.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like I said, she was right, though. I mean, that was pretty basic. That's fair shake. You give a little, I give a little, you know. So I took the job. Well, then when I started working there, it's phenomenal money. And I could work 2 shifts. And I could work all the time. And they didn't care. And I literally would clock in, clock out, clock in. Every time there was volunteer work, it was like double time and a half. Like, we were making crazy money. And then I was like, oh, man, this ain't a bad job, you know. So I worked there 10 years. But the thing was, like you said, it was just that, you know, being inside thing, though, I didn't like it much. But that's kind of like the plant, and that's what happened. I was sitting there after 10 years, and Rebecca and I had talked about leaving town and moving somewhere else and stuff, and I didn't know exactly why she wanted to go, but I later found out. But so we were sitting there, and we were going to leave, so I was sitting there one night at work, and with some of the guys I work with, and I was sitting there, and I was like, I'm quitting. And they're like, what? And I was like, I'm literally turning into a lazy piece of shit like you guys. And they're like, what? And I was like, come on, you're not arguing. You can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys are lazy. You guys don't do anything. You love this process. It's not my thing. It's time for me to go. And it was funny because there was 100 guys that worked there, and I didn't get along with most of them, but there was only 2 people in the entire plant that could run every operation, and I was one of them. So I was valued. The plant manager and I hated him, he hated me, but you know what I did every day? My job. Every single day, exactly what he asked of me. So when I went to leave, we ran mills, and there's mills that were big as houses, and everybody knew I was just going to fuck everything up on my way out. and so anyway, when I went to walk out,
Turning the auto lubers off.
yeah, just everything. And when I went to leave, everybody was just like on pins and needles, and I said, thanks guys, see you later. And everybody's just standing there. They're just waiting for the roof to fall, shit to come apart. And I went out, got my vehicle and left, and everybody's just sitting there.
We're talking about the guy that they would take like bags of what was it, carbon?
Oh yeah.
And you'd wait for someone to walk underneath you and you would dump it on them.
Well, so I had this reputation.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh no! I just want to make sure nobody forgets. He also shit in a guy's lunchbox.
Okay, but I had this reputation. So here's the thing:
That's not a reputation. I fucking want.
So anyway, out at the Bentonite plant, when you're new, they fuck with you, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes there'd be new guys, and they think they're gonna fuck with other people, right? So anyway, they would like, hey, what do you think about Joe? And everybody's like, no, don't, man, you just don't. And they're like, why? And it's just don't.
Because we've had 970 days without an accident. It's because you don't fuck with Joe.
And they literally were like, well, I'm gonna, and they're like, man, I'm telling you,
It's a horrible idea.
And one time the mechanic came through, and we actually went to high school together, and he came through, and he would literally, we were throwing these bags, and every time he came through, he'd walk right through the middle of me and this other guy that was working, and he would spit seeds on the other guy as he went through. And the other guy was as strong as a fucking grizzly bear. And anyway, so it's just not a good idea to spit seeds on him. So anyway, so he went through.
Be the person who steps forward.
And he said, hey,
off.
when he came through like third time, he goes, hey man, he goes, don't do that again. And he was just like, he's like, and so the next time he come walking through, you could tell he's about to put seeds. Before he got there, he didn't know that guy had hawked up the biggest loogie in his mouth that you had ever seen. And when he went to spit it, he spit right in his mouth.
Oh. That makes you want to.
Gross, bro.
Hey, but that's why I didn't do it, but that's kind of how our crew thing went. That's why you didn't fuck with Joe. Hey, and he sat there, and he was stunned. And he just sat there.
You better swallow that shit.
And he just sat there, and it literally just running down his face. And I'm laughing like I laugh like a fucking hyena.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm laughing so hard that I'm out of breath, and I'm laying on the ground laughing. And I mean, I'm fucking laughing.
We were snowmobiling. I found him in the woods. Couldn't figure out where they were by his laughing.
Nah.
He's on the radio. He goes, come find us. I'm like, where are you? He goes, you know that one spot? And they were trying to tell me. I was like, it's fucking white and green. I don't know what that means. And all you hear is,
hey, when I'm snowmobiling, it's a good time. But one thing about
200
it,
meters that way.
I do get, I've been almost in a lot of fights before where I have nothing to do with. Somebody will have an altercation and be doing something, and I think it's funny. Or if I see something funny, I start laughing. Well, all of a sudden they want to fight, and I'm like, I'm not in this.
Did you laugh?
And they're like,
Okay.
oh, you think it's fucking funny? And I said, no, it's funny.
I knew
like,
as a
that's funny. What do you want me to do? Not
I knew as a
laugh.
kid that my dad was always like one of the better fighters because he always came in second.
Fuck. I don't think I ever saw my dad fight.
Yeah.
I did.
Anybody.
I was the one he was fighting.
Dude,
It lasted
that's
about
dude.
3 seconds, and only 3 seconds. Cause he said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And then I was on the ground, and it hurt.
Yeah, dude.
I've never seen your dad fight, but I've seen the aftermath.
Oh.
Oh,
Ominous.
Oh yeah, that's ominous. Yeah, I always tell people, here's the thing about me is not a good fighter, and I'm not tough, but there's one thing I will do. I won't take shit from nobody. You don't have to be tough or a good fighter for that.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts.
Yeah. But that's the thing is you don't have to be tough for that. You don't have to be a good fighter. You just have to be realistic. And my dad taught me you take no shit off of no man ever. And you know what my dad never did? My dad lost a lot of jobs, but he never took shit off nobody.
That's why I did so well in Iraq.
I bet it was.
When I went back,
What are you looking at?
that's the video of one of our jobs.
Oh yeah,
The drone
so that's
video.
up in Nye. So that was one of our job sites. Every day our job sites are like that. They're phenomenal.
I'm gonna put it on the.
Yeah, I remember there was a job out fucking
it off. Makes
South
an action.
Boulevard, that
Tell
exit
someone
when you're
how
going
much
south.
I care
What is
about
that
them and appreciate
fucking
them when
place
you
out
maybe
there?
wouldn't have done that ordinarily.
Duck Creek?
You can do that. We can all
Fucking-
do that.
it
We've
was
all
like
had
the
it done.
Richmond
Oh, Briarwood.
Briarwood, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's not rich.
Hey man, I just
Well,
want
in
to-
high school,
It's-
it was-
yeah,
that's
it
where all the
seemed
rich
rich
kids
back
lived.
then. And there's
Yeah.
some higher end homes out there.
Yeah, we were doing a job out there, and it was so pretty when we showed up and like the sun was rising. I remember that one real vividly.
Yeah.
It was
Talk
really-
on the balcony of the pro shop.
Dude, that's one thing I love. I love being up before the sun and working. And actually, Avalon.
I
so
don't.
Avalon, she used to miss school. If we had a huge pour, and I mean a big one, like, a couple 100 yards, 500 yards, she'd be like, Dad, can I miss school? And I was like, yep, you can come pour. She'd literally come get me, and we'd start maybe at 3 in the morning. She'd be in my room at 2. Dad, we went. I was like, hey, it ain't fucking time yet. I'm excited too, but it ain't time.
Daddy needs sleep.
Some, and I didn't sleep much back then, but I needed a little. But not. She loved those early morning pours. She loved being out there.
I remember I think I begged you. I almost begged you to fucking go on one of those early morning pours. I just wanted to do it one time.
They wouldn't let you.
Oh no, you let me.
Oh.
But then I fucked up and I was never allowed back again.
What'd you do?
I was all I had to do was hammer the fucking stakes further in the ground.
Oh, the grape pins.
And then he hit one. He's like, Jaeger, what the fuck? I'm like, shit. I'm never going to be invited back.
Never angry.
Well, I wasn't angry. He just
You
did dumb
were
shit.
not happy with me.
Well, I love it.
Hey, you did stupid shit, mate. My fault.
My thing was though, sometimes it's like, how hard is it to do like certain tasks? Because you'll be putting like rebar, and you have to set it on a little rebar chair, and you got to do it like there's a deep spot and not a deep spot. Then you got to put it on the right bar. But if you have a rhythm and you do the same thing every time, it can't be wrong. And he's pouring mud, just fucking stomping. Like, what are you doing? He goes, all the rebar chairs are wrong. Whoever had set them, it wasn't me, luckily. Yeah. Whoever had set them, it was wrong. So he has to go and stomp them as he's pouring.
Because they're basically plastic. So once you get mud under them, you just stomp it down a little bit so it lessens it, or whatever. But yeah, but there's a lot of stupid people in concrete. Well, there's a lot of stupid people everywhere. We talked about that. Yeah, I mean, allegedly.
No, there's a lot of fucking stupid people
everywhere. I worked with a lot of them.
I've been him a couple times.
I'm lucky because now I don't have to work with them.
They're why Josh would have had a job if he took on.
But honestly, I'm fortunate. That's what we talked about. Like your business, you're fortunate. You get to work with your kids if you want to. You get to do this if you want to. You don't have to.
I love having summers, Logan's. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
I do. I love it too. Like you said, now at this point, like you said, you just get to work with who you want to.
You know what terrifies me though? Is that he's going to want to be a mechanic. Oh yeah. It's like, no, let's use your brain, dude.
Yeah. I told all my kids that too, but none of them listened. But one. I told Chan because Chan was actually smart in high school. Honestly, you won't believe
Ryan
that.
was the smartest one I ever met.
No,
yeah, but Chan was super smart in high school, and way back then he was smart.
Yeah,
right.
I remember.
I mean, I'm still smart. I'm just not as educated.
But I told him, like, I kept trying, just go to college, because ever since all the kids were born, I'd ask them, hey, where do you want to go to college? And they're like, I don't know.
My problem was when I was looking at jobs for college, they were all like office cubicle jobs. There was nothing like.
Well, and plus Trevin had already started making money. Trevin had this house. Trevin had bought a house at like 19, and he was doing good. And Chan's like, man, I can go to college and do shit, or I can stay here and do this. And it just sways you. But I kept telling him, please go to college.
Well, yeah, the problem is I looked at, but I also, like, in school, there was a point that, like, I was getting bullied and just, like, things were just garbage. And the bully thing didn't, like, bother me, but I was like, why do I want to continue going down this path?
Oh, I'm with you. I wasn't
when,
school. I
like,
couldn't go to school anymore.
I was like, I'm out.
You're going to.
Me?
Well, you don't want to do.
You're going to get bullied with that.
You don't want to do a. You don't want to do a.
Fucking bullied.
Hey, you don't want to make 178 a day. You have to go back to school.
You don't have to pay rent.
Yeah, you don't have to pay rent.
Fuck me.
Hey, if you just keep going to school forever, you're like, Josh, I'm still in school. Oh, okay. I'm still in school, Josh. And
Isn't that like a military deferment on all your payments for joining?
Fuck no.
Well, they're supposed to. If you join, they'll defer all your debt. That's why.
Not all of it. There's a lot of debt forgiveness now, though.
Well, no, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't forgiveness. It was,
Thank you, Joe Biden.
thank you, Ray. Right? No. I do know
What the
someone.
fuck? You just called me?
No, I do know. They racked up some credit card bills. They racked up some credit card bills, and they couldn't pay their. Like they were going like bankrupt.
Who's that?
I don't want to say it.
Oh,
because,
yeah, names.
you
I
know.
gotcha. Yeah, I see what you're
But
saying.
they were like going into debt, and I think they were going to file bankruptcy, and like they were in a bad spot. And the Navy said, "Hey, if you sign up, we will stop all of your payments, and you don't have to pay until like so many months after you get out." And they said, "I'm in." And I'm like, the problem is, you're the people protecting this fucking country.
Yeah.
You're like, I was trying to get out of my car payment, and here I am holding a rifle.
He'll never have a security clearance
No.
because the debt to income ratio. If your debt is higher than your income,
Because they worry about you fucking shit up.
No, you're worried about you giving secrets.
That's what I meant. They
Yeah.
worry about you like making money.
Yeah,
Because
Why-
you're a piece of shit.
Why couldn't you have a security clearance, Josh?
because my brother.
I got a security clearance.
You
No
did?
way.
How'd you get one with your dad?
Apparently, after he's out of prison, nobody asks.
Shit.
But Josh over here going, I could have done so much
I
cool
don't-
shit.
The only thing they ask me about my dad is if I'm living with him. That's the only thing they had on their.
If you say no, I don't even talk to him.
I don't know him.
Well,
I
I
don't-
don't see him.
yeah, I
much
don't
when
like to
lived
text
with
him.
I took him to the recruiter.
Because my dad lost my acceptance letter into college.
Shut up.
I found that shit like
Shut
3
up.
months later after I joined the army, and I'm like, oh, would you look at that, Dad?
Would you look at that?
Fuck. Well, it's good. It's good that I joined the army. Very good thing.
was about to say,
Yeah, I would be slinging so much dope if I was fucking.
you'd have been following the family business.
Yeah.
So let me go back to this. So we skipped over. So your sister is a lesbian, or she is not a lesbian?
Not anymore, I don't think. No.
That's a weird thing to want to go back to.
Well, no, because he
Yeah,
said that
but-
they both. No, what was weird is that you
Right,
guys said you
my
had-
house full of lesbians was a
what
bad thing,
no,
but
I just got sidetracked because what was weird is you said me and my sister slept with the same lady, and I was like, that's
the
fucking
same
weird.
fucking time.
You want to tell me
it was
I'm
a
weird?
girl. It was a girl, not a
girl, yeah.
lady.
Oh, my bad.
It was fucking when I was in high school.
Oh, my bad.
'Cause that makes
made
it better.
so much better.
Well, if it,
that you and
if
your
it makes it
sister
any better, I slept with her
slept
first.
with the same kid. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. When she left her room, she was like stunned, and she seen your sister,
Walked
and
to
was
my
like,
sister's room.
That's
she said this was so bad.
Fuck you. Dad. Oh, why did you want to go back to that? That's fucking.
Well, just because I was thinking, man, that's a way.
I didn't even know he had a sister.
Oh, I knew he had, because like I said, I remember seeing them. They're little when Jeremiah got out and stuff and started working for me. He was like, I got 2 kids, and now we're staying together. And I was like, oh, well, right on.
Cool.
Yeah.
at my house.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, not many
Very common theme.
people that I've ever met had made it. Ever
Right.
have. Still.
Well, that's like said the one Josh guy that I know.
Yeah.
That he was in jail. He got out, is living in the shelter, became a waiter at Cracker Barrel and doing something else. And the state, I think his kids were foster kids, and they said as soon as you can pass these tests or do whatever, meet the requirements, you can have your kids back. And he literally slaved every day until he got his kids back. And then once he got them back, he didn't fuck up. Like he literally every day is.
That's what's the most important thing. I can ask you a question because I was looking around. Who framed that wall?
Well, that one got actually knocked down and then put back up, half-ass, because there's plumbing that was supposed to go there that I didn't need and I thought I did.
Oh,
And so the plumbing didn't fit between the concrete and the wall. So I was trying to decide.
gotcha.
It's technically not load bearing.
This looks like something I framed.
Looks like some Chandler framed.
I framed all of this.
You don't say.
What's wrong with behind you though? Look at that. That's
No, that's sharp.
it's 2x6 even.
No, it's sharp. Nice, isn't it?
You see Josh's eyes.
That's wood in a wall.
That is definitely wood in a wall.
Fucking
I had to
cool.
wire these lights in because my electrician was busy.
That's nice. That's real nice.
I mean,
You
all
have an
the
electrician.
it's my uncle.
Oh,
We have someone in the family
He's
who
a
do pretty much
phenomenal
everything.
person and a phenomenal electrician.
The only problem is my one uncle that does
He's honestly one of the best people I know. Really, he's just a good guy. I always say, I'm sorry, Melissa, when I say this. That's my sister. I always say, I wish you were my brother, and that was my sister-in-law.
she married up.
She married. Oh fuck! Did she marry? She.
and then she drug him back down.
Yeah, and then she went like this. Come down here with me.
Slum it.
His other brother threw Chinese stars at people, and
Who has another brother?
Chinese.
I mean not your other brother, your real brother.
I don't have any brothers.
I know. So the guy that we don't talk about, because he's
Baltimore.
He who should not be named.
He's going. What the fuck is going on here?
my dad has a brother that went
Yes.
to prison, so then they
Yeah.
blocked him. He put the button on his phone, blocked
No,
him.
I didn't block. I don't block people.
That was an
I don't
option.
block people either.
No,
That was an option.
Yeah.
Saved so much money.
No. Trust me. I helped him when he got out in the whole 9 yards.
I mean, there's a whole story, but
Yeah. But I don't block people. That's not my thing.
what is it?
Dude, I don't block people. I delete you.
Yeah.
If
I
you don't show up on my phone, I don't answer.
Yeah, that's it. I don't block it.
Well, some kids came and jumped you, and he went to
Yeah.
do some business, and the kid ran away like a bitch. So he pulled out some Chinese stars and stuck them in him.
Yeah. Well, he was running. He deserved it.
There's some throwing.
Hey, it
stars
wasn't
in
a
his
gun.
back.
It wasn't a gun. He didn't shoot him.
Shoot him in the back.
He just
tried
fucking-
to slow him down.
he was trying to mortally wound him.
Well, yeah. When we grew up, we grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, which is actually a really big city, and we lived on what you would think the South Side, which
I
is the
will
East Side.
drive around Iowa
Yes.
to not go through Iowa.
But Des Moines is bad, and so we grew up. But just, when you live in the slum, you don't know you live in the slum. You know what I mean? It's not a thing because that's where you live. You grew up there.
Grew up on Bird Street.
Yeah. So we
South Side.
yeah, exactly. So
Before
but this
Grandma Nancy remarried, married up.
yeah, this is but that was like in a huge. It's a big city, and so these kids jumped me when I was like in the 4th grade, and like broke all my ribs and stuff. And so my dad's like, "Hey, you need to go out and take care of that," And
I have
so
broken ribs, father.
Yeah, so-
Do I have to
No.
do it
He's
now?
telling his other son.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to go handle that because if they fuck with your brother,
just so you
have
know,
to go.
my dad did say, well, you really should have handled it in the first place. Hey, you shouldn't have lost in the first place. I actually got in a fight.
Dad?
I got in a fight with my dad. One time these guys chased me to my house in Wyoming when I was in high school. There was 3 of them, and there's only one of me. So I'm like, no, fuck no, I'm not pulling over. And so I get to my house.
My wife says fix the screen.
Oh, it's still on the.
And so my dad comes running out, right? Because I come
Jeff.
flying up, and these 3 guys jump out because they don't know we live there. And my dad's like, "What's going on?" I said, "They're gonna jump me." And my dad's like, "What?" And they look at me and they go to get in the car. And my dad goes, "Where are you going?" And they're like, and he goes, "No, you're fighting him one at a time." And I said, "We're what?" we're
Wait a fucking minute.
I said, "We're what?" And I was like, "I'm fighting them one. I don't want to fight one. I want one at a
fight any
time."
of them.
And I'm like, "What?" And my dad's like, "Yeah, you fight him." And so they're, of course, they send the tough one first. They're not gonna send the little one first. And man, I mean, he fucking beats the brakes off me. You know what I mean? And we fight. And we get all done. My dad's like, "No, you boys want some?" And I'm like, "What?" I was like, "What?"
Horrible parenting.
Hey, you know what they said? Because they're thinking, first of all, my dad looks like a crazy man, no shirt on, big old fucking
And he
beard.
knows how to fucking fight.
And he's nuts. And they're thinking, this kid just got his fucking ass kicked, and his dad wants him to fight us now. And they're like, no. And they get in their car and they're leaving. I'm like, whoo.
You know what happened then?
And don't come back.
No, they were like, we need to reevaluate our life choices. That was the weirdest shit I've ever happened.
Yeah.
We really need
They're
to
like,
do something else
they're,
with our lives.
they're like, Joe's crazy and his dad's fucking crazy. You know?
Oh, and
They're priests now.
Grandpa literally, he not only like loved to fight,
Oh.
but even like to this day, like,
He shouldn't say he loved to fight. He just didn't put up with nonsense.
Well, but I mean,
and he'll give you the shirt off his back.
But
Really would.
he was good. Like he's good at fighting.
Oh,
though.
he's
I mean, even like he's like a frail old
But
man.
he's well known in Iowa. I was in Florida one time as a kid, and a gentleman came to my grandpa's house that knew him, and he was like, "Oh, you're Dale," and he's like, "From so and so," and I'm like, "What? We're in Florida. This motherfucker's from Iowa," and I'm thinking, and I'd already seen my dad hit people, and I'm like, you know, because I literally I've seen my dad. My dad's never hit a grown person, man, because he never hit a woman, but never hit a grown man more than one time, and that they'd ever, because they were done. They were knocked completely out.
What was
and
that?
I'm like, because so when I was a kid, when my dad said, "Hey," I was like, "Yes, what?" Hey, because I seen him hit grown men. Fuck that.
But you know, back in his day, like you know, you could go to the store and buy a pack of cigarettes at like 8 for your family.
Have
Like,
a note, be like, Dad said he wants a Marlboro
Yeah.
Reds
Yep.
and a 6-pack of PBR.
well, he said he went into the bar for something. I think it was just because he knew someone there, and these guys were like picking on him, and he beat the fuck out of them. And the bouncer went to throw him out, so he beat the fuck out of them. And then the bar owner comes over and says, "Hey, do you want a job?" And he's like, "Well, I'm only like 16 or 17." And he goes, "Well, if you beat the fuck out of all of them, I don't care how old you are, you got a job." And he paid him cash. And Grandpa's like, so then every night I just wait for someone to be dumb, and I take him outside and I beat the fuck out of him.
Well, and unfortunately, the reason that he was tough was so his sister was handicapped when he was little, and so when they made fun of him when he went to school every day, and so every day he got in a fight.
It's like Boy Named Sue.
Yep,
Yeah, well,
and
yeah, he
literally.
just beat the fuck
and
out
so
of him.
he literally, that's what he told me. It's like, then what happened though was his mom, he says his mom favored his brothers, which it's possible. And, but anyway, his brothers were twins and they were older and they used to pick on him all the time. So then one day he got big enough and learned how to fight. Well, he beat the shit out of both of his brothers. He said, my mom whooped the shit out of me for beating up my 2 brothers.
Those are the military brothers, the ones I was telling you about, the twins.
But anyway, and I have numerous places. The best story ever. When in the summer I'd ride in. He was an over the road trucker, so I'd ride in the truck with him and go all summer with him, and it was a blast. Well, anyway, we're at Kmart in some city, and we're in the little vestibule up front. And you probably don't remember this because you're too young.
I know what a vestibule is.
Oh,
Like,
on
no,
the
like
Kmart's.
like a payphone?
Oh,
You know what
Kmart
Kmart is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what a payphone is?
Yeah, but
Yes.
right inside. So when you used to
Are you
walk
getting
in-
upset?
Yeah. When you used to walk in
Multiple times tonight.
When the Kmart's in the vestibule, there was a payphone there. So anyway, my dad was like calling his dispatcher, and he's calling. He's blah, 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 and I'm just standing there, whatever. And so my dad's talking, and this guy comes out, and he's the manager. And he comes out, and he goes, "Hey, sir." And my dad's like talking on the phone, and he goes, "Sir," and he taps me, and my dad goes, "Hey, you see me? I'm talking on the phone." And he goes, "Yeah, but," he goes, "Hey, no, I'm talking on the phone." He goes, "Just give me a second, and I'll talk to you." And the guy like taps him again. My dad said, "Hey, I've already told you one time. I'm on the phone. Do not interrupt me. That's not nice," or whatever. And the guy goes, kind of looks at him funny. My dad goes to get back on the phone, and he fucking taps him again, and my dad fucking hits him one time, and just spins around on the phone, fucking hits him, boom, guy's knocked completely out. He's the manager of Kmart, right? And here's the best part. My dad finishes his phone call.
Oh, Grandpa
Hey, and then, you know what we do? We're supposed to deliver at that Kmart. So you know what we do? My dad gets off the phone, he goes, boy, we got to get the fuck out of here. So we take off. We come back in the middle of the night, 3 or 4 in the morning, and we unload. We were unloading shrubs for the greenery, and we literally unload them outside the fenced area. And my dad goes, take it the fuck out of here again. Hey, numerous times. I seen one time a guy owed my dad money for things that he sold. And
Grandpa used to haul bales of pot in his trailer. And I was like, how big's a bale? And I think they're only like 5-pound bales. But I was like, some of these guys like in Billings, like, oh, you know, I got like a baggie of weed. And I'm like, bales. We're talking about fucking
But
bales.
anyway, so there was a guy that owed him money, and we were actually at a friend's house next door, and we were in the slums still. We lived in the slums. And anyway, there was a guy that comes to the door, and I'd never seen the look on my dad's face ever in my life. And I just seen this guy knocks on the door, because he doesn't think my dad's inside. And all of a sudden, the guy opens the door, and my dad sees him, and I just see this like blank look on his face. And my dad's in a little swivel kitchen chair, and I don't even think he has a shirt on. He's in his shorts, and he just turns around, just one time. Hey, the guy just completely, it's a trailer house, so it's got steps, just shit cans. I mean, he's gone, he's out, just done. And my dad jumps out there and just puts the working on him. And well, his brother jumps out, the guy's brother jumps out of his car, a knife, and starts coming at my dad. And somebody goes, hey, he's got a knife, get Guido. Guido was a pistol. And so, hey, right?
Grandpa always had a pocket
This is how I grew
pistol.
up. So anyway, my mom goes to grab the pistol, and I'm sitting there on the couch watching.
Woman.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there on the couch because I'm thinking, oh man, that's pretty normal shit. You know what I mean? And well, anyway, the guy comes at my dad. So my dad looks over and he has a knife. My dad jumps up. And he's gonna beat the fuck out of him. The guy literally is. This is his brother on the ground. He gets up, gets in his car, and drives off.
He's like, sorry, bro, you're on your own.
He left his brother on the ground. Hey, the same week, the guy on the ground died of an overdose.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, Grandpa's telling me
That's
that
the life that we live. But like I said, I seen my dad hit a lot of guys, but none of them, nobody ever didn't deserve it. And not only that is he would always say, hey man.
I don't know if the Kmart guy deserved it.
He did.
I'm gonna give it a
No,
C.
Grandpa
He told him, he said, I'm on the phone, give me a second.
Grandpa gave everyone
me
a
a
warning.
second.
He always
He
gave
gave
you a
him a
warning.
warning.
And
That's disrespectful, just so you know. You don't go up to somebody when they're on the phone and just keep going like this. Hey, sir. And when he says, I'm on the phone, give me a second. You know what you do? You give him a second. Or you know what might happen? Get knocked the fuck out.
Well, he was.
Yeah,
Grandpa,
that's
I mean,
true.
he was
But that's
like,
the problem with the world we live in now. You can't do that. And that's
No.
the problem with people driving around flipping everybody off and doing dumb shit and going like this. Sir.
You can't go back to our days though.
no.
Because now if somebody gets offended or whatever,
Yep.
they're gonna pull a gun.
Yeah, I was actually up on Wicks one day. I was taking Riley to school, and I'm sicker than a dog, but I had to take Riley to school. And so anyway, I'm at that little gas station by the firehouse on Wicks there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm sitting there, and we're getting ready to back out, and we go to back out, and another guy goes to back out, and he almost backs into me. When he be like, you fucking motherfucking blah, 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 this and that. And I just sat there for a second. I wasn't feeling good at all. And so I stopped. I backed up. And right before I'm even getting there, Riley goes, Dad, are we doing this today? I said, we are, son.
But he usually doesn't want to, so if he does, I'm like, I gotta let it happen.
And so I said, roll your window down. And the guy's looking at me funny because he wanted to say fuck you, but he didn't really want to have any activity after the fuck you.
Yeah.
And so he rolls his window down. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, why? Because you almost backed into me. Am I a no good motherfucker or whatever you're calling me? And the guy sits there for a second. He goes, yeah, you're not. And I said, right on. I said, there ain't no reason. I said, it's not a big deal. We were just backing up. And the guy goes, yeah, right on, man. I said, hey, have a good day. And he's like, all right. And Riley's like, fuck yes. Hey, because that's
Not going to jail.
I'm not going to jail.
I will make it to school.
But the thing is, that's how my dad was. And don't get me wrong, I don't always act that normal, in the situation, but I try to. And
I mean, there's one that I won't bring up. It involved the sunroof, but
that's the only time I ever went to jail.
he beat the shit out of a guy through his sunroof.
Yes, I tried to. And I didn't really get the.
Like, were you on top of the car?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they rolled up their windows. Like, what are you gonna do about it now? He's like, your sunroof's open, bitch.
No, I didn't even tell him. It was a gentleman.
I mean, I didn't mean you told him. I just meant like you're
Yeah.
like, I see an opening. We're taking
So
it.
the gentleman that was hanging out with my wife when I was married, So I wasn't as mad at him because he was hanging out with my wife and I was married, because he did know. But the problem is he would call me all the time and tell me, hey, by the way, I fucked your wife last night. I was like, oh, that's novel, And so, but then, so anyway, I was pretty irritated. So,
But didn't you have her dad in the semi?
oh yeah, but this is the thing. So you know what? He called me all the time, and so I finally said I finally had enough, and I was trying to do the right thing.
You said you had enough, and you fucking know it all.
Yeah, well, so finally he calls me one day, he's being a shithead on the phone, and I said, hey, let me tell you a little story. I said, if you ever call me again, I said, I'm going to come to your job, and I'm going to beat you within an inch of your fucking life in front of all your coworkers and everybody else. And he starts rapping. I said, stop. I said, I'm telling you, you can call me right back and you'll find out. I said, but if you don't call me back, the next time I run into you, I'm going to beat you within an inch of your fucking life wherever we're at. And he said, oh, yeah, fucking motherfucker, and I said, good, dude, because he'd been to prison and he was a tough guy and all the things, And so, what I said? Hey, here's what you do then. You hang this fucking phone up and you redial it, because I knew where he worked. And I just had enough. I was done. You know what I mean? And guess what he never did again? He never called me again. But he did make a mistake. We were on the same road one day.
He left his house one day. That was where he started.
Hey, well, I did promise him. And I'm sure I promised. I don't promise a lot. Ask Jan. I have this conversation. I never promise anything. But I promised him that's what I would do. So one day, I'm actually with my ex-wife's dad. He's helping me with the boom truck. He's a nice guy. His name was Charlie. Super
He had
nice
his learner
guy.
permit, so he had to have a CDL holder.
And Charlie was just a good old boy, concrete guy from Wyoming, But anyway, he was in Billings, and he was helping me. And so anyway, my toolbox pops up on my truck. And we're at a stoplight right on Monad. And so I get out, shut the toolbox, and I hear somebody curse at me. But it wasn't a curse at you like, hey, you dumb fucker, kind of like that. It was like something that you wouldn't enjoy. So I look over, and who is it? The guy from the phone. So guess what? I promised him.
God will provide.
So I promised him. So he was a car salesman, and he's in a brand new Cadillac that's not even his. And I run over there, and I'm going to murder him.
He had someone with him, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he was by himself.
Oh.
And because I promised him that I was going to murder him. And so I ran over there, but by then my eyes are rolled back in my head, and it's fucking lights out time, And I grab a hold of the handle. Of course, it's car. He's on the road. It's locked, And he's fucking trying to hit the lock button. That motherfucker's locked. And this is a guy that's tough. He's been to prison. Don't forget that part. And he's looking at the light, going, man, fucking turn, And I'm like beating on the fucking window, trying to bust the window with my hand and yanking on the car. And he's like looking like, oh fuck. And then I realize the sunroof is open. So I jump on top of the car and just start fucking wailing on him. Hey, and this is the best part. So I'm on Monad, right on 24th and Monad, just wailing on this guy. And what do I hear? A police car go boop, 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 right behind me. And I'm like, no.
To me?
Hey, so what I did is I slid off the Cadillac like this. I never even turned around. Because two things I don't want to do in life is get tased and get shot. And so I slide off the car like this, and the cop gets off. What the fuck is going on? I said nothing. He goes, bullshit.
Really?
Hold on, something about 20 seconds ago.
So it's the best part. So I'm in work clothes and oily form oil fucking. I look like a hoodlum, right? This guy is in a brand new Cadillac in a suit.
You're trying to carjack him.
Yeah. And so anyway, the cop's like, what the fuck? And so I said, hey, here's the situation. I kind of give him a little bit of background and, just to let him know where I'm at and what happened. And he's like, all right. So he sits there. He goes over, and the dude's still sitting there in the car. The dude is so shook up, he ain't even rolling down the window for the cop.
You sure will.
So the guy,
brother, when he closed, I said,
it was too. He's like, so anyway,
faster.
The cop comes back and he goes, hey man, he goes, unfortunately, he goes, I know this piece of shit. He goes, but I have to arrest you. He wants to press charges. And I said, of course he does. He's a tough motherfucker. He's from prison. You know what I mean? And I told the cop, it's no problem with me. You know what I mean? It's part of the process. You do your thing, I do my thing. It's not a big deal. I'm not excited about it.
And if you're nice with the cop, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
There's a good chance things just go easy for
It
you.
did, and it did. It went really well. He treated me well and this and that. So I got on, before I even got down there somehow. Oh, I know what it was. So here's the best part. So remember, my father-in-law's in the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So my father, like I said, nicest guy in the world, easy going. He's sitting in the passenger with his arm like this through 20 fucking red lights. I've never got back in the pickup, obviously.
Semi.
No, I was in the pickup.
Oh, you were
Yeah, no, I was in the pickup. And because remember, my toolbox popped up in my pickup.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's sitting there. He never moved an inch. Because you know what? It ain't none of his business what's going on.
Extremely accurate.
But
yeah.
the cop walks over, taps him, and he goes, "What the fuck?" And so I told Charlie, I said, "Charlie, first of all, you got to drive the pickup now. And second of all, call my sister and have her bail me out." And he's like, "Okay." So anyway, I'm sitting there. I get into booking just right there in the desk or whatever. I've never been down there, but I was like, okay, here we are. And fuck, I never even made it. I never made it any further. My sister was down there with cash.
She knows.
Yep. The only problem was she had Avalon with her, and Avalon's like through the glass, "What are you doing, Dad?" She's like, "What you doing?"
No, I think one of the better stories of Grandpa, though, he's on Grand, 65-year-old man.
Yep.
And this car comes around him, cuts him off, and like stops at a green light. And Grandpa's like, I don't know.
I think he was like cursing at him. And
yeah, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. And the guy's like, "Fuck you, old man." And Grandpa's like, "I don't know what's going on." And like the guy gets out of the car, and my grandma's like, "The problem is now I don't have to get the pistol because you always have the pistol."
Well, and she said, "Don't get out," and she already knew.
Yeah,
he's getting out.
And he got out, and he looks at the guy and he says, "Hey, you come any closer, I'm gonna hit you and beat the fuck out of you." And the guy's like, "Old man, you can't do shit." He said, I think Grandpa said the guy's like 6'7".
Yeah, he was a big dude.
Grandpa's big, and he said this dude like towered over him. And he's like, "I'm telling you right now, man." And the guy keeps walking. He goes, "What are you going to do about old man? I'll beat the fuck out of you." And he's like, "Okay, come on over here then." And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm coming." And Grandpa said he fucking hit him once, and he couldn't reach his face or whatever, so he hit him like right in the chest. So
Right
the
in the
dude
solar
just,
plexus.
the dude just laid him over. And the dude crawled back to his car, got in. Grandpa said his girlfriend was in the passenger seat laughing at him. Well, then they go to like...
Sears, I think.
Yeah, so Sears was still there. They pull in there, and I think my grandpa goes, "He's coming back around." He tried to run him over to his car. Grandpa pulls his pistol out. And he's like, "I'm going to shoot the motherfucker." In a parking lot full of people. He's like, one of them might connect.
Yeah. No.
Back in the day.
But
Well, no,
said,
that was not very
wasn't
back
that
in the
long ago,
day.
but that was like I said, my dad always literally warned the guy. He goes, "If you come around the vehicle," he goes, I'm going to hit you." And the guy's like, "Oh," he's my dad's a white-haired, 65-year-old guy, and you're thinking, "Sure you are, old man." Hey, and he just fucking popped him.
Well, the same-
laid him down.
The guy
I
at
don't
the...
like fighting.
I don't like it.
I don't like violence anymore.
I don't either.
I
I'm
was
the same way.
In the Army, I was dicking around with one guy, and he fucking having the last name Skidmore. "Hey, Skidmore." Gee, you unoriginal
I
fuck.
fucked people because of that.
Well,
Yeah,
this
you
guy would-
unoriginal.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
never
"Geez, that's
fucking
like
heard that
fucking
before."
5th grade,
Right,
dude. Come on.
right.
Try again." And he kept fucking with me, and he went and he punched me once, and he pushed me. I was like, "Don't, please." I was like, "I'm begging, don't fucking do this." He goes, "Fuck you." And I reached back and I punched him right in the fucking chest, and I separated the cartilage in his fucking chest, and he got discharged.
Hey, guess what he didn't do anymore?
He didn't fuck with anybody.
No, he sure
He
did.
fucking with nobody.
Yeah.
Well, that was,
Yeah, Skidmore, that's original, huh?
Yeah.
He's scared.
Skidmore, come here, fucker.
well, that was that day, like... that day in the semi, that dude cut me off, slams on the brakes, and, like, kind of turns, but doesn't really want to. And I just go around him. I mean, not a big deal. And I honked the air horn because I wasn't stopping. So I was like, "Hey, I'm coming around you." And he flips me off. So as I'm going around him, I flipped him off back. And then I text Josh, "This guy's following me to the job site." And get to the job site, Josh's like, "Where's our new friend at?" And I'm like, "Well, he decided it was better to not follow me to this job site," which is probably good for him because...
Dude, I've been flipped off so many times. I turn to my wife, whoever's with me. "I'm number one."
Number one.
Like, and
They're doing something stupid. I'm like, "They're
You know what I do now,
they're
too?
doing the best they
I
can."
used to get irritated, but you know what I do now is I wave. And you know what pisses them off more than anything?
Jesus loves you.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
and if you laugh and wave, they're just, "Motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Ah!" You know?
Well, the one person, like, flipped me off, and I was like, "I can do it, too." And like, "Yeah, but fuck you." And I was like, "Okay, fuck you." And they're like...
like Mr. Bean.
right, right.
That's one of the just like fucking dumbasses.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm retiring.
No, you're not.
Yes,
hold on,
I am.
Hold on.
oh wait, yeah.
Josh brought something for you.
Logan was gonna come here and do it, but he's doing
Okay.
Thing.
$400 something. We are members of the Lockwood FFA chapter and on the mechanics team. We are in grades 8 through 12, and we're working on restoring a 1978 Dodge W150. We were donated the Dodge Club Cab in September 2023 from a family friend. Our goal is to restore the pickup, market our chapter, practice mechanical skills, and make history as FFA members. We compete and also have supervised agriculture experience as SAEs. We have districts next week, which is today, for mechanics, which we have to know electrical wiring, duplex outlets, and service panels, Small engines, such as understanding valve systems, assemblies, correctly using common precision measuring instruments, perform shielded metal arc welding, electrode identification, and interpret welding symbols. Excavator safety inspection, operator hand signals, and parts identification. Construction such as accurately using measuring tools and marking out common framing layouts based on written instructions and diagrams. We are practicing as well as restoring the pickup for our SAE project. SAE projects are done outside of school. We are supervised by our advisor and mechanics coach. We meet educational standards and develop real-world skills. Lockwood High School does not have automotive courses, so agricultural education is the closest to mechanics we get. We are looking for small donations to help us pay for parts, paint, tools, and a trip to the machine shop, and a trip to a junkyard, especially for Mopar parts. We will take any donation amount with a business card. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and allowing us to build our public speaking. We will keep you informed about our project and how Lockwood FFA is succeeding. Thank you. Kids wrote that.
Nice. You did really good job. You should be a speaker.
He was pitching to you.
Oh, I get.
I wasn't sure.
I get the concept.
You're like, I'm trying not to write this check. I'm just going to sneak out of here.
Good job.
Yeah.
So I started this thing with my daughter.
Oh, God. He's fucking...
And so I go up to her and I kind of hit her like this, and I go, console. So that's consoling her. So if she's like having like, she did one day, she wasn't feeling good because of her period. So I went up and patted her like this, and I said, console.
The best part is, as she's smacking the shit out of me and putting her hands in my face, he goes, careful, he's the aggressive one. I'm like, she's hitting me.
Dude, having daughters is no fucking joke.
I know I have one, and I'm not ready
Dude,
for... I'm not ready for...
fucking started.
Yeah, I'm not ready for what's
I
coming.
get in trouble. She'll have a bad day or something, and I'll be like, what's wrong? Don't make it worse.
That's what my daughter used to say. She goes, I had no problem until you asked me about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Dude, I've walked out of my kitchen into my room where my wife is and go, I broke her. What? I was like, I fucking broke her. Fix it.
So what am I donating?
Huh?
What am I donating?
Cash Financial would be great.
They don't need any concrete.
No.
I already donated the pickup, so they're that far.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
I'll donate.
Are you going to put a recorded amount so we know? Like audio recording?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
We're good.
Disclaimer.
You're learning.
I'm going to talk to Josh about it.
It's a private matter.
It's a private matter.
I wanted the other gym guy or whatever to come.
Well, we had 10 viewers. I mean, you could have maybe raised some more,
Oh, nice. You got 10? What's the most you've ever had?
I think 10.
That's not bad.
I think it's the same 10 every time.
Oh, that's nice. Though.
Actually, it can't be because one is here, so.
Yeah. Well,
Oh no, I did look at it.
I've never...
Well,
did you?
Shit.
So you're one of the 10
It
tonight?
is the same 10 every time.
well, no, I sent it to my buddy. He might be watching.
Oh.
So it might be.
So, just so you know, allegedly, we broke records tonight with 10 viewers.
We did not.
We set records.
We did not.
We
I said
tied
it's always
records.
been 10.
We
We
matched records.
we
You
matched
can't
records.
tie records.
Yes.
Fuck
You
you
also
can't.
broke my fucking camera.
We did set some records tonight.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Nice.
Are we going home then?
Yes.
All right. All right. If you didn't kill yourself
I'm
for
not
this
late.
fucking...
Hold on, hold on.
What is it?
We broke records tonight with 10 viewers.
We did not.
We set records.
Still 10.
See? It knows it's you. It knows it's you.
You also broke my fucking camera.
Yeah, you broke 2 of them.
He goes, wait a minute.
Josh, don't make this worse for me, please.
Yeah, don't make it 11. Hey,
If anybody's out there, contact someone to make it 11.
You got like 30 seconds.
You got 30
You didn't
seconds
kill yourself
allegedly.
through this garbage ass episode.
I got
Wait,
Hey, this wasn't garbage. It was fun.
wait,
Yeah, this
2
was a
more
great
weeks.
episode.
Wait, 2 more weeks and we'll have another one.
This is
Stay alive.
This was. Fucking.
hey,
This is the first
I didn't
episode.
have to do shit but bring food.
This is the first.
hey, thank you for the food. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
this is the first episode. Josh didn't have to tell his stories to save it.
Yeah. And almost the only thing you said almost the whole time is,
He's going to get angry. Watch out. Watch out. He's going to get angry.
Come on, man. Do it.
We never even got into Josh.
Do it.
You never even heard Josh's hooker story.
how much that?
The hooker story.
Yeah, well, I'll hear it next time. Because next time, guess who's coming?
My brother?
Yep. We'll get. Hey, I got an idea. Cody Buck. We'll get Cody Buck and your brother. Jim's next. You can't. I'm telling you.
Oh,
right
I know
now,
I'm not getting Jim.
Jim's a good friend.
But I'm gonna make
Like
him.
a friend.
I'm gonna try to guilt
Like,
him.
I should say, Jim. No, he's a good friend. But he's like your snowmobiling buddy, your hanging out buddy, and if you're in a pinch, though, he'd come help you, right? But do not count on him.
Well, I told him I'm going to make him feel bad every time I see him that he ate the food and
Yeah.
then didn't show up.
Hey, but why do you think he paid that night? He was not stupid, right?
Hey,
Jim's
yeah.
one of the ones that gave money.
I gave money too.
Yeah.
I forgot my wallet.
Jim knew he wasn't coming tonight. He goes like this, paid.
You know, you took my $3. I'm like, fuck. I kind of did that as a joke.
Yeah, and I kept it.
I put it for the tip.
Yeah.
Apparently, so did I.
Hey, and the bad thing is they already took like $60 that night in tip.
Tell him how much you spent. Tell him how much you spent
No.
between 2 times.
Allegedly, we're not doing that.
Allegedly, we're not doing
I don't like putting things online.
They put
Yes, on a group they
One of them
do.
fancy ones, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
and just so everybody on here knows, I wasn't supposed to pay in the first place, but my son, for the first time in his life, that's a lie, forgot his wallet.
Allegedly.
He comes up, Dad, there's something serious. I need to talk to you. And honestly, and then I was like, I really thought something bad happened. I was thinking, oh, he wants to borrow money, or like I mean,
Somebody's
big.
pregnant.
Yeah, somebody's pregnant or something. Like hit somebody on the way, and he goes, I forgot my wallet. I just started laughing, and I was like, that's every time. That's not new.
How much was the percentage of gratuity that they asked?
20.
It was 20?
right off the bat.
Right off the bat, and that waitress was not good.
No.
And the worst part of it is, so
What
we
do you
went.
keep typing
We
up?
went for my brother-in-law's dinner, birthday dinner on Monday night, and our waitress was next level horrific. My nephew was sitting there with a plate, and she goes, "Can I take that plate?" And she goes, "Pass me that plate." And he goes, "I know, I'm eating." And he wasn't saying nothing to nobody. He was just sitting there. And she goes, "No, give me the plate." He goes, "I'm eating." And she's like, "Well, I have to have the plate." He goes, "But I'm eating on
there's
this plate."
food on it.
And she goes, "Well, you can't go back up with that plate." He goes, "I'm not going back up." And
He said, I don't care first.
Yeah.
And she fucking, her face went
yeah.
red.
And then she's like, "You have to give me the plate." He goes, I said, "No, he doesn't want to give you the plate." And then she literally goes, "Whatever," and walks off. And I was like, "What is going on here?"
Crazy.
It was
Dude,
nuts.
A place that expensive
Yes,
and that high
and
end?
they took our bill that night, and I don't know who, allegedly don't know who paid, but it was, what was it?
It was
$470.
after tip. It was over 5.
Yeah, 500, and our waitress was so rude to
We
us.
didn't even get drinks.
Yet she wouldn't even bring drinks. She wouldn't come back.
She
by.
wouldn't take his drink order because
Yes.
he was rude to her in the very beginning.
I wasn't even rude. I was just like,
No, I said she thought you were
yeah,
being rude.
him and I were getting.
Was
She
it the
was
same one?
No, she wasn't there yet, and him and I, we know the game, so we're getting up, going to get salad, right? So she stops right there, and she goes, what are you doing? And I was like, going up there, and she goes, "Oh, you're doing the full experience?" I said, "Yeah, we're all doing the full." She goes, "What do you want to? You want me to take your drink order?" And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be fine." So we sat back down.
When she like said something, he goes, "My thing is we were hungry and you hadn't made it over. We've been sitting for like a minute." He goes, "So we were just gonna sneak up."
And I said, "No big deal, you know." And so anyway, she takes everybody's drinks order and doesn't even look at me and goes to walk off. And I said, "I thought you were taking my drink order." She goes, "What do you want to drink?" And I said, "I'll do water." But the whole night she was rude and it was ridiculous.
Well, and she at one point I had grabbed
See, that's the bullshit. They put the automatic tip on
I
there,
know.
And they're like, I don't have to do anything
think
special to
think
these
about
fucking people.
well think about was 20%. Well, it was 20% on it was 20% on $400. So
Right.
she had an 80. It was 480 or something.
Right.
She had an $80 tip.
for doing nothing.
For
And at one
nothing.
point,
we're serving her. I mean, the people are bringing. I know
Is
they
it?
get some of the cut too, but not much.
So the server gets most of the tip. And then
Well,
the
theoretic,
guys-
I don't know about how that works there, but still,
They have to tip out the back.
the bad thing is that all of the guys serving were phenomenal.
Yeah, I tipped that one.
And
lady.
but even that night, they were phenomenal again. They were super.
except for the
amazing.
one that remember the one you gave the $5 to for saying something funny. He said something because like in reference, like, "Hey, we remember you. Like we were in here a couple
Yeah,
days
he
ago,"
was a shithead.
and he literally was like, "Okay, what do you want me to do about it?" And we're like,
He was having a
"Hey,
bad night.
no more tip for you then."
Yeah, done.
But
was it my little Asian friend there?
No,
No, it was
the
the
young kid.
It was the
the
blonde haired
funny
kid
kid.
that you gave $5 to.
Yeah, he was making fun of him.
But no, I mean,
I don't remember this.
normal courtesy if you have a party and you're in like a wedge, like, you know, it's hard to get there, you move all the empty glasses to the end of the table so the waitress can come grab them, she can ask for drinks, whatever. So I move my glass to the end of the table and she like walks by. And that manager dude literally like was walking by too, almost gets to the table, sees that glass, comes up to me and goes, "What are you drinking?" And I told him what I was drinking and he grabbed it, goes back, gets me a new drink, grabs her and stops her and starts talking to her, and she looks at us and I like made eye contact and I got like an evil glare and I just fucking put my head down. I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, luckily you can't spit my fucking food because they bring it to the
That is
table.
the only good thing about there.
So he came back
Take it
over.
with me.
I would. He
I
came back
just got
over.
him.
I knew they were for you.
No.
No, I asked
He
him.
asked me to bring them.
We had Dave's Hot Chicken yesterday, and they gave us the wrong spice level.
Oh, man.
I'm still fucking feeling it.
I took one bite and I couldn't even get it off my. I mean, it was unbelievable.
I touched my eye after.
Yeah, and I literally said, "Hey, man, I won't go back anymore." Because the way they acted about it, and I even told them, I said, "Hey, man, I'm not a complainer. I don't usually say anything, but I can't even eat my dinner." And so I've been sick for 5 days. And that day I was sick, like my guts were sick. So I was just trying to get something to eat. And so I didn't get spicy or anything. And they gave me, that was my first thing to eat. And I was like, "You're shitting." And I still wasn't upset. I just went up and said, "Hey, man, I don't complain, but this thing is next." He comes back, he goes, because I told him I didn't touch that one. You can taste it, you can do whatever you want. And he comes back, he goes, "Yeah, 2 guys said it was hot, the other guy said it wasn't." Okay. Well, what do you want me to do about it? He's like, "We can give you more chicken." I said, "It's all I want. I don't want a free meal. I'm not asking for that special. I just want to eat." But then I was so turned off after that. My stomach wasn't feeling good.
I took it home.
I didn't even eat.
He came over and he goes, "So
And it was
you-
$50.
He goes, "You all need new chicken?" And I said, "Honestly, man, the first one I ate was fine." I said, "But the second one, like, I took one bite and my eyes started watering and it like physically hurt my
And
mouth."
Delaney,
Like,
she took one bite. She's like, "I can't eat it."
And I was
So
like, "I don't-"
gave her a new one.
and I even told him I don't mind spice, but I was like, that is like unedible. Like, you can't eat that as a meal. It's
Well,
like,
one of the things is Russian roulette chicken.
yep.
It's like, why would you do that?
That doesn't make any sense. It's not an enjoyable experience.
I like spice, but if it's
Well, no, what
You
you
know
do
what I
is-
think what's happening is because when we went in there when they first opened, it was standing room only, and every time we go, we went a bunch because my kids like going there. Chan like
I went like
it.
7 times the 1 week.
Yeah, and so we literally, but it's kind of fell off. And what I think it is their help is they've lost help or they have bad help, and what they're back there doing is Russian roulette chicken. They're literally just putting out chicken. They're not reading an order. They're just literally putting whatever they want, and whoever gets, you could get mild, you could get medium.
Well, this is what you play Russian roulette chicken, right? Yeah. You're doing like you're having friends over, you're doing a drinking thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think they're doing it in the back.
Oh, yeah. But like I said, they do have that because this would be
Yeah.
the reason, right? Is they all look the same and nobody knows who they're going to get
Yeah.
the fucked up one.
And
then,
I'm saying I'm not eating chicken then. But
yeah, that's
I just got these, by the way, is the reason I'm taking them, because I hate Pepto, but it fixes my problems sometimes. This is like chewing gum, and it doesn't taste like Pepto.
But I told them too, like I literally am still feeling that chicken, and I was like, I might need one of those.
But you didn't want to chew a couple before you go to bed?
We're not. The night's not over yet. We're still here, so
Oh,
they're
well, I'm
still
leaving
still
now.
here too.
Just so you know, I'm leaving right now. I'm taking these
Pretty sure Josh is too.
and this before he drives out.
Oh, well, hold on.
What are we doing now?
Thank you. Yep. Bye. Hold on. I gotta show you my train table.